I feel so sorry for Jimmy every time that little clip plays of him introing Ozzy.
So does Jimmy.
So does Jimmy. Jimmy literally throws his headphones off and plugs his ears like a retard rocking in his feces at a mental institution.
The way you people feel like when I talk, that's how I feel like when I hear that. Yuck. It bothers me.
Hey, welcome. Opie and Anthony show. Opie's not in today.
Sans Opie.
Opie's
Ickley.
he has he has the AIDS.
Yep. He's
Or a sore throat. One or the other. I forgot.
He told me, I can't quite remember. I was busy.
Yeah, it was something. No, he does. He's got a tender throat. And in this business, throat very important.
Yes.
Yes.
We tried fixing it too last. Cause Opie and I live next to each other.
Yeah.
And he said my throat is very sore, and I said, "Why don't you nurse on this for a minute?" He nursed on it for an hour and a half. Didn't help the throat. A lot of deep man-to-man kissing. Nothing seemed to help.
Was there a lot of grunting and groaning?
We were holding the back of each other's heads so firmly that I felt like a warm handprint on the back of my head. It was really fun to try to cure the sore throat, but we couldn't quite get it done. Now I'm feeling a bit sick.
I love how Jimmy's man-on-man kissing involves like a lot of grunting. When you kiss a woman, like you're not going but your man-on-man kissing is a lot of grunting and groaning.
I always pictured as two men with really, really thinly shaved beards, and they just can't be masculine enough.
It's got to be very manly sounds coming out of it.
Yeah, it's the worst sound. It's like when a girl's giving you head and she has like her nose by your belly. The way they breathe, their cheeks puff out and they breathe around your hog.
It sounds lovely, though.
Yeah, they always get all the way in.
So it's Anthony and Jimmy Norden, of course. Joining us in a few minutes will be director, actor, writer, author, Kevin Smith. That's right, Kevin Smith. Going to be hanging out.
And we also have Florentine, Jim coming in at 8:30. But I told him to come in earlier.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith has thick books. Like he puts out really quality shit.
You know, he can write. The guy, obviously, he does movies. But, as far as his books go, and when he does those college tours where he just can stand up and talk for hours on end and keep it entertaining and compelling and shit. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that?
I hope I'm still in the movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
I bet you are.
I hope so.
I bet he's afraid to cut you out.
No, he's probably...
I'm going to dare him to cut you out of the
No, don't
movie.
do that. He's not afraid.
I dare you
Kevin's
to cut
not,
Jimmy out.
He's not easily frightened.
No?
He doesn't take well to dares.
I want to dare him.
I prefer you didn't.
I bet you $1,000 you won't cut Jimmy out of the movie.
And I'll dare him by 5,000 to make the scene longer. Just slow it. I want him to slow the audio down.
Oh, is that at the slow-mo scene? Barely. What is that picture of him? It's Kevin in a mirror. No, in a doorway, holding his arm up behind his head. What is he doing?
I don't know.
When was that taken? Is that just a random picture you found?
He looks like at least 3 of the Boston Red Sox. That's what they all look like with that creepy short beard and homoerotic poses. Hold on, Sweetie's mic isn't on. Please.
Bye.
It just says Kevin Smith topless as the caption.
No. Kevin Smith topless.
Which he is.
And that he is.
Yep.
Rare.
Hoping it was a photo from Iraq. He'd been kidnapped. We've been kidnapped in Afghanistan. Look to see him topless that way. We all got it, Jim.
Yes,
Good.
of
Don't
course.
Explain it.
It is October 1st today.
Yep.
Now, a couple of things happen in October, one of which, very excited about, Jocktober starts. Now, this is a tradition carried on by the Opie and Anthony show for decades now. I think we started our first one 35, 40 years ago.
I thought one.
One? Oh, we've done one? Yeah. Okay. So one. So this is our second annual Jocktober. Very exciting. This is where we get somebody like the likes of Sam to just scour the FM airwaves to find radio shows worthy of paying tribute to on Jocktober. You might say, Anthony, what is the criteria for a show that you would pay tribute to on Jocktober, during Jocktober? And we are looking for shows that are just adorable. Shows that have that man-woman kind of rapport thing going on, like, are they married? Are they not? They sure act like a married couple. A little bickering and bantering, but they'll kiss and make up in the end. Oh, and the woman that's there to just keep him in line, because gosh knows how that guy could just run wild if she wasn't there. Thank God she keeps him in check.
Like the Julian Chip morning show, if that exists.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, it would be, too. Would it be Julian Chip or Chip
and
Julie, though?
Yeah, Chip, line, Julie.
Julie. And then the thing would be some way to wrap her J around. That is not. You punched in Chip and Julie and got that?
That's Chip and Julie.
Wow.
Julie's the dog.
God.
In both
Should be
cases.
Baldy and mullet.
It's some guy with a mullet, some woman with very thin hair, and a golden retriever with peanut butter on his nose.
The golden retriever is so bored with these two people.
Yeah, he's had it.
Yeah, he's really tired of them. He's hoping they're the victim of a wilding in that park they're in. They're in a nice park, and he's just hoping that some youths attack them.
Please, he should rip their throats out and just trot away. Little bone in his mouth.
You shoot down, you see his little doggy oven mitts and the little mat.
His red lipstick dick.
Let me see. What time is it? We've been talking for 8 minutes, and it's already a dog fuck joke.
What happens?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. Yes, Julie and Chip. Chip and Julie. That would be a perfect example. But those are the shows we're looking for. And I guess Sam got a few. Did Sam...
Yeah.
You got a few?
Well, there's been some mystery about Jocktober because we have a new regime, of course, here at Sirius. And Jocktober has come up in the meetings because they go, what are you guys working on?
Oh,
and
it
I'll
has.
Say, Jocktober.
Cool.
And they'll go, what is that? And I explain we just make fun of a different radio show every single day for October.
And what problem could they possibly have with that?
well, they go, you're not going to do that every day. And I know we.
Yes, we will.
We probably will.
We will do that every day. We so choose.
You're not going to do that every day, are you?
Probably every day.
Yeah, maybe more than once on a given day.
Yeah, sure.
Perhaps 3 times.
Jeez.
Depending on how we feel.
So what are you going to do? Make horrid creative decisions for our show? Are you going to do that every day?
Oh.
What? Well, they do tend to. We did have a little chit-chat about something. If you've been keeping tabs on the Opie and Anthony show, which I certainly hope you are.
Of course you have.
You will know that management occasionally does slide their slimy little hands in on our program and make creative decisions that we hate all the time.
But it should only be creative suggestions, not decisions.
Suggestions, not decisions. Right. You got any better suggestions? From Jaws. Well, they decided that the word replay, when we do a replay, which is our 3 to 7 around there,
yeah,
something like that, our 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time replay is a replay of what we do from 6 to 11 live, replayed. They said that there's some negative connotations to the word replay. I don't understand what those negative things are. I've never walked around and said, another fucking replay moved into my neighborhood. Holy shit, those replays cannot drive.
Great, I got to take Valtrex. I got replays showing up on my deck.
Yeah, it's not that bad a word.
It's not a negative word.
No, it's what it is.
Yes.
They decided that encore is a better way to put it. An encore presentation of the Opie and Anthony show, which will start at 3 o'clock. It's semantics. It's the old "a rose by any other name" is still 4 shitty, mediocre hours of radio.
Absolutely. Would a rose by any other name sound just as lousy?
Exactly. But they decided, that an encore presentation it sounds better. So we were joking that perhaps something like 4 hours of horse shit, rehashed crap, things like that would be funny to put on a promo. Well, I guess they made a promo that said 4 hours of horse shit.
Yes.
4 hours of horse shit. And they turned it down. They denied our promo.
I don't like the fact that they have to approve the promos.
Yeah, I don't like
creatively.
that.
What is
No.
that? What
It
is
doesn't-
that?
I don't think that their place really is to be in the creative process. They can be in the creative process as, suggestions.
Sure.
We're always open to suggestions. We'll say no every time, but we're very open to hearing them. And they said no to our 4 hours of horseshit promo that was made. I haven't heard this yet. I hope we have it because I do want to play it. Was it made or was it just suggested?
Yeah, it's burning now.
Oh, okay. I definitely want to hear that and see if it's funny. Now the reason they shot it down was, I guess they said that people that haven't been really paying attention or the casual listener wouldn't get it. They'd listen, and instead of knowing the situation and saying, well, the replay and the encore and all that, they're just going into it cold, and they hear 4 hours of horse shit. They're going to be like, I don't understand the joke. Meanwhile, to me, it's a joke that kind of... it stands on its own.
It's funny. It's obviously sarcastic.
Obviously.
And you can't tell us how to appeal to people that we want to appeal to because we've been doing this for a while, so we know.
Yeah.
And we were just on XM. We kind of had complete control over content on the channel.
Yep.
And it was fairly successful with listeners.
Yeah.
It was fairly successful.
think we
And
did
XM
okay.
started off with a shitty decision on calling the channel Virus or whatever they called it at first. They would never call it the
High
Opie and Anthony
voltage.
channel, which is so stupid. It should be called the... How about this? If you can get this channel renamed the Opie and Anthony channel, which is not a disrespect to Ron and Fez. Opie and Anthony is a very recognizable name. Then I will respect creative input.
Yeah.
But, until then, it's like, come on, you're just throwing out ideas.
Those suggestions go to the wayside. So, but I don't want to make this a complete bitch fest.
Right, no.
But I'm just saying these things happen. I like letting the listeners in on what goes on, especially behind the scenes.
Yes.
Our little battles with management. And another thing is, I'd like to hear these things before they're completely shot down.
Yeah, what if they're funny?
I believe me, I have the utmost respect for Danny, for Sam, for Travis, for... Okay, I have the utmost... oh, Derek. I didn't see Derek in
What
there.
about her?
What?
You forgot...
Oh, little Steven.
Oh, no, I'm going to smell
Little
his
Stevie.
cologne.
Little Steven. I have the utmost respect for them and their creative decision-making and everything like that. We depend on them on a daily basis. But management going to them and shooting down a creative decision without...
That we came up with on
consulting-
the air.
Yeah, without consulting us by email, of course, because face-to-face, I don't have the time. Stop it. I'm a busy man. So an email that says, hey, we don't like that one. And then we would yell at them and say, hey, get out of our creative assholes and leave us alone. But something that we're involved with here might be nice.
Because we came up with an idea. It was a silly idea.
Yeah.
But people who wouldn't get that?
Yeah.
Who's going to hear 4 hours of horse shit and go, oh, I'm not listening to that.
It must be
horse shit.
Horse shit. No, if I heard that promo, knowing me, and I think I kind of fall into the type of person that would listen to this program if I wasn't on it, I would hear that and go, fuck, I got to listen to that. 4 hours of horse shit? Love 4 hours of horse shit.
And that sarcastic type of thing. First of all, that corny rock and roll we don't need that all the time.
No.
We can do something stupid and silly. And anybody that doesn't know what they're in for, within 5 minutes knows what they're listening to and will like it or not like it. You don't have to spoon feed people. This is what the
Yeah.
show is.
Yeah.
It's silly, it's stupid, whatever you want to call it. Listen to it and like it or don't.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. And again, they did the same semantics thing with worst of the week. Kind of worst of the week?
That hasn't been changed, I hope.
No.
What do they want to do?
No, it would be the people who listen to Worst Of would
Yeah.
probably also understand the 4 hours of horse shit.
Oh, right.
Oh,
because-
they would. Right. I got you. Okay. I thought it was another semantics thing that they like pulling. Although there have been a couple of more.
Line of the day.
Line of the day?
Yeah.
They wanted to call. They felt that it didn't fit the attitude of the show, and maybe we should do worst line of the day.
No.
Get it?
Why
Get it?
wouldn't it
Really? Should we change the opening to line of the day? No, that's a masterpiece. Worst line of the
Actually,
day.
that was suggested.
Of course. Of course.
But I
it's just
don't-
good to see they understand the fans and the show. Have they ever interacted with our fans? And this is whoever it is.
No.
Have they ever read the emails we get from our fans?
Yeah.
Do you understand they call us up and they go, Frankus, and they hang up?
I don't know. Right now, I guess we're just addressing a nameless, faceless executive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who this is.
I honestly don't either, and I don't
That's
care.
making this.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, and please don't schedule a meeting with me about this. I can do everything by email, text. I got picture text now, so I'll text you a semi-interested look, like I'm going, because I think it can be settled through emails. But at least, some communication there between the two of us.
Yeah,
Nice.
because as far
Three
as
of
like
us.
getting the show, like, hey, we want people to go out there and listen to the show. Well, then just promote it.
Yeah.
That's all. Promote it.
That's all. Don't worry about what something's called. If something on this program has worked for well over 5 years, in some cases over 10 years, yeah, you could leave it alone. I think we know when it's maybe burnt out and time to throw to the wayside, but for the most part, leave it alone.
And the death of radio shows is when they start listening to any management on creative issues as far as, I think this would be funny. Do you?
Yeah.
We don't care if you think that would be funny. We know what works for the show. Channel structuring and stuff like that, fair enough. They have some good points. All right, fine.
Yep.
But when it comes to the humor or the things that we want to convey, this is what the show represents comedically.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be putting their hands on that.
No, occasionally they'll have a good suggestion.
Yeah.
I've yet to find that occasion. But you never know. It's like Lotto. But they shouldn't really be diving and putting their hands in the dough.
And
as it
dictating.
were. Yes. Sorry.
There's a dash in there.
Makes me laugh every time. Let's see. What is this? Hold on.
Anthony's reading something
Ugh.
that's been highlighted. Or highlit, it should be.
See, it's from somebody, management type, and it's creative suggestions on how an opening should be made, the encore thing. It's got suggestions for sound effects and like everything.
Does it?
Yeah, like it's a script. Stop it!
Can I see it? I won't.
Yeah, take a look. It's just
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. What do you do? Jimmy found it funny. All right, roll it then. Come on. Can I hear the
That's what we made right there.
That's what you made, yeah.
I'm sorry. That little intro,
Yeah.
outro with a space in between is what we made, but calling it
4 hours of horse shit? All right, let's listen to the promo that was denied. This is the 4 hours of horse shit promo.
You're listening to 4 hours of complete horse shit. Again. Here's something that might pique your interest.
I like that.
Complete horse shit, which I like even better.
And the horse noise.
Yes. You know it's a horse, then you knew it was shit.
The Virus, Sirius 197, XM 202. More horse shit coming up next.
And that's
See?
what would have been on the air.
Who wouldn't fucking get that?
Yeah, don't you get the sarcasm and
Who would? What would I want to listen to as a guy who I'm trying to appeal to? That or rock and roll? I'd rather listen to the fucking funny one.
Well, I'll tell you something. That's probably getting isolated and used.
Thank you.
Hope so. Maybe Ozzy needs to walk into a room. I can shout it. God, am I a homo? I'm worthless.
Yeah. Well, how do we get started on that? Rocktober.
Jocktober.
Well, it is Rocktober in the radio world. Yeah. So I'm sure wherever you're listening, there's some FM hack station doing Rocktober, which consists of what? What were you doing before that? You weren't rocking in September?
Not as hard.
No, not as hard. Now they're rocking. Rocktober. But we do Jocktober, so I definitely want to hear some of these.
Well, you want it.
Dude, I'm seriously, I really want that promo to run. I think that's funny.
Yeah, I think it is too. I wonder what the
I don't mind suggestions.
meeting would be like.
People suggesting things.
We'd get the. I don't. Here's my take on why this wouldn't. What? Who the? What the? It's just. I guess at some point we're gonna have to. Oh Jesus!
We'll have to address
We're gonna have to. I'm looking at Rocky and Sue.
All right, let's go to
Rocky and Sue's webpage.
Jesus!
Wow, that is KRZ.
Rocky Dennis.
Are they crazy?
Well,
is that KRZ? Because I would think the KRZ is crazy. Hey, crazy!
I'll tell you this: for today's Jocktober, we're going all the way to Wilkes-Barre, PA.
Wow.
Yeah. To KRZ, the Rocky and Sue morning show.
Is that a triple-digit market? Is that one of the triple where you need 3 numbers to tell what market it is?
Like Syracuse?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm certain it's somewhere up there.
But I believe this morning duo has been on the air for like 20 years or something.
Wow.
Like they're a staple in Wilkes-Barre, and they may or may not be married.
May or may not. So they're pulling it off. They're doing the job. That's what they're supposed to do. People go, are they? I don't know. They certainly sound like us, hon. Oh, as the emasculated husband drives his minivan with the wife to the grocery store, they certainly sound like we do. These are people I'd like to maybe have a dinner party with.
Well,
As the semi plows into him and T-bones him.
How great is that? If the last thing they say is, I wonder what Rocky and Sue are going to say about that before they're fucking sawed in half by a fucking trucker on crank. Don't say crank. That's not as funny. Say coke.
Yeah. I think crystal methamphetamine so everyone gets it. Not everyone knows drug jargon.
It's true.
It is true.
It's true.
I know, Sam.
You can tell it's a successful morning show because in the mornings, Sue is a co-host. In the afternoons, she is the queen of real estate.
What?
So, yes, she sells real estate in the afternoon.
Cool.
Oh, she's a real estate.
Yes.
I've already done enough on real estate brokers and agents. Ugh. They're all out of the same mold.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you are one, but it's usually some woman who now this isn't every single one of them, because I have met a couple of nice ones, but this is usually the mold of a real estate agent woman. A little too old to try to be looking as hot as she thinks she is. That bleach blonde hair, a lot of makeup. Yeah, thanks. Very yappy. And usually drives a big car very fast because you got to follow them from, house to house when you're trying to find houses. And then they get out and they just, I don't know what their job is, first of all. Hey, here's a kitchen. Hey, here's a bedroom. Hey, here's the living room. I know. Look, it comes with a fireplace. Oh, thank God you told me. I was going to keep my cat in there. Oh, whew. Thank God for you. How much? Same mold. And she looks exactly like that. Although her hair is a little too short, she got kind of a dykey haircut, and he just looks like that Mr. Science guy, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He's a little older. His neck kind of gives it away.
Yeah, he should wear turtlenecks.
Yeah.
And she should. Won't even say what she should do. Rocky and Sue.
Why don't you give them a shot before you start,
Fair enough.
busting their chops?
You know something, Sam? You are so right.
You could just see, because you think a morning show has been around for 20 years, they're probably on the cusp, very exciting. It's not like they would just get on the air and talk about nothing at all.
Yeah. 20 years of experience with each other in the same market. They probably know all the ins and outs of Wilkes-Barre.
Everything Wilkes-Barre, they know.
That's right.
Everything.
Nothing in Wilkes-Barre gets by them.
No, it's Rocky and Sue. They've been there forever.
When you're in market number 70, you really need to know all the local angles.
70.
First of all, now I want to apologize to Rocky and Sue. I said triple digits, and it's 70.
Yes.
Marking 70.
When you want Wilkes-Barre, you know who you go to? Those two.
Rocky and Sue, my friends.
Absolutely.
Well, let's give a little start out. I guess, now Sam has prefaced some of these clips in his inimitable style. Rocky starts the poll question?
Yeah, they got like a poll question where people can call up. Believe it, they'll ask a question.
Yeah.
And ask the audience to call in with the answers.
Kind of like I couldn't think of anything.
Like a poll.
Audience participation, I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, polls all the rage because of the internets. So, and I'm sure Rocky and Sue want to be like on the cutting edge of the intratubes.
They have a blog, so
What?
Yeah.
Wow. So them doing a poll kind of question, kind of getting into that whole attitude. I like that. And then it says the poll question, but Sue thinks he goes a little far. Oh, good gravy. I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah, you go to a point, and then it's like,
It's like, come on, Rocky.
Yeah.
Come on.
But wouldn't it be funny if like, he really did, like if they were doing a fun poll, and then he just took a shit into like a plastic child shovel and then started flinging it at her on the air?
Just yelling racial epithets.
Yeah, and they're both white. She's like, what's wrong with you?
Fantastic. All right, let's hear Rocky starting the poll question.
The Rocky and Sue Show. On 98.5 KRZ.
All right, the question. 1/3 of the women polled said they do this right after a breakup. 1/3 said they do this right after breaking up. What is it? 1-800-222-0985.
Hold on. Wow, that's a good question.
yeah, see?
How many women? 2 out of 3?
Yeah. No.
Polled.
I thought 1/3. I don't know, maybe
1/3 said they
1/3.
do this after a breakup.
Yeah.
My guess is tickle their clit with a rake.
I think that probably comes a little further down the list. This seems to be something pretty popular.
Okay.
But, gosh, if I don't know where Rocky's going with this one. Oh, boy. Thank God Sue's there to calm him down, because I think it's going to be something sexual. I don't know. It might be, because you would think a girl breaks up with a guy, she's going to want to get out there and get back on that horse, as they say, or suck its dick. Oh, God, stop it, of course. Just shove some feed and oats in that thing and let the horse have at it.
Fill your vag with some little green crispy apples.
Yes. It's very hard to hold your vag flat, though, so it doesn't bite you like your hand with a sugar cube. Oh, very dangerous. Let's hear what Rocky thinks the answer might be.
Up. What is it? 1-800-222-0985. First to get it right, we're going to get you into the Quiznos Spotlight Lounge. Week from Wednesday, starring Jason Castro from American Idol.
I'm actually excited to meet him.
I'd rather
Yes, that's
hear
Wednesday.
Fidel Castro sing. What is that? Who is he?
He's from American Idol. He had the dreadlocks. He was quite the heartthrob. He got voted off.
Apparently, Sue is all taken by. Was it dreadlocks on a white guy?
Yo, yeah.
Oh, that's all the rage.
Can we have that her response one more time, Dan?
Yes, I definitely want to
That
hear
was
her response.
tremendously terrible.
Jason Castro from American Idol.
I'm actually excited to meet him.
Yes, next Wednesday at 8 a.m.
He's so hippy-dippy California, ukulele, dreadlock. Dude, you know who he is.
Here's a couple of the...
my God. Ugh. And they put echo on her voice?
Why?
Because she sounds like a man, first of all. She really, like, ooh, I really want to see him. Her singy song, talking pattern.
Oh, boy.
She's wacky.
Dude, you know who he is.
Here's a couple of the responses we got on our Facebook page. Lose weight.
That was my guess.
Right.
1/3 of the women lose weight after they break up. I just think about your own breakups. What did you do?
1/3 of the women
the
polled said they
AIDS.
would do this right after a breakup. Get revenge.
Yeah, okay, that'd be part of it. Revenge,
Sleep with
lose-
somebody else.
Yeah.
1/3 of the women polled said they would do this after a breakup. Get a Brazilian.
Okay, what? All right. All right, don't give him any. I did.
1-800-222.
Why not give him any
That's what
ideas?
I thought it was going to be.
All right, well, call us right now.
Wait, why not give him any ideas?
She got all. She was taken aback.
Don't give him any ideas.
You know
Why
what a
not?
Brazilian is?
An unclipped cock.
Yeah, like Madonna got herself a Brazilian.
Yeah, of course, the Brazilian waxing. They want to purdy up that thing so when they're back out on the market, guys look at it and go, wow, that's nice.
I mean, that might have been a little far.
Oh, Rocky, I like it when my asshole looks like Dan Haggerty's face. Why would we want to get a Brazilian and ruin that? I like when I drop a log and it kind of hangs in a hairnet under my cheeks. Every man likes that.
Yeah, Sue got a little. Wow, that was a little wild.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because you gotta think there are moms and kids driving to school, listening to Rocky and Sue, and now the embarrassment of a mother having to tell her child what a Brazilian is.
Yeah.
As the girl is being dropped off at school with fucking completely clean shaved pussy. They're all doing it now. It's all the rave.
Of course they are.
Second it grows in, it comes off. I don't understand it.
She's got a K for Kanye carved into her pubes.
That's great. Answer to the poll question, and we reach an exciting conclusion.
Well, because, when you have a question like this, one of the beautiful things to do in radio is to ask a question that you'd think would just have a common answer, but then wait and see where it goes, because obviously a question this bland would have to have an exciting answer to make it worth doing, right?
Yeah, so there'd be some kind of twist at the end.
Is it get a new hairdo?
Oh, you mean one not like a bull dyke lesbian?
Okay. Well, she has nice hair.
Throw it in. Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Just kind of sprouts up. It looks like right after you plant corn. That's what comes up.
She looks like every actress who was like a really hot teenager who's battling cancer later in life.
Holy shit.
Could be any kind.
Sure. All right, answer the poll question. Exciting conclusion. Here we go.
Do they get a makeover?
Get a makeover. A little more specific. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good guess.
What was that?
That's the whole thing we do. It's a joke that we do, not really thinking they do that.
Sue does it.
But Sue the whole did that.
More specific. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good guess, but that is incorrect. It is not get a makeover.
What's she doing?
Kind of on the right track.
All right, we have another Michelle.
I know, so many. Which one?
This is Michelle number 2.
Hello, Michelle 2.
Hey, Michelle number 2.
Okay, good.
1/3 of the women polled said they do this right after a breakup. What is it?
Call their girlfriends or best friends?
Call their girlfriends.
No, because that would be your support. But unfortunately, no. Maybe they do, but that's not the answer that we're looking for here. 1/3 of the women do this right after they break up with their significant other.
Okay, this is Michelle we haven't talked to yet.
Mm-hmm. You're the only one left.
Michelle number 3.
Hello.
This is horrible.
First thing they do after a breakup. 1/3 of the women polled said they do this. It is...
Cut their hair.
Cut their hair.
You are correct, sir.
Yes, it is.
Cut their hair.
Yes,
Cut their hair.
Yay!
Of course I got it.
You got the answer.
Woohoo, you did.
Of course I do. I've destroyed so many relationships. I know what these bitches do. See them next week, they look like Mo Howard.
Shave their head, put his swastika in between their eyes, and just preach for Oh, my God. How do you forget Charles Manson's name?
You went preach for and just decided to bail out.
Yeah, Charles Manson. Wow, they have better sound effects than we do.
But that's what happens when you listen to management creatively. Put the echo in. That's good.
Yeah, get
it's
the
not
echo.
good.
It makes it seem like you're bigger.
Is that what they say?
I think so.
Yeah.
Makes it seem a little more larger than life.
Can we see some more pictures of them? Sure.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of that one.
I want some action shots.
I got soft from that one. I need a new one to go a little more in my step. Let's see. Rocky talks about his day at the fair.
Yes.
Sue bitches at him. That's going to be the next clip. Wow, what could his day at the fair be like? In Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
A fair in Wilkes-Barre. That sounds like fun. Let's hear Rocky talking about his day.
From 98.5 KRZ, when I got home Saturday, I was food drunk.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I'm a little disappointed.
The plan was Saturday I was going to do a deep-fried on-a-stick tour of the Bloomsburg Fair.
Okay, just listen to the title. Deep fried on a stick. Okay?
The problem was I was being escorted by the fair princess, who happens to be our receptionist, Mo Diggs.
No.
And can I talk here?
What the fuck is she doing?
This is a joke, right? You actually got like Janine to play the whole, and like this was put together in a studio. This can't be real.
This is not Janine. That's Sue from Rocky and Sue.
I never thought our whole thing was too accurate. It's not funny now because it's just an accurate depiction. It's a complete recreation.
Yes.
There's no more irony to it.
See, the thing is, like, for Sue, if you can't think of a funny joke right off the top of your head, maybe a funny noise.
Or just repeat what he said. Oh, fried food on a stick.
Right, but do it with, like, a little inflection in your voice so people kind of... Yeah.
She's acting like it's outrageous, and she can't believe somebody would eat fried food on a stick at a fair.
At a fair. Yeah, what are you going to get? Stop.
I can see if he said he had sushi at a fair. He'd be like, asshole, you're going to get food poisoning. It's a fried stick, that's what you eat, corn dogs.
Yeah. Ooh, let's hear the thrilling conclusion of this one.
I was being escorted by the fair princess, who happens to be our receptionist, Mo Diggs.
No.
And can I talk here? Just let me state my case.
You're just trying to lay it on her, and I think that's unfair. Go ahead.
Every time we passed another food booth, she was saying, like, oh, man, you got to try that.
Well, okay.
Oh, look, that ice
Yes.
cream over there, they make it right here at the fair. It's the
Okay.
best.
So
you've never had pizza until you've had that pizza over there.
And she would know. Uh-huh.
Right.
She won't shut the fuck up.
He hates her. It sounds at least like he hates her.
Because he did give her a little bit of a, hey, I'm trying to make my point here.
He didn't just go make my point. He goes, can I talk here?
Yeah.
He sounds like he really doesn't like her.
Can I talk here? Oh, domestic dispute would be great at this point, where he gets pulled in and she's got a giant shiner. Oh, boy, they really do sound like a married couple.
Well, yeah, I think they
right
might...
before a gunshot.
Yeah, the Lamadas.
She is really, I mean, terrible.
But that's just some of the type of thing that you could hear on the Rocky and Sue show. They cover the gamut of different topics that the Wilkes-Barre people want to know about.
Yeah, they really do have their finger on the pulse of Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
And the people there and their concerns and issues.
I don't know how many of these we'll actually get to. We could do them all. Who knows? There's like 34 seconds, a minute, whatever. Rocky and Sue take a hilarious, fun, and interesting phone call. That is
no,
not...
Wait, no, do they? Oh.
Can I talk here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Fun, interesting...
Yes. Oh, okay.
call that is
Right. No.
Look, you fucking bitch. Shut up or I'll whack you with a shovel.
Dude, he can't get a sentence out.
No, he can't.
We get it. You're in the studio. We know you're there, miss.
You don't have to jibber-jabber all the time.
I think she's afraid that, like, she ceases to exist if a noise isn't coming out.
Yeah. Management will hear and go, you know, I heard you get 3 words out without that annoying bitch chiming in. It sounded pretty good. Why don't we get rid of her? Excuse me, Sue? Yeah, I need a house with a bigger kitchen because I like to... no, the cooking. Is it about the cooking? You like to... Do you like the stove? Well, look at the bedrooms. Yuck. All right, hilarious, fun, interesting phone call. That is not a waste of time about someone getting married.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're closing out the show with a quick phone call from Janie in Edwardsville. What's happening, Janie?
Not much, just getting ready to get married.
Oh, really? Today's the day.
Just get
Friday.
married. Just get married.
Wow, so we will have something in common till the end of time. Your birthday, my birthday, and your anniversary, same day.
Yeah, one of our groomsmen's birthdays is today, too, so we're going to embarrass him at the wedding and make him start the chicken dance.
All right.
So who's the lucky guy who you're getting married to?
Garrett.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
You and Garrett.
Rocky and Sue.
He can't get a word out without her
No.
fucking chiming in.
Or the phone caller can't even talk without her just chiming in the whole time. Oh, God.
It's Jocktober. It's Rocky and Sue.
It is. Oh, look, let me try this. Hi, Drew.
Whoa.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
How you doing? You've been looking at the web. You've been looking at the Rocky and Sue website, playing along with us.
Oh. Yeah.
So, what did you notice?
Can I speak, please?
Yeah, go ahead. A blur. Yeah.
What I've noticed is the picture of those two, the only thing it's missing is a swarthy man's unclipped penis. Because with his hands spread out like that, it looks like every cover of every interracial porn video I've ever seen in my life.
now. Actually, she does look like she's going to accept a nice, delicious load.
I know. I just want him to explain that a little further.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Explain.
We're not sure what you mean.
I'm gonna head on.
Mr. Marshall.
Mr. Marshall. Just terrible. Screw him. I figured he might be pertinent to the subject at hand.
Now watch Rocky and Sue do Jocktober and say man calls with pointless, overly explained black porno joke.
They'd be right.
They sure would.
All right, Rocky and Sue do a hilarious break on transportation.
Yeah, it's like they're going over some of the news stories, and they talk about a new method of transportation.
Can we count the longest this guy can talk without a noise from her?
Without a peep
from her.
That would be good. That would be good. A stopwatch? Anybody?
Okay.
Yeah, someone time this, and we'll see how long you talk. Transportation. I hope it's punching and kicking Sue down the street. That's her mode of transportation. Rocky just assaults her down the street. Rocky and Sue, hilarious break on transportation.
Honda says that they are ready to revolutionize the way we get from point A to point B. I want to see this thing. Maybe you can Google this. A new electric unicycle. I know what you're thinking. Who the hell can ride a unicycle? They say this will not fall over. I don't know. So again, I got to see it. Why won't it fall over? They're calling it a personal mobility device. Just been unveiled by the company in Tokyo.
Okay, raise your hand if you have a Segway.
No.
I don't see any hands going up.
No. But
This is the next one. You know, amazing invention, doesn't fall over. Come on, that's what they said about the Segway, too. And the thing's like so dangerous.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't. I had a chance to get up close and personal with one down at the Stroudsburg, where was it? Tannersville Mall, when I was down there, down at the crossing.
The local.
Talking to, one of the security guys. He had one. He was a master on that thing.
Well, that was like Paul Blart, Mall Cop. He had a Segway, too.
Oh, it was awesome. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to ride it, but he couldn't give it up. 6:34. Let's take a look at traffic. Here's Rusty Thunder.
Rusty Thunder?
Fender.
Oh, Rusty. Wait. Rusty Fender does the traffic?
Of course he does.
I want to know, Rusty, who does the music break?
And Dirty Sanchez is coming in now.
Yes.
To help clean up.
She talks and he doesn't interrupt her. But whenever he talks, he can go for 3 or 4 seconds before she makes a noise.
Yeah, that wasn't any longer than probably 3 seconds of him talking.
Yes,
Yet she was able to do the whole preface to the horribly boring story.
You don't think that was interesting? The electric unicycle?
She can't figure out how it stays up.
No.
How about you just fucking do 1/10 of a second of research on the web and you'll find out.
She just read any part of the article that wasn't the headline.
Yes,
Maybe
because
it
it's like
said.
Whatever. I'm not even going to argue the point. Rocky and Sue do a phone topic. Their listeners are as fun as they are.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, gosh.
You bring up, at the same time of the day, it's time for the phone topic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So this means you do the phone sweeper, get the callers to start calling in and answer your question.
Got it.
Don't waste your energy screaming at that
The car horn.
That's her, actually.
That was her voice. A little grating. Do you need that wake up with the fucking horrible traffic sound effects?
Don't waste your energy screaming at that driver in front of you. Call the show right now.
What are they talking about?
1-800-222-0985.
And what we're talking about this morning,
Angering.
Joe
All right.
Snedeker got a ticket from out of state.
Could I just say that siren you hear is on the radio. It's not behind you.
Yeah, that's coming from the
Just so you
studio.
know.
Okay.
All right.
Joe Snedeker got a ticket from out of state in a rental car. Came in the mail yesterday.
Yep.
Should he pay? Should he pay? We'll start with you, Roger. You're on the Rocky and Sue show. How about advice for Snedeker?
I think he should pay it. I got a ticket coming through Ohio, ripped it up, and lost my license for 7 months.
Ooh, ouch. No, that's not fun. That's not good.
What, the show?
That's how we feel listening to it. Ooh, ouch.
The, wow. First the sound effect. And then the fact that we used to actually just out of nowhere play siren sound effect to fuck with people in their cars. It worked fantastically.
But did you let them know just in case? By the way, this is on your radio.
Yes. Hold it. Just distracted for a second. Is this the news?
That's, yeah.
Why is a stripper doing a pole dance on the Channel 11 News here
And
in New
not
York?
in our studio.
Yeah. Look. That's
fucking fruit.
absolutely true. We cannot have that done.
Oh, Did you see the camel toe on her?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fantastic. So she's doing, I guess this is under the guise of a strip exercise.
You should have seen the camel toe. That was hot.
They probably told her to keep the spread eagle away from the camera. Like, she's doing the pole split. Oh, I've seen all these moves. Look, see, the camera faded out. Now look, oh my God, camel toe.
Fucking hot, man.
Huge ass crack.
Look at the deep crack in camel toe.
She's
God.
working this pole. They put a fucking stripper pole. It's probably our old one. In the Channel 11 News here in New York. And she is working this pole like you would see in any strip club, wearing like boy shorts and a very short little sports
workout top.
Yeah, workout
so
top.
Hot. Who is she?
She's pretty fucking hot.
I love her.
You think she strips?
I want her to be my wife. She's probably a workout teacher or aerobics instructor.
Yeah, she's just doing kind of an aerobics thing. But dude, it's the fucking news. And what if we said, yeah, we want to get a pole in here and just have a girl like dance around? And since it's radio, maybe she could take her top off. Whoa!
Well, we could probably get that done, but we'll definitely have to draw the shades.
Draw the shades. What about penetration?
God.
I miss penetration.
Me too.
Penetration was so much fun. Boy, did we have just a variety of things we used to shove in there. Cell phones to see if they worked. Girls smoked out of it. We shot a bottle rocket out of one. God, penetration's fun.
Vagina's so versatile.
Yes! It's like a cup holder. It's not just for a cup. You put change in it. You put your cell phone in there. You do everything with a cup holder. It's not just for cups.
Oh, guys.
Oh, Sam.
Guys.
Sounds like Sue.
You guys are too much.
What's her shirt say? I'm trying to read the shirt. Where are these girls from? Wow, wait.
Yeah, they got to give them a good plug. Yeah, she's now dancing again. She stepped off. I thought the segment was over.
Different girl.
She is good at this, man. Is that a different girl?
Yeah, holy
She's cut from the same swath.
They're doing these like really aerobic
Gymnastics moves, really. Yeah, she's like doing a
Pole superstars.
Pole superstars?
I think that's what it says.
Yeah.
They are hot. They're probably, I guarantee they're health instructors or they're fitness instructors.
Yeah, but the whole pole dancing thing is
it's a workout form now.
Is it really though,
But
Jim?
they really do teach you to work out like
now, come on.
No,
we don't need to see that.
It really is.
What happened to spinning?
It really is. That's the girl.
Spinning was fun,
But it
and I'll
really-
keep interrupting.
It's
because a pole is just, it makes you think dirty thoughts, and I don't think that's right.
It's actually not what you think. I
No,
mean,
it is to me.
it's actually just
Shot it.
It's New York City's ultimate pole dance competition. It's today, October 1st, at the Highline Ballroom in New York City. It's just a stripping competition.
It's a pole dance competition. Are they clothed when they do it? I guess they would.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, I don't. I'm
What
trying to
a
look for more.
tease. Who wants to see girls on a pole if they're not fucking naked, though? Because when they do those moves, when they do the split, that's the good part. That's when you go, wow. That's what I came to see.
But it is a good workout.
Yes, good point, Sam.
Thank you.
And good news for everybody. It benefits single parents out there.
Go figure that one out. How many of those friggin' C-section scars you see on the dancers and lasagna bellies?
All proceeds go to women who had shitty childhoods.
and cocaine. Pole superstar. All right. A little distraction there from Rocky and Sue. I guess this is the last one. Oh, I'm sorry. But don't worry. It's Jocktober.
All month long.
So we'll have plenty of these. Sue starts to get a little edgy. What?
That's right.
I better read on.
That's right.
But don't worry. She's just kidding.
Yes, she's joking.
That's Sue. See, she gets you thinking maybe she's going to go somewhere. And she zigzags.
That's why she's good, though.
Yep.
Do we need to take any more
Yes,
calls
of
on this?
course. You asked. We're talking.
All right, Missy, you're on the Rocky and Sue show. What should
Language.
Snedeker do?
Hey, absolutely, he should pay. He did something wrong. He was speeding and he got caught. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, Roger was right. It's true. He should pay. He did something wrong. I mean, it would be like the same thing if we went over to Jersey and just because it's of a different state and we got a ticket, we'd still have to pay it.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Sue, we'll come visit you on Sundays.
Just
We will.
kidding.
And that means I'll have to drive you all around when you get your license taken away.
Yeah.
She makes fucking Pee Wee Herman noises.
Yeah. Not going to pay it. Try to talk.
So it sounds like we have a really interesting call. I was being the character.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ugh. Well, that's the first show for Jocktober.
That's how we kick off Jocktober.
Rocky and Sue. Oof. The definitive hole and the emasculated poor son of a bitch that has to sit there with her. She was really getting a little edgy, though, there with the caller, you know?
Yeah.
Making her feel bad. And what was he suggesting? That maybe she would be in prison for not paying a ticket?
That's right.
He would come and visit her, like she's doing a stint. And, of course, you got to pay out-of-state tickets. It's not fucking 1930. I think they keep tabs on it.
How will they do the interstate travel to get you?
Well, they don't have to. They send you. They send you a letter that says, "Hey, you got a ticket here. Pay it, asshole."
Oh,
yeah. You know, it's the future. People, you can cross state lines and things.
But it'll take months to get a letter from state to state.
I see what you're trying to do here, Sue. Don't bait me. Don't bait.
I meant to do that.
Okay. So, Sue, would you pay it?
Okay.
Oh, Sue. Let's take a...
I'm trying to use the phone.
I'm sorry. What are you eating?
Fried chicken.
You keep interrupting me.
I meant to do that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just reading something. A lot of fuck-offs coming in. I think somebody needs to be bounced out of one of the chat rooms, but I can't do that. You're going to have to take care of business yourself and deal with people because Opie's not here today.
Yeah.
He has a sore throat. So he's taking the day to recoup and relax. So the chat rooms, whatever things that are usually moderated a little bit, it's total anarchy now. So have fun. Just call them unclipped savages. And perhaps they'll leave the room. Have fun with that. Also, October 1st, today, people have been reminding me, it is a wonderful day in my life. I will remember this day forever.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Jimmy. Nope, this is my day of freedom. Freedom! After I've been disemboweled, I yell freedom because I'm done. No more paying. All those years, the listeners stuck through and listened to my happy horseshit on my comments on marriage, on divorce. Whenever people have been married and call in and ask for suggestions and advice, I hate it. So it's because, you know, obviously people know I got divorced. Yes, back in the late 90s. Let me repeat that. I was divorced in the late 90s. And today, October 1st, 2009, I make my last payment. Done. Done. I wipe my hands clean.
That was
this.
I remember before I never knew your ex, or when you were really married.
Yeah.
But I remember when I first started coming on the show, you guys were talking, and Ope was reading an article out of the paper. The New York Post had quoted some sexual stuff.
Yes, hubba hubba. Oh, Jim.
And that was right around that time. I can't believe that's 10 years ago, man.
10 years ago, I sat in that courtroom with Dominic Barber there across from me, giving me the old, cross-examine. And the New York Post and Daily News writers were sitting in the little gallery there with their little notepads, jotting down notes. And I believe I was asked, what news article was it? I was asked, when was your date of your wedding? And I went, Hamna, Mr. Martin. I could not, for the sake of me, remember. I would be horrible on the stand. There are people that get on the stand and they're like smooth as silk, very good, make a great witness. I made an awful witness.
Did you?
I was horrible. I can't remember anything. I'm just sitting there all nervous, sweating. And he started getting into, some of the reasons that perhaps the marriage was not going as well as it did for previous years. And it was a little frisky. There's a little frisk going on there. Actually, it was in the newspaper, so we talk about there was allegations of maybe a threesome. And boy, did that get the little pencils going on the New York Post and Daily News guys. So, yeah, I just went like, and I realized what an awful witness I was, and I just said, all right, hold on. Maybe we can, talk this out, sort it out in a room somewhere. And then it was, hammered out without the need of a actual trial.
Can you say this? In the 10 years, did you pay out over $1 million?
I cannot state figures, facts and figures, things like that. The whole thing has a bunch of stipulations.
Right. Well, you're allowed to talk about what you're not.
You're allowed, you're not, this, that, the other thing.
How about this? If I knew the figure, would it anger and disturb me?
Yes. It would anger and disturb you. It has been very angering to me. Sure. Very stressful. It's just a horrible thing to have to go through. Divorce in this country is just an abominable display of sexual fucking discrimination
and favoritism.
Yes, the women want all the glass ceilings taken down, completely equal pay for equal work, equal rights, equal this. Everyone's equal. You go into that divorce court, you are fucked in the asshole.
They want the ceilings taken down, all that stuff, except in cases of custody,
right,
and alimony.
Yeah.
Anything to do with divorce, they want to put on an apron that says "World's Best Mom," even if they don't have no kids, and then sit there and cry
about how incapable they are of doing anything. That seems to be what women like to do during divorce cases. I'm incapable of supporting myself and my child or children, and I need the man that I was married to, that we now do not like each other anymore, for whatever reason we're getting a divorce, but I still need him to pay for me because I am incompetent and cannot possibly get a job that could support myself.
Why couldn't, if there's kids, it's one thing, but without kids? Why not in a case, I could almost understand for the
I have no kids, by the way. No kids, no house, no nothing.
First year, maybe 2. The woman has to get on her feet because the guy's been the breadwinner. She was doing her home duties, but there's no children. So there's no reason that within a year, possibly 2 on the long haul, she can't get a fucking job. Why does she need to fucking to blood suck off the guy for however long it is?
I don't understand that at all. It's embarrassing to women. I think it's an embarrassment that in this day and age where it's politically incorrect in the workplace to make any type of sexual joke. They'll get you fucking thrown out of your job by going to human resources. They'll sue a company for not getting equal pay for the same job. Yet the second they step in that divorce court, all bets are off. It's back to being fucking 1920. And, it's all on the guy to support this poor waif that can do nothing for herself anymore. And like you said, perhaps maybe a year, 2 years, things like that. Fine. But to have somebody actually have to pay for a number of years, let alone a decade,
with no kids,
is complete insanity. It's just insanity. Oh, we got a little 1999. Anthony was just getting a divorce. History. Might remember the euro is established. There was no euro when I was married. Dow closes over 10,000 for the first time. SpongeBob makes his debut. Microsoft releases Windows 98, second edition. That was good. Worked about as well as my marriage did, by the way. Star Wars Episode 1 is released. A little website, Napster, debuts. Bush.
That was the debut of Napster? Wow.
Yeah. See, while I was married, I didn't know about Napster. Didn't. I just thought that now when you were sleepy. Hold on, pop it up.
If I didn't have water in my mouth, I would have leaped over the console and bitten you.
You should have spit it out at me and bitten me anyway.
Napster.
Bush announces he'll run for president. Stephen King was hit by that car.
Wow.
That's it. I felt your pain around the same time, Stephen. Viacom and CBS merged.
Worked out well for the radio division.
Yes. And the celebrity deaths of that great year, 1999, when I first got my divorce. Owen Hart and Dana Plato both died. Wow, two biggies we lost that year, did we? Holy shit. Those are the two you can come up with. But that is fucking like, come on. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But today, God, I was waiting for like this day for so long. It's just, all right. Imagine sitting there, because there were many times I would just be like, all right, just 5 more years. I'm halfway there. 5 more years to go. And it's like, 3 years, 2. 1 year. Yeah, years I'm talking.
You're getting a raise.
That's pretty much what it amounts to. Just in time to pay those Obama taxes. I get fucked no matter what happens. Jesus.
Poor Aunt.
But some people are suggesting, was it worth the price? Yes. Yes, it was. I have had my share of pussy that would fucking make people cry.
Would knock your socks off.
Oh, great. So getting out of a marriage was very, very good for me, I think. Because I was really not a happy guy during that time. Like I'm Mr. Joy now. I yell all the time, apparently.
Yes.
But
you're a gun nut. You're a fucking bundle of nerves. It's funny. I wasn't happy then, as opposed to the picture of emotional and spiritual health you see now.
Yeah. Well,
I sit next to a spiritual vacuum.
Yeah. But no, I'm just glad that's over. I was able to. I remember one time. I won, and this was back in like 98. This is just before things went haywire. I wanted to get a cell phone. And now this is 1998. People had like the StarTAC. I think Opie had gotten a StarTAC. I was like, fuck, man. I want a cell phone. And I was told no. No.
Why?
I don't know. And then I said, well, because I was very, very like, let's not make any waves. I'll be okay. Okie doke. I was told I could get a car phone for emergencies. Like if the car broke down, one of those giant things you put in with the little corkscrew pig dick antenna on the back of the windshield window, the back window. I was told that would be okay, but under no circumstances was I to get a cell phone.
Why didn't you just say, shut up, I'm getting one?
Because Anthony was one of the biggest pussies in the world. In the world! Up until I got divorced. Then, like, all bets off. I had to change my whole lifestyle and everything. Just change it. Because it was too, I was very like, all right, okay. Well, I was very emasculated.
You just didn't want to fight.
Yeah. I was tired of any confrontation, conflict, fighting. So, yeah, I would give in and be like, boo, boo. So I got divorced. Well, actually, when the stuff started, legal wrangling started going on. That's when I got my first cell phone. I think I called up and went, ha, I'm calling from the street. I'm walking.
What a maverick.
I was wild.
How annoying you couldn't get a cell phone.
I know.
Don't you hate marriage?
There were so many things, and I think a lot of married guys go through it, and you just kind of, you write it off as like, well, you know something? This is my life. This is what I stepped into. And these poor fuckers that are in a bad situation and have, like, kids, so they can't leave. Their whole, like, existence is based on being married. So perhaps he's got a mutual business with the wife, so he knows that would be destroyed. I mean, just having to live and be that unhappy, to be with somebody you're not happy with, and have to... I remember getting, like, yelled at for not taking the garbage out. And it's like, well, Why? The pail's there. Could you take it out?
Well, did you have jobs
at work?
Did you both have jobs of equal pay? Or close to it?
No. In Massachusetts, when I first started up there, there was like, she worked, I worked. I wasn't making a lot of money at all. I think I was making like $28,000 a year or something like that at AAF for like the first 6 months. Then Brucey gave me a raise. 28.5. No, it's a little more, not much, but it was. She was working, and then we got to New York, penned a better deal. Things started going a little better, and she didn't have to work. But I would always assume if the guy went out and worked and made enough money where the woman didn't have to work, that perhaps the woman could pick up, those chores, those things, the housekeeping things,
yes.
In total. And I wouldn't have to come home and take the garbage out or get yelled at for not taking the garbage out for what I assumed to be just the ability to make me do that, Sort of like all right, I still got, because some women I think are like that.
All women are like that.
Like I still want to have something over you. I still want to have the ability to go, hey, you, hey, take your goddamn hands off. No, you take the garbage out. Do this. I'm still running this show.
I will say you won. You fucking won.
Really?
In the long run. Mm-hmm. You won. You got out. All right, you had to pay. It sucks. Yeah. You got no kids. All you wound up in a fucking multi-million-dollar mansion with guns, and you fuck a lot of broads. The winner, ladies and gentlemen.
The winner.
Your fucking dick smells like 8 different vaginas at any given time. You got fucking millions. You live in a mansion. You won. You drink whatever you want. You hang out with your friends whenever you want. No one. You want a fucking movie theater and a karaoke machine? You're like a giant child. You have a fucking keg, a truck. You go shooting guns.
You're right.
Whatever you want to do.
I feel good about that, Jimmy. Thank you.
You fucking rent sports cars with your fucking dopey cop friend in Speed. No one tells you what to do. You fucking won, man.
You know something? Perhaps I owe. That was my debt of gratitude for saying, you know something? If I didn't go through that crap, I might still be the, submissive kind of not go out there and do whatever the fuck I want to do kind of guy.
Or maybe or maybe the time you were married, you would have done something stupid like knock some girl up hot, and all of a sudden she has a kid. It's all these years later. She's fashioned with someone else. Who wouldn't have?
Yeah, right down the stairs.
Fucking something on a fucking hidden dragon or crouching dragon.
Crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
Whatever.
Something's crouching, something's hiding,
and something's falling out. You fucking won, Ant.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
You won.
All right. That's a nice little bit of perspective put on it on this October 1st, the last day of my payments.
No one tells you what to do.
It's wonderful.
Ever.
There is this fear, though, that it always resides, I think, in any guy that is done, that it's not done. You get this fucking thought like, am I going to get subpoena that, this, that, the other thing? I don't know. There's a multitude of things that might come up where whether they're win, lose, or draw, you still have to pay legal fees, things like that. Like that is always going to be this constant vulture over my shoulder thought that it's not over.
Any legal fees you have to pay. I don't know what you paid a month, but I'm guessing any small legal fees you have to pay are not going to be what you were paying a month.
No. I understand that, but it's not even just the money part of it. It's the just the feeling of being harassed at times, where you're like, if I have to go down a goddamn Center Street one more fucking time over this, it's just unfathomable. I can't imagine walking in there again, looking again at these people, having to sit before a judge that just uses a slide rule to figure things out instead of actually listening to testimony. Just things like that. Like that, to me, is a huge fear I have right now.
Yeah. Well, let's just say as somebody who's been through certain situations. It's natural to feel that way when it's done. But then you realize, wow, it really is over. And any other little inklings where it pops up, that's all it is. They're like little flash fires that are put out quickly.
It's not like the big blaze.
You are, look,
Don't let the big blaze.
Financially, you can out-litigate most regular civilians if they choose to litigate with you.
Yeah.
Because they also have to pay for lawyers.
Yeah.
Not just you, they have to pay for them too. And no lawyer's doing shit for free.
No, not in those cases, that's for sure.
No.
Spencer, the trucker. I guess Spencer, the trucker, says he wants to talk about divorce. What's up, Spencer?
Oh, not much, man.
Spencer.
Man, I make $85,000 a year. I pay $20,000 a year in taxes and $20,000 a year in child support.
So 50% of your money out the window.
Well, that's child support.
Out the window, dude. I've been divorced 5 years. My daughter's 9. I still have 9 more years.
Now,
to go.
I'm not even going to. Thanks a lot, Spencer. It puts a whole nother thing on it, though. I'm not going to go into child support.
Right.
Like, that's a whole nother fucking animal. You got kids. Sorry, Charlie. You got to pay.
Yep.
Now you got to pay for your fucking kid. That's regardless of your wife, if she was a fucking cunt on wheels or the nicest woman in the world. Or you were nice or you were a cheating bastard, whatever it is. Now you got to pay for your kid. She's 9.
Yep.
Happy 9 more years at least.
And that's if the money actually goes to the kid. Because
Right. Well, that's another thing too. A lot of these child support cases, the wife winds up kicking it up so high because she's siphoning off the child support money and buying herself some shoes and clothes and things like that. But it's very hard to argue that point.
Sure is.
When you're just a guy and a girl, and you are married and you own no real estate. No real money to speak of in terms of, real bulk liquid assets, and no kids, leased vehicles, things like that. There's no reason. And especially in an age range where, this isn't a divorce happening a lot of times where these women are 55, 60 years old going, well, I got to get in the workplace now.
Right.
I'm talking women that are well in their early 30s, mid-30s even, where they can absolutely get out, maybe use some of the money they have gotten in the divorce in some type of job training, schooling over the years, whatever, and then come out of it as a very productive member of society, supporting themselves, building a career perhaps.
A lot of them don't want to, though. They want to have the same lack of financial pressure and lack of having to do shit to earn the living. It's fucking sickening.
Yeah.
It's not 1930. Women are paid fairly equal.
Yeah.
And they should be. Oh, yeah, we actually,
exactly.
Danny's right.
Well, look at us. We're crazy, chatty little Cathys.
Yeah.
We do have to take a break.
It's
I guess
7:25.
I swear to you, I would just keep fucking talking until like 10:30. I would.
Well, we can always
but we,
after the break.
The thing is, like, we got to chop these shows up in pieces for some reason. I don't know. I don't stay for those meetings.
For the encore, yes.
Encore.
For the encore presentation.
So
we have Kevin. Oh, sorry.
You divorcee guys on the phones, because I want to continue talking about this and take some calls, because there are a lot of good calls about people that have been through these situations and stuff. We hit on this every so often, but today's a special little day. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. And we'll be back after this very long, ponderous, disgustingly long. No, I'm kidding.
And we have Kevin Smith and Florentine both coming in within the hour.
Yes, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Target and a sellout. Sold out. It's not even a sellout anymore. Hi, Opie and Anthony Show. Opie's off. Jim Norton in for the vacationing Greg Hughes. No, I'm teasing, of course. Jimmy's here every day.
But I won't be here tomorrow.
No!
As I fly to Los Angeles.
Oh.
To do a little thing called the Jay Leno program. Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow. Very good. We'll all tune in to watch that.
I'm going to be flying back and forth a lot. We're only missing a day here and there.
Yeah.
So no one should worry.
You'll be missed.
Not really.
Yeah, not really. No, I'm teasing, of course. Yes, you will. But Opie's sick. He's got a sore throat.
So he says, but I think it was something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Little
backside, maybe a little tender.
A little tender. Maybe he was listening to what you were trying to do the other day with your girl.
Perhaps a strap
and decided,
on.
hey, that sounds like something I might be into.
Yep. Perhaps someone
doubt it.
Someone got a little overzealous. Perhaps by himself. Maybe he took the strap on and strapped it under the chair just to practice. And
fucked by the chair.
Yeah.
Ow.
And things went awry.
Ow. So Opie's out. But, Kevin Smith is coming in at some point.
Florentine will be here in 20 minutes with his big balls.
Florentine's giant nuts.
They're fucking
funny
awful.
Bastard, though, man.
I love Florentine.
God, for a guy with such huge balls, he's very funny.
The metal show he does with Eddie Trunk is actually really popular. They do very well for VH1. It's on season 3 starts this Saturday at 11 o'clock on VH1 Classic.
Never seen guys that know so much about metal.
It bugs me.
Oh, God, they know everything. Bringing up, like, obscure albums and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, that guy played for Winger in 1970.
Did
How
he?
the fuck do you know that?
Yeah. And sometimes, who cares? Just talk about it.
Eddie Trunk, who I really love, I think knows, as far as metal is concerned, there's nobody in New York who's done more for metal
He's the
than
go-to
Trunk.
guy. Whenever they need like a VH1 or MTV or something like that, is doing a retrospective on metal and stuff, they always grab Eddie.
I just wish he'd stop calling them records.
Does he call them records?
Eddie's old school.
Yeah, he certainly is.
But he's a knowledgeable guy. And a creep.
And a creep. So Ope's out. We're holding down the fort today. We were talking a little bit about divorce because my last payment goes out today, and I'm done after 10 years. So I figured there was some people on the phone, so we'd clear those guys and take a few calls, and then we'll move on to other things of the day. Jello Jeff from Oklahoma, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
Hey. Good.
Hey, buddy.
Speak and be spoken to.
Okay. So I've been listening to you guys for a while, and about 3.5 years ago, I got married to a fucking cunt. And I called in with you guys, with Louis C.K., and you guys were like, yeah, you need to get out of that shit. And I did. Like a month ago, I fucking packed up and left. And thank God we didn't have any kids or anything like that. The house was already hers, and I said, fuck you. I got my shit, got the fuck out of there.
The house was hers already?
Fucking house. What?
Dude, how did she get the house?
It was already hers. So.
So you're the fucking freeloader then.
How long after you were married did you realize that she was kind of a cunt?
Maybe 2 months.
What happened that you're like, ugh, fuck, what did I do?
Kind of like what Anthony was talking about earlier. My brother and I are real tight. We were going to go do something one night, and I was like, well, we're going to run down, just do something stupid. And she's like, no, not tonight. You're not going to. And I was like, oh. So now I got to fucking ask permission for everything?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
The asking permission thing is something that just should not be part of fucking any marriage.
Never.
What the hell? Where does that come from? Oh, really? Yes, I'm going.
I got a girlfriend, right? I've never been married, and she does not live with me. She spends a lot of time at my place. But I'll catch little moments happening, like where I'll want to do something, and I'll go, she's going to get annoyed. But then I'm like, that's what happens when you get fucking too into it. So then I just do it anyway, and I'm like, fuck her if she gets annoyed.
Yeah.
And we argue sometimes. I'm like, you're not my wife.
Yeah.
We're not fucking married.
And even if you are married, like the asking permission thing. And again, I don't know what marriage with kids is like. I can only assume it's a fucking nightmare.
Well, it all depends on how you look at it.
Oh, Uncle Paul, now. Fringe benefits.
Sometimes your wife gets very angry. That's things that are reported.
Like, you can't be... I can understand, you can't just go, hey, I'm going to the Borgata for the weekend, with some friends, if you have a kid. You can't then saddle the wife with the kid. Maybe, you got fucking responsibilities, shit like that. But if you're just going out with a girl or married, and it's just you two, there's no reason to go, you know what? Hey, Me and the guys are going to Atlantic City, going to do some gambling. I'll be back Monday, or I'll be back Sunday night, or whatever. Oh, really? Oh, hey, you are? Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh. Where does that come from? Enough.
They just don't like to see us have fun.
No.
Their idea of fun is not what our idea of fun is.
No, it isn't.
We think different things are fun.
And the whole thing of prioritizing fun. Like, if you want to go out with your friends for the weekend, it doesn't mean you want to go out and have fun with your friends for the weekend. It means you don't want to be with her for the weekend. That's how she takes it. That's a good point.
Yeah, she's actually kind of right.
You know,
not being with her equals fun.
Because there are situations where it's like, all right, you're with your chick, you're having a good time, okay? You're having some fun. Then you want to just hang out with the guys, fucking go to a strip club, do whatever. Do whatever guys do. Do whatever you did when you were laughing and smiling and happy before marriage. And the whole asking, hey, can I go out with my friends? When? When will you be back? What are you doing? What? Now, I understand the shoe on the other foot thing. If she comes up to you and goes, my girlfriends and me, we're going to go out, we're going to do... As long as there's no dick sucking and fucking going on, then...
By her either, though. By her either.
That's what I mean. Yes, of course. I finally got your little joke. Just rambling on. I didn't realize I was the guy sucking a dick.
It's okay.
Ooh, isolate that.
Little in front of the joke was actually accurate. It wasn't much of a joke. It was more the makings of a joke, and I prematurely fired it out.
I just know I've made so many concessions in life with girls and women my whole fucking life. Growing up, going through high school, the littlest dopey girlfriend relationship in junior high up until like marriage. I've always made the concessions. I've always been the one, even though I knew I was dead fucking right on something, having to go, I'm sorry. And then meanwhile, there's just rage in my head going, I'm not, because I know I'm fucking right. And then you get the, yeah, well, at least you realize that you... It's like, no, I apologize, I didn't want to, and I'm getting the, at least I realize speech? Take it as an apology and walk away, because I'm going to explode.
I can never apologize under this. Unless if I'm really wrong,
pussy.
I can never do it.
I'm the worst. Or at least I was. I was very bad.
It's all that spaghetti on the wall. That's all it is.
It's the spaghetti. It's my dad throwing the spaghetti on the wall. It's all that.
It's avoiding confrontation.
Yeah, because I saw enough of it, I guess, as a kid.
Right.
If you want to delve into some psychobabble, I guess, whatever. I never looked at it that way, and I still don't look like I got to find the cause. Like, some people are compelled to find the reason that they act a certain way instead of just fixing the fucking problem and stop doing it.
Sometimes realizing it helps only in that, like, oh, that's what that is. It's almost like if every time I eat something, I get a stabbing pain in my stomach. It's like the next time I get a stabbing pain in my stomach, I'm like, oh, yeah, you ate that again. It's like I'm not going to be fucking panicky, like, what the fuck is wrong with my stomach? Sometimes it just helps to identify.
But I love spaghetti.
I didn't mean spaghetti.
I thought you were literal.
To come.
You're being literal Jim and saying I ate some and had a bellyache.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So it's just my whole life, though, done that, made those concessions and asked permission to go out and been denied and like gone out and then felt like, oh, my God, the whole time I was out, I just knew I was in trouble. Like, and I'd have to make up an excuse as to where I was and what I was doing, instead of just saying, me and fucking Joe Curry were hanging out at the off-Broadway pub drinking beer.
But don't you notice when you're making an excuse, you start, like, say you saw a female friend, and you want to, you know you're going to hear shit. So you want to say, yeah, I saw Diane. But you have to go, I saw Diane, like, yeah, I know her from a long time ago. I was friends with her husband.
Yeah.
You have to start...
Instant excuse comes out, right?
Immediately constructing the relationship or whatever it is, just so you don't have to hear shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I don't get it.
This is where Bob Kelly would talk to me like, you know what, Dad? All you got to do is go, boom, fuck you. He gives, like, the worst advice. It's like, shut up, Bob. You don't do that.
My favorite thing is the assumptions, like where You'll be with your chick, and then she'll throw little keywords or clues at you, and then you have to now piece together what she actually means.
Yeah, that's so much fun.
That's probably my least favorite, part or component of the relationship.
God forbid you don't get it right.
Yeah, well, exactly, because, let's say you're talking to your chick, and she's like, I'll be home probably about 8. That doesn't mean I'm just letting you know what time I'm going to be home. That means I'm going to be home at 8. You should be too. And if you're not, I'm going to be really pissed off. But I'm not going to tell you straight up. I'm just going to let you see if you can decide what I'm thinking.
And then when you're in trouble, it'll be, I told you I was going to be home at 8. And you're like, yeah, but you didn't say I couldn't go out.
Mm-hmm. Because that's exactly how it goes. Because then the fight starts, and then it's exactly verbatim what you just said. It's, well, I told you I was going to be home at 8.
That
it's
wasn't
like, well,
don't go out.
Can't you just say I'm home? I know you're out and doing stuff, but I'd appreciate it if if you come home and we could do something together. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that sounds too nice and civil.
Don't just throw out little puzzle
reasonable.
pieces and expect me to put them all together.
Yep.
Okay, just say what you mean.
What's worse than the fucking bad prying question when they do this shit? Because women are not good psychologically. They're fucking dumbbells.
We do see right through that, by the way,
they're
girls.
terrible. Like, I had my phone today. I'm listening to some messages. My mother had left me a message. So she hears a female voice from across the room. She goes, oh, is that me? Like, did I leave that message? And I'm like, no. I know why you're asking. Dead silence. I hang up the phone because I heard the message. A minute later, well, who was that? And I wanted to go, why? And it would have just been a big fight, but I wanted to fight because I knew it was my mother. But I wanted to say my mother. But it's like, why don't you just ask me right out? Don't try to be slick.
So it was there's another girl's voice on there. I'm a little suspect of what that is. But instead of, showing the true colors there, it's always, hey, yeah.
Who is that?
Oh, who's that?
It's like they hear a selected part, like they hear the word cocksucking coming out of the phone. All of a sudden
And it was just mom still?
Absolutely. Of course.
Asking dad if he'd like a good one. Let's see what we got here. When you're married, let's go to Ed. Ed. Hi, Ed from Connecticut.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Don't you think it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission, though?
That old forgiveness than permission. Nah, you gotta have you gotta have like a special mindset also in order to do that, because you're still feeling like a fucking piece of shit when you're out having fun.
Right.
You still feel like now you got to answer for something. So the asking for forgiveness is the apology that you don't want to make. So no, I'd rather be able to just say, no, this is what I'm doing. And like I said, my entire life never did that. Avoided confrontation to the point where I was just miserable. For so many years of my life were spent like just not being happy in a situation where I should have been happy in. Not walking around crying and depressed the whole time. I had my share of fun, that's for sure. But when it came to relationships and certain aspects of them, it was like I should be able to go and have a good time without having to answer to somebody. Especially before I was married, shit. That's girlfriend stuff. That's true fuck you stuff.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I just would fucking, get all wormy and fucking apologetic. Yuck. I sucked.
Yeah, but so what? You learned. At least you're not fucking 65 and married and miserable. You're fucking, you're
63.
I was just going to say 2 years away from it.
You fucker. I saw that one coming.
But it's like, now you learned. A lot of guys don't learn, man. You're lucky you didn't have fucking kids.
Yeah. Oh, believe me.
And you've taught me, too.
Yeah. Don't.
No.
Don't.
Won't.
Yuck. Hi there, Sarah. Sarah from Ohio. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Sarah.
You liking our misogynistic talk of the day?
Yes.
Misogynistic Thursdays.
It doesn't vary much from day to day, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You guys are dating the wrong ladies.
Is that it?
There's really no other...
Don't you think there'd be a track record, though, where occasionally you'd pick a winner?
Yeah.
Where it wouldn't be like that? Like how...
Dude, it's not poker. You should know. You should know better than anybody that odds don't always play in your favor. It's the river card. You can't bet on the river card.
Oh, I always get a suck out. Somebody sucks out and I get fucked.
No, sorry.
Now, what... So, dating the wrong kind of ladies. Now, what about you? Are you in a relationship? Are you married?
I am. Well, I'm not legally married, but I've been in a relationship for 7 years.
All right. Now, what about your guy friend?
He's a lady friend.
Does he ask what? A lady? What?
Yeah, she's a lady friend.
Oh, are you kidding?
No, why would I be?
I just was
jealous.
asking.
That's true. Lesbians never joke.
You're a lesbian.
I don't make bad jokes.
Oh, okay. Well, you know something? You're a hell of a judge on what type of ladies we should be going out
That's
with.
my point. That's my point. You're dating the wrong ladies.
He's being sarcastic. He doesn't think you're a particularly good judge.
Yeah, I don't think you're a good judge of men and women cohabitating and dating and making compromises and doing things like that because you both have vaginas.
Well, there is the sexual thing, then there's the psychological thing that you're totally missing.
Yeah.
Women are fucking crazy.
No, you know something? I have said that for many years now. I've just convinced. I've been convinced that women are kind of nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
yeah, sure.
and I think they're all like that. And then they'll say, guys are all crazy too. They'll all.
No.
I guess
No.
it's just a matter. It's a matter of. It's not even a matter of.
It's
Can you?
simple. You know what you want, and women never ever know what they want, even if they tell you that's what they want.
True. It's not a matter of getting along with somebody as much as it is a matter of having conflicting baggage, I think. Like when you're in a relationship, it's not even like, wow, we're made for each other. This is great. We have so many common interests. It's how much shit that it's the least shit you don't have in common is more important than the shit you have in common. The less you can fight about, the better. And then just sitting on the couch watching TV is a good time. You know, you don't have to fucking be out spinning plates on sticks for these girls, as long as you're not sitting there alone just fucking looking at each other with disdain.
Then there are these awkward moments in a relationship, though, like when you're watching TV and she likes to lay with you and put her head on you because she's close. But you want to go, I hate being touched when I watch TV. But you can't say that without starting a fight, so you just sit there brooding.
That is a tough one, though.
It's like, I just don't want to be touched right now. But that's not...
What about guys who like that, though? Dudes like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying...
Like Isn't Opie like that? Isn't he gay like that?
I don't know. I never laid around on the couch with him.
When his head's on
yeah,
your
we
lap,
fucking head our own ways.
How about you just don't rub your feet on me for 3.5 straight hours while I'm trying to do things?
Oh, how fucking awful is that?
How about that?
Oh, shit.
Where on you, though? On your legs?
Yeah.
Like a cat doing biscuits?
Exactly.
Doing biscuits.
Exactly. Happy feet.
That's what we call it.
Thanks a lot, Sarah. Take it easy.
Bye.
Yeah, lesbian.
Yes.
Love
Very hot.
Sarah. Lesbian.
We all love lesbians.
It's fantastic. Yeah, the touching thing is weird because that's a weird situation. If you're hanging out just watching a movie, usually there's an assumption there that you can just kind of hang out and lay your head down, head on shoulder, hand on fucking lap, whatever, arm around, things like that. And then if you say something, there's really no excuse for it. If you say, I don't feel like being touched, that means I don't like you touching me.
But that's not, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's not the best.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get up and go to the bathroom and you sit down on the couch, you position yourself a little different, hoping they get a hint. Women are the worst fucking hint takers.
Keeps going and going. She gets you a Flomax prescription. Guy does nothing but get up and piss.
Yeah.
No,
Every
get away
time I
from you.
touch him. It's like, why don't you stop, fucking octopus hands? I'm here. Do you not see me?
You don't like that?
Sometimes I don't mind. I like affection, but other times it's like, stop touching me.
You don't like being touched by, like...
I love it at times.
Like, at times, it just, you know what it is? It doesn't happen so much that it bugs me.
Right.
Like, if I was, leaving for work in the morning, and as I'm getting into the truck, I'm being touched right up until I pull out of the driveway. Like, there could be a problem with the, attachment there. But I don't mind sitting on the couch, having your leg rubbed,
Me
things
neither.
like that, my hand job.
Me neither. Please, just jerk it.
Yeah, if you're going to touch something here, I'll give you this.
But then, like, after a while, sometimes it gets to be hot, and it's just warm with the body heat, and you're like, what are you doing?
Oh, okay, well, that's an uncomfortable issue. That's not like you're touching me issue. That's like you wouldn't want a blanket on you or a cat.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
We're a fucking human. It's like, will you look at the TV? That's what I do when TV's on.
Look at the TV. Stop looking at me and thinking what I'm thinking.
Exactly. Stop with the fucking loving looks. Look at the tube. I'm next to you.
God damn.
How much togetherness do you need?
Why does as a guy do you have to convince the girl that you're with that you're there? Like just deal. Like, we're together. I'm not going anywhere. Why do I have to keep convincing you that I'm not going anywhere?
It's like we both exist. We're here.
Stop it.
Exactly.
We're here.
We're here watching.
Let's go to Canada. Ooh. Ryan from Ontario.
Morning, guys. How you
Hi,
doing?
Ryan.
Yeah, I got this chum of mine. Just got married a couple of years ago, and he's married to the biggest fucking cunt I've seen in a long.
Well, how long do you know this chum? Did you grow up with him?
Oh yeah, we grew up together. This guy was kind of a bit of a goofy playboy. And
Sure.
Through a lot of different chicks, and just had a good time.
Is he one of you? Is he your best chum, or is he like just a regular chum?
Anyway, we're like best chums.
But does she hate? Does she hate though that you're so chummy with him?
Oh yeah, she hates anybody that has to do anything with him because that means that he's going to be pulled away from her.
Sure.
Is it something? Yeah. Is it something like you've known him for years, or is he a recent chum?
What's that?
Have you known this chum for years, or is he a recent chum of yours?
No, we've known each other since mid-'90s.
Oh, so how old of a chum is he?
He's what, 29?
All right, so you've been chummy for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do when you chum around? Do you go like to strip clubs, or do you guys just kind of chum around to the mall?
Fuck, we don't chum around much at all anymore because, again, the guy's not allowed to go out anywhere.
Oh, because of the wife?
Oh, Jesus. She cut his balls off and glued them to herself.
Does she know you guys are like best chums?
Well, I guess you could say we were best chums then.
But
yes, we could.
When you were like when you two express chumminess, it really bothers her.
Dude, that is the dumbest word for a friend I've ever heard in my life.
I would only want to hear that your friend's a chum if you were explaining why he was eating with a shark or by one.
chopped up being lobbed off a boat by a certain policeman.
I'll say pal then, okay?
How about just friend?
It's too late.
Yeah, don't say pal.
I don't even care about your point anymore,
Exactly.
chum. Take a hike.
Be good, friend.
Chum. I love it.
Chum.
You chum.
We must have said chum 1,478 times.
What an ass. Chum. Hey, Jeff, my chum from Connecticut. What's up?
How are you, friend?
Hey, Anthony. Good. Hey, congratulations, Anthony. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, my brother is going through a divorce right now. Same exact thing that you did, Anthony.
Yeah.
Same scenario. Mother-in-law butting in the whole thing. They kicked him out of the house. The mother-in-law lives a block away. Kicked him out of the house. He still pays every fucking bill in this house. Everything. She has a business in the house as a beautician, beauty parlor.
Yeah.
And he's getting fucked. She wants lifetime alimony.
Lifetime.
Do they have kids?
Lifetime. No kids.
How old?
I got 2 kids. I
Right.
pay my ex-wife over $600 a week. She wants close to that for lifetime.
Wait, how old is the woman?
The woman, she's 40.
Ugh. God, what a fucking disaster.
Fucking
that would be.
nightmare. Fucking nightmare.
Oh.
And he's going to pay her, before this is all said and done, he has to pay her $2,000 so she can go out and look for an apartment in the meantime before this
Yeah,
divorce.
that's good because, they're helpless.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you. We've been through this 1,000 times. Thanks, man.
You good, guys. Thanks.
It's ponderous. But, yeah, I'm done. Great. What else is going on today? I guess
Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski.
Yep.
Clear the field. Clear the phones. Thank you. Roman Polanski decided he was going to go to some fucking thing where he was being honored.
Yeah.
And whoopsie.
Well, let me tell you something. Greg Gutfeld made such a good point. His Gregalogs are really good, man. On Red Eye last night, we talked about
Greg's
this.
logs.
Yeah, Greg's logs.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how they're defending him in Hollywood. And Greg had a great term for it. He called selective feminism. It's amazing how he really did. It's not like Roman Polanski fucked a 16-year-old and didn't know it. And he's being, all right, then that happens. He knew she was young. And he fucking gave her champagne and a Quaalude, and he fucked her in the ass.
Champagne cocktail. Fucked her in the ass?
Yes, he sodomized her.
Oh.
Unless they're calling it sodomy because she sucked his dick, but I believe he fucked her in the ass in a hot tub. You know what, dude? She knew. Like, Bob would always take. Bob is such a woman hater. He would always take up for the fucking guy. You know what, dude? She knew. Fuck her. She wants to be in the movies.
Oh, he fucked her in the ass in a hot tub?
I believe he did. Which I don't know how he did that.
Dinty more beef stew when he's done. Oh, I hate to have to clean the filter. Ooh, we got to backwash this.
I know, there's shit and tears in the filter. I believe he was. If he fucked her in the vaginally, and I'm wrong, whatever, but I believe it was in the ass. And it's amazing now, like, all these people in Hollywood are coming out going, let it go, it's a long time. It's amazing how with one of their own, not one of these fucking celebrities, I know it's a different set of punishment, but not one of these guys came out for fucking Imus or came out for somebody who said something racist or politically incorrect or did something. They're all fucking, we have audio of Sharon Tate's sister, who was Roman Polanski's obvious wife who was slaughtered by Manson.
Yeah.
But these people are coming out for him in droves. Whoopi Goldberg is coming out.
And saying that's
let it go.
Fine, let it go. Yeah, there's this that whole elitist Hollywood community where I don't know. And enough time is like I really don't give a flying fuck if he comes back here and gets like no time. It doesn't matter. And I know the jokes will start, well, Anthony's just hoping it doesn't happen to him. But it's just, I think so much time going by kind of lightens it up a little bit. The fact that she came out, the victim came out and said that, you know, she doesn't care, that the press did it. I mean, he did commit a crime. And he did flee sentencing. But I mean, you're just like, so much time went by. Who cares at this point?
Who knows what their deal was, though? Who knows? I don't care what she says. Look, I think Roman Polanski did kind of get fucked in a way where he had done like 45 days in jail, and he had a plea bargain where he was going to just get sentenced to time served.
Yep.
And then they reneged on it. So it's like, I'm not even saying I blame him for leaving, but, you know, the judge got mad because he saw him on bail partying at Oktoberfest and maybe not showing any remorse.
Yeah, they made a deal, and he was supposed to do no time. And they reneged on that one, came back and said, well, we're going to give you like 20 years or something.
If the facts are as I think they are, I don't have any mercy for him. If you drug and fuck a 13-year-old, fuck you, man. It's like you ask for whatever you get. It's not, again, 16 years old, that can happen. But if you take a girl there on the purpose of doing a photo shoot and she really doesn't want to fuck, but she does, fuck that, man. 13 is way too young to be sticking your dick in.
Yeah.
Well, at least with champagne and Quaaludes.
Yeah, well, it was a different time, Jimmy.
I wonder how they'd be reacting, though, if it was Dakota Fanning.
Right.
And he wasn't a director.
Yeah.
Let's just say he was a local photographer. Now, I don't know if Dakota Fanning's 13. How old is she? Do we know?
16.
Oh, is she that old? Okay. Let's just say when Dakota was 13.
Wait.
If
it's
some
15.
But she's older than 13.
Yeah.
Let's say some local guy had stuck his dick in Dakota Fanning when she was underage and given her a Quaalude and gotten her fucking buzzed under the...
Crucified.
She's 15. So say 2 years ago, would they still be rushing and going, come on.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
Let him go.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I guess because of, obviously who he is, the celebrity thing.
That's all it is.
The fact that it happened so many years ago, that he's still been putting out his product over the years, He's won an Oscar.
Yep.
During the time he's been in France. Boy, those French, huh? They'll take him in and not give him back. And they don't give a shit. We don't have extradition with France?
No.
At all?
Not for that. And Florentine just walked in, and he certainly understands this, as he's been on the business end of being fucked by an older man and of fucking a younger woman. We're talking about Roman Polanski. And how fucking in Hollywood they're rushing to his defense. But they would not be rushing to his defense if he was just some scummy nobody who fucking, who got... Dakota Fanning drunk and gave her a Quaalude and fucked her in the ass in a hot tub. They'd be calling for him to be thrown in prison for 20 years.
Could you keep just repeating that scenario?
Scummy nobody, radio host with goatee.
If he directed Son-in-Law by Pauly Shore, no one would be defending him.
Exactly. It'd have to be Chinatown and the pianist.
Yeah, maybe Pauly Shore would be. I want to do a sequel.
That's a good point. If he was if he was directing horrible fucking movies.
Yeah. Yeah, if he was some shitty half-ass director, exactly.
Celebrities are stupid.
It's like Whoopi Goldberg coming out, and she's always one of these liberal fucking for the cause, the rights of the victims and things like that. And meanwhile, bring him back. It's water under the bridge.
What is she saying? Didn't she say something like it wasn't
she said
rape?
It's not
or something?
rape. It wasn't rape.
Oh, what did you just put the helmet in?
Which I was like, we were talking about that when Patrice was in the other day. Rape. It's like different levels of rape. We were actually talking about this before they even got Roman Polanski. But Patrice was talking about the different levels of rape. Like there's date rape, and then there's statutory rape, and then there's like you're fooling around with the girl, and then she in the middle of it says no rape, and then there's just bash a girl over the head you don't know and rape. And it was like, well, you were charged with rape, rape, which is like the worst kind. And for Whoopi to say it wasn't rape, do we have that clip? Let's hear Whoopi actually say this.
Was not charged. I know it wasn't rape.
Yeah,
there is a
statutory.
Child molest, maybe. I'm not sure. It was something. It was something else, but I don't believe it was rape. And when we get all the information, somebody will tell me in my ear. All I'm trying to get you to understand is when we're talking about what someone did and what they were charged with, we have to say what it actually was, not what we think it was.
What he said he did. He gave her Quaaludes. He gave her champagne. She was drugged. She was 13 years old. He answered. Here's a transcript.
Sounds like a party.
That's what I'm saying. You're 13 years old. She was still a child.
Initially he was charged with rape. Go ahead. And then he pled guilty to having sex with a minor. Okay? And he went to jail. And when they let him out,
45 days.
And when they let him out, he said, you know what? This guy's going to give me 100 years in jail. I'm not staying. And that's why he left. So that's why I wanted to be really clear, because I wanted to know exactly what we were talking about.
And I'm going, does that make it okay to you know, instead of staying and fighting, to say, you know, he's going to give me 100 years, I'm out of here?
Yeah, now they're just talking about the
what we were
fleeing stuff. Fuck that. I want to listen to these 4 fucking babbling bitches. Ugh. But for her to say, you know, not rape, that's kind of odd. That's like, you know, yeah, what if it was another situation that they were doing a story about something with no celebrities involved? Just some guy, a 13-year-old girl, Quaaludes, champagne, fucking, he flees. Do you think Whoopi's going to be going, you know, it wasn't rape? She'd be fucking crucified.
Say it was the Olsen twins when they were fucking, like, when they were 13.
Let's say that.
And it was like some beloved young celebrity.
Yeah.
And someone did that to one of the Olsen people, would be out of their minds.
Well, then you could use it wasn't rape, because there's 2 of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was rape squared. We have, so what does Sharon Tate's sister say? She only drinks Sanka.
Oh, shit.
Get that can out of here. So, wait, what's that, Sam? Who's that girl under the... Sam has a CNN graphic up. Who the fuck is that beautiful woman?
Well, this video is CNN at one of the red carpet things asking a handful of celebrities what they thought of Roman Polanski. So if you want to listen to that...
who's that?
Or, I don't know.
She's
maybe
lovely.
So they're small celebrities, you're saying?
Yeah.
It's a handful. That's very tiny celebrities.
No, like a few.
And a very tiny joke.
Oh, is that
Actually,
what that was?
one that you can't see without a microscope.
Yes, I thought that was a dramatic statement. Yeah, that was a good one.
No, it's terrible. Yo.
I know it's like, we need to hear something.
Well, wait, this?
Attaboy.
Yuck.
I think it's up to the girl, frankly. I think that if she, you know, if she's okay with it and she feels that they're resolved, then who are we to say? But if the victim...
Hold on, pause that. Who are we? Fucking society with laws, you dopey fucking trainer bitch. Shut up.
It's not always the victim that gets to say whether, you know, you're able to arrest and charge somebody with something.
Because they might have had a settlement that we don't know about. So basically, if you have money and you can pay the victim, you can do it. Shut up, lady.
Yeah. She has no. It's up to her. Rapey rape.
So if she said it's not okay, I want him in jail, then she'd be saying,
then
okay.
she'd be gone. Yeah, put Polanski in jail.
And I feel she should have retribution. If somebody drugged and raped my 13-year-old, I'd shoot him. So, I'm just saying. I have very mixed personal
Lisa Kudrow.
about it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But it seems as though a 13-year-old girl is a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Pause that. Very mixed personal feelings about it. What happened to young Lisa Kudrow? You can only imagine. And we can only imagine because anything else would be libelous. So we just...
It's almost like, I think that hesitation is coming from the fact that a lot of these people don't want to come out and blast Roman Polanski because all the other celebrities and powerful guys like Woody Allen, Harvey Weinstein are backing him. But I don't give a fuck.
You know what?
Fuck the 13-year-old. Fuck them.
These fucking worms that sit here and won't commit one way or another just because there might be the potential that they might put him in a movie or give him a job. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Believe me, if Kevin Smith fucked a 13-year-old,
Yeah.
I'd back him 100%. I'd get rid of the evidence. I'd fucking wash out the hot tub. I'd clean his dick off.
You'd be his Robert Kardashian, like OJ. Get rid of the clothes.
I'd throw his underwear out and his fucking trench coat. Anything with cum on it, I'd get rid of. And Lisa Kudrow's fucking head. Holy shit, what a big oval head she has.
Yeah, her head grew since Friends. Or Chums, as they call it up in Canada. Love that show, Chums. Ugh, dummy.
To me, Hollywood has really jumped on the bandwagon in support of Roman Polanski.
What makes me worried is what does that mean for other 12 or 13-year-old girls who are being drugged or seduced or,
Where's this happening?
Exactly, Long Island.
Parents. I'm not saying that should happen, but I just, I don't know what we're saying.
It's such a complicated situation. Obviously,
Patricia Arquette.
there was a real lapse of judgment there in a very serious way.
Oh.
It's only complicated by the fact that the girl herself said, that she thinks he should be free. So
Pause again. I'm sorry. First of all, she looks like David Spade now, and it's fucking creeping me out.
What happened to Patricia Arquette?
I don't know.
True Romance and shit. She
I
was
know.
kinda hot.
I was going to say, she was.
She's doing the fucking Tanner Boyle story. Holy shit. The fuck is with that? It's not a lapse in judgment. He fucked a 13. It's amazing the soft language they use to excuse a guy who is admittedly a brilliant director.
Yeah.
It's amazing the fucking language these stupid assholes use.
Yeah, they are really weaving around this, walking on eggshells. Can I find another fucking stupid way to put this? They really are, though, giving them kid gloves. That's one. They're, kid gloves.
Kid gloves.
Why can't they just come out and say, hey, I don't think he did anything wrong. Let him come back. Or fuck the guy. Put him in prison.
What cowards. They're also afraid of saying the wrong thing.
It's kind of a lapse in judgment.
Lapse in judgment? That's not a lapse in judgment. When you're drugging champagne, you know what you're fucking doing.
Even if it was consensual, even if she said, no, I want to, I'm in love with this guy, it's still not right.
Yeah, she had a lapse in judgment when she fucking told her barber,
I know.
do that to my fucking hairdo. I want to look
Barber and hairdo? Where the fuck? What time machine did you just...
Do you think Patricia Arquette goes to the little barber on the
Yes,
corner
she
with his
does.
little
The
pole?
same one that does the fucking Hardy Boys.
and gets a hairdo.
That fucking hairdo stinks.
Maybe she gets a shave, too, at the same
That's
time.
great. They comb her hair with that blue fluid and just send her out the door.
Yeah, beat it, lady man. All right. Well, let's see what other brilliant point she makes.
such a complicated thing to even talk about here, and who cares what I think about that?
He's probably one of the greatest child molesting directors of all time.
Good for Tom.
That's something we can all agree on. I agree with that.
Good, Tom.
Yeah.
Excellent, Tom.
Maybe he wasn't being ironic, though. Maybe he just really meant that. He wasn't being sarcastic, I mean. I'm sorry. Maybe he really meant he's one of the best child... He actually is one of the best child molesting directors. Do you know any other ones?
We don't know. We don't know other
Did
ones.
Fatty Arbuckle ever direct?
Did he molest a child?
I don't know. He did something with a Coke bottle and
Oh, yeah, of course.
pink socked some
He might be
girl
the
back in
thirstiest fucking fat comedian ever.
20s. Can you pink sock a girl in black and white, though?
Sure you can.
That was years ago.
Yeah, it's a gray sock.
He gray socked her. Mary Pickford gets gray socked. America's sweetheart, walking around with some gray matter hanging out of her bunghole.
We have
walking on the red carpet.
We have audio of Sharon Tate's sister of the Today Show. Let's hear what she has to say. Sharon Tate was fucking smoking.
Yeah.
Roman is a brilliant director. There is no disputing that. He's also a philanthropist. He helps many other people
the problem.
Get a foothold in the business. He's quite a humanitarian. He's a good guy.
And yet there is this other side, and that is the polarizing part of this story, that he committed a crime some 30 years ago and then fled this country to avoid punishment for that crime. And so, how do you respond to people who say it doesn't matter that he's brilliant and a great director? He deserves to serve time for that crime.
There was a deal made back in the 70s where Roman would undergo evaluation and spend 4 months in jail. He did that. He was evaluated not to be a pedophile. And there's, as I said, rape, and then there's rape.
I love how people are using semantics in this case.
Man.
There's rape and then there's rape. No, there's statutory rape,
right?
And there's rape. Whether it was consensual or not, he had statutory rape with this girl.
And
that was it.
And I probably think he probably shouldn't go to jail because he probably did. They gave him a deal. Whatever we think about it, they did.
Yeah.
They signed off on a deal. Fair enough. But you can't fucking renege on that. But it wasn't a crime of anger. Like rape's a crime of anger. You fucking punch a chick in the face. It was a sex thing. He wanted to fuck her and he fucked her.
God, I mean, Sharon Tate's sister's kind of glossing over his personality.
I
there.
mean, she lived with him through the whole Manson thing, and it's like,
oh yeah, I guess they're best of pals.
Yeah, I mean, he probably takes care of her.
Yeah,
philanthropist.
Fine. Oh, philanthropist.
Yeah.
These women sound just like when Clinton was cheating on his wife, you know, Hillary, and they're like, oh, well, look, he's doing it, whatever he does in his personal life. Oh, really? But meanwhile, the guy that pumps gas down the street is an asshole.
Yeah.
For fucking, the neighbor. He's the biggest dick. I can't believe that, But Clinton, he's just taking, he's just taking advantage of a 21-year-old intern. Hey, whatever he does in his private life, it's fine.
Absolutely right. That was a guy, a place of power. Obviously, the place of power. Very impressionable 21-year-old fatty. And and he drags her in there and gets the head off of her.
Put his dick between two hoagie buns, and the rest is history.
And again, the Hollywood elite, the left, all just came out and defended him like, hey, it's his private life. That's something him and Hillary have to deal with. It has nothing to do with his being the president. It has, and then everybody said it has to do with judgment, with like being able to make a judgment call. That isn't good judgment.
Yeah, the guy's taking cigars in her snatch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
While Arafat's waiting for him, like outside. It's a little odd.
Arafat waits.
Yeah. While Arafat was waiting, he was getting head off of Lewinsky.
I kind of like that, actually.
That is really good.
Arafat was a
Fuck
pig.
Him. Let him wait. I'm getting my dick sucked.
Big, dirty asshole lips. Arafat's lips were enragingly ugly.
Oh, God.
Juicy. Fat pussy face.
God damn. Let's see. Oh, apparently Sean from Georgia is going to tell us what the genius Ron Bennington from the Ron and Fez show, following our show, said about this. Sean, what did Ronnie say?
Ronnie didn't say it best.
Be my little baby. Get it? No, go ahead. Ugh, God, man.
I actually did not get it.
I'm a B-17 today. Wow.
A B-13.
Oh,
get it?
Oh, I get it now. Sean, sorry.
Yes?
Sorry for the shenanigans.
All right.
What did Ronnie say?
What Ronnie said yesterday was about the people saying that she wants them that there not be any charges anymore. Was that should you be allowed to rape a nun or an Amish person who only knows forgiveness?
There you go.
And that's all they're going to ask for?
Ah, interesting.
The answer is obviously yes.
Yeah, of course you can.
All right, so Ron makes his point.
I completely agree. I was just saying that's what Ron said.
Everybody knows Ron's a nun raper, though. That's really a fucking biased opinion.
He's just trying to get out of charges that are still pending.
He can't see a cross and a black thing over a woman's head without getting a fucking erection. I was going to say without his dick getting hard, but I tripped. Clumsy shithead.
If you're going to rape a nun, is it going to be that good? I mean, she's not going to be into it.
It's going to be terrible.
She's not going to tell me to flip me over on all fours.
I can't even keep my rod when a girl wants me to fuck her.
What was that fucking scene in Bad Lieutenant? That one with the nun? Was that the one?
Oh, yeah. What?
Bad Lieutenant, where the two guys raped the nun. And oh, what a scene that was. And she just kind of rolls her head over. She was pretty hot, too, with the habit ripped off of her. And she just leans her head over and she's looking at, like, Jesus and stuff. And they're just banging her. Oh, really kind of disturbing.
Until you said disturbing, I couldn't tell how you felt about it.
Oh, no.
I saw him getting excited when you were saying that.
Well, because it's a movie. Like, I could watch some horrific things in a movie and be like, why is this turning me on? This is really terrible. And then real life shit, I can't deal with that. Like going to some of the websites and seeing massive degradation on women where they're just being shit on. You can tell they don't want to be. And
OpianAnthony.com?
Yes, exactly.
No, that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
that's right.
Does not exist.
But wasn't that your favorite part in that film when he gets a blowjob from the girl when he pulls her over.
But she didn't
Barbie
blow him, he
Keitel.
just jerked off on the door. I love that.
That's your favorite. I remember you always telling me that's your favorite
Show me how you
part.
suck a cock. I would love to do that.
He made her imaginary blow him, like she was blowing the Invisible Man, and he was jerking off outside. And
Outside the car.
Came on her door.
The one girl showed her ass, and the one girl pretended she was sucking the cock.
Turn around, turn around.
I took the police test after I saw that. Thanks. I thought they got a total 0.
Where is that one? Oh, I love. Yeah, here we actually have the clip of him when he's doing that. One of my faves.
A couple of very beautiful girls, you know that?
He walks up to him, a couple of very beautiful girls.
Where were you tonight? The Kit Kat Club?
Kit Kat Club.
You ever suck a guy's cock? Show me how you suck a guy's cock. The last time I'm going to ask you. Show me with your mouth. Show me with your mouth.
And then he got a little upset with himself.
Oh, sorry! I did so many bad things!
Fantastic. Show me with your mouth. That wasn't rape, though.
Should we,
Rape.
Yeah, Kevin's coming in. We have to break at one point.
Take
Kevin
another
Smith's coming
break.
in, so we're all gonna,
Yeah, we're like doing hours. We're doing hour blocks.
Let me just plug Jim's stuff, too.
Yes!
Because he'll be here. Season 3 of That Metal Show. It starts this Saturday, October 3rd, 11 on VH1 Classic. It's a fucking great show, man. And what's your website? JimFlorentine.com. And you can see Jim's got gigs in Cleveland coming up, Atlanta.
Tonight through Sunday in Cleveland. At the
You're going
Cleveland Improv.
tonight? Oh,
yeah,
October
tonight,
1st.
yeah.
Okay, Jesus, I didn't realize it. Okay, tonight through Sunday if you're in Cleveland.
Yes.
And if not, Atlanta and Stress Factory, both coming up in the coming weeks here on Jim's website. That was the worst plug ever. Here on Jim's website, I point to the table.
Right here on this piece of paper.
JimFlorentine.com. And tonight through fucking Sunday in Cleveland.
Jimmy gets his plugs. Perfect.
No, I don't.
I like how he slides them in.
Don't.
Dude, my plugs are fucking. It's not about. It's about. We got to do one a break. Jim's got his now. Fuck me in Boston in the end of November. Who gives a shit? Irrelevant. Yeah, take it. Me and Jim are doing December 12th, Kansas City together.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever played down there?
I have, yeah.
How was it?
It was good, actually.
Yeah.
The hottest chicks probably in the country.
Really?
Kansas City.
Fuck outta here,
Kansas, yeah, like this whole...
Those corn-fed fucking want to leave and
all
become prostitutes.
Blonde hair,
looking.
blue eyes, corn-fed.
Do they fuck?
They fuck, and they don't even realize what losers they're with. Not that they're all losers there,
Wow,
but
but
there could be a guy that just works on his truck. He chews tobacco. He brings a friggin' dip to a wedding.
Yeah.
Hey, hold my cup with a 10. And I'm like, do you realize if you moved to L.A., you'd have a mansion in a week? You'd be living in a mansion in a week. You don't have to take that.
Or Long Island.
I can offer you a 1-bedroom in Manhattan if you get a big pussy.
Super hot chicks in Kansas City.
We're doing that in December. I'm actually really psyched about that.
These two gentlemen. We'll take a quick break and be back right after these words.
With Kevin.
Wow. But it never gets to the vocals, right?
We should stop playing. We should only play Rejoiners whole songs.
No, and then just fade it out.
I don't know why. We don't need to do that. We're not commercial radio.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do we have Dirty Deeds? Let's just fucking... Can we start over? I want to play Dirty
Let's
Deeds.
see what it sounds like.
With the music.
We'll come back just like it's really...
With Dirty Deeds.
Yeah.
Coming back again, guys.
All right.
Good job,
we'll come
Sam.
back again.
Way to right the ship.
Okay. Let's see how it works. All right. Sit, we'll wait. What the hell are you doing?
We're in between tracks on the album, you always had that 7-second pause.
What are you nuts? Get out of here!
Opie and Anthony mornings from 6 to 11 a.m. The Virus. Sirius 197, XM 202.
Uneventful so far.
Yeah. Same exact thing.
Yeah, not what I'd hoped for.
You could talk it up.
Absolutely. There we go.
Hey, Opie and Anthony show.
Back.
Yeah. Opie's not here because he has a sore throat.
Yes, he does. Jim Florentine is, of course, in the studio.
Florentine's here.
Kevin Smith, I think, overslept because he's not here.
That's okay. He's a busy man.
Yes, he is.
And...
No, I thought that was it.
How long is the intro? Wow, this is a long intro song.
I think that he's playing the same one.
No, it is the same one.
It is the same one.
How did you do that?
You're an asshole.
That's how I did it.
What a fuck. Redo it.
All right, we're coming back again, guys.
Come on, come back again and do it right.
Jesus.
You suck.
There's two choices. How did you make the wrong one? God, what a fucking fool.
Red wire, blue
All right,
wire.
ready?
He blows up.
Oh, come on. Where are we at?
What are you doing? Are you hitting the buttons with your dick?
The wheels fell off.
Coming back again.
What are you nuts? Get out of here.
Opie and Anthony mornings from 6 to 11 a.m. The Virus. Sirius 197, XM 202.
We're back. Opie and Anthony show.
If he has 1 ounce of balls, he'll do it again.
I know. If he had balls, but he doesn't.
No.
He has a big, deep vagina. The woman that he is, Travis.
This is a wicked fucking beat, though, man.
Yeah.
It's a great riff.
I could hear something's a little different. Yep.
Yeah, this is the remastered version.
Yes.
Oh, with the lyrics?
Now it kicks in.
Right here.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. I can't do this.
Turn this shit off.
What the fuck, Travis?
God.
You're talking over vocals, guys.
Put your crappy music on there.
That's
when we're
Radio
trying to do a show.
101. Never talk over the vocals.
Why not?
Talk over vocals.
Oh yeah, we don't talk. We don't talk about music beds anyway. We're not a fucking zoo crew.
Talk right up till the vocals.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you got to do to be annoying as hell. Jimmy loves that, by the way.
It's just
when rock radio talks and
When
does
they know
the
they got like
weather
a
and stuff.
45-second lead into the song.
And meanwhile, you might actually like that part of the song.
Yeah.
And I think when the guy wrote the song, he didn't think some dope hack would be talking and
Telling you the weather
and traffic and fucking some shit show that's coming up over your music.
Yeah. Ugh. And here it is. We don't need you to talk.
On the cue. And then bam, right into it. Shut up.
Stop trying to impress other fucking jerk-offs in irrelevant radio
You know something?
with your
That's
fucking
exactly
hitting
what
the
they're doing.
post.
That's the only
Assholes.
person they're impressing is another idiot like themselves, just going like, "Yeah, wow, he hit that post."
Nobody would complain if the guy just said, "Here's the song," and then played it from the beginning and shut his fucking yap.
Love that.
Would you complain the guy's
No.
not talking?
I would DJ in clubs and I would never talk over the songs, and the management would always go, "Come on, you got to, talk it up, get the people into it." I'm like, "No, I'm just going to play the song.
I'm not talking it up." Shut up.
Plus, it was a strip club. I was trying to get blown by the strippers.
Yeah,
As
You
it
know what I
should have
mean?
been.
Yeah, so I was just rapping with them. I wasn't going to talk on the mic.
So what were you playing? A lot of just metal, 80s metal,
And metal and all that, so whatever songs they brought in.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, and then throw, a nice long one, like a 6-7 minute one.
Yeah.
On going to back and get blown.
Rug act.
Did you ever get blown in the back
Yeah, oh yeah.
God damn.
Throw a nice long one on.
when you had long hair?
Yeah.
Strippers, huh?
I remember you had a boss because Jim, long hair helped Jim get blown all through the 80s. Tell him about your fucking
Into the 90s.
who was your boss, the fucking guy who had short hair.
Oh yeah, he was a landscaper. This guy was a real nerd dude. He was like 35 years old. I used to work. He had this really beautiful house in Jersey with a jacuzzi and stuff. So he said, he goes, all right, when I hire you, he goes, look, if you can bring girls home. So I used to work at this rock club about a mile from his place. And he goes, if you bring girls home for me and I get laid, I'll give you $1 an hour raise. Within 3 months, I was up to like $14 an hour. I was making more than the foreman. The guy was there like 10 years because I just bring these slobs back that were drunk.
Dragging these.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that wore the wig?
He did it. So
No way. No way.
So I bring him back. Like I go, hey, my friend's got a mansion. You want to keep drinking? He's got a jacuzzi. This girl's like, yeah, let's go. And I'd call him up. I go, dude, at payphone. Back in the 80s, I go, dude, I'm bringing 2 slobs over, so get up. He's like, all right. He gets the jacuzzi going. We bang him all night. So one time we go to lunch with these 2 girls, right? I met at the rock club. And I'm like, hey, what about my friend? We'll go out tonight. She goes, they're like, sorry, we don't like guys with short hair. You look real nerd. He's like, are you serious? She goes, yeah. I go, so if he had long hair, it'd be fine. She goes, absolutely, but you got short hair. I'm not. You're a nice guy. You're good looking, but no. All right, fine. That night, right after that, I go, look, these girls are stupid. We went to the mall. We got them
Stupid.
Yeah, we went to the mall and got him a wig. We went to a Halloween shop and put a wig on him.
How good could it have been?
It was awful. It was fucking awful.
Did he look good in it?
It was a long curly wig, like a brown wig. And I told the girls, hey, my friend's having his party. He's got a mansion, whatever, tonight. They're like, okay, fine. That night, we show up at his house and knock on his door, and he's got the wig on. He's like, hey, come on in, dude. What's going on? We wound up banging the girls that night. The same day that he was at lunch with the girl, he fucked the girl 7 hours later with a wig on. She didn't know it was him. And he had a bad mustache, too. It's like, it was an awful, like Geraldo mustache. It was hilarious. And I told him, I said, dude, make sure you get her from behind because you don't want her on top. She might pull your wig off. So I said, make sure you fuck her from behind.
Then he got a choker with it.
Beautiful.
Holy shit.
What's better than that?
That's great. Fucking people. Big day for Might remember this name. Sully. No, not Godsmack. Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
I saw them over the summer. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're really good.
I mean, Molly Crew had a real tough time after them.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, they're a little younger, too.
Yeah.
Were they better than Motley Crue?
Could bring the energy a little better.
Really? Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I love Molly Crew, but, I mean, Godsmack just amazing. When they did a whole drum thing.
Oh, I know, yeah.
They were great, though.
Dueling drums. That's the only drum solo I think I ever sat through and just go, oh, stop it.
Yeah, that's the only one you don't mind.
They're so self-indulgent. And I know a lot of drummers out there and stuff, but it's like time to get the drink at the concert. It's like, I'm going to go grab something to drink. Ding, 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 ding. All right. And then you're good. We get it. That's why we paid, and you're up there. Play with the rest of the fucking band.
Oh, then when they messed with the crowd, like, dun, 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 dun,
the
dun.
slow, yeah, that's slow.
Boof, boof, boof. And he puts his hand in the ear. Come on, can I hear you?
All right, you could go slow, and then you could play fast. Drum solo.
A Neil Peart drum solo I'd sit through. Neil Peart I'd sit through.
How about Bill Ward?
Yeah, out of respect.
There are some with those like giant fucking ridiculous kits in the 80s that were kind of cool to sit through and watch. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Smith joining us here.
Please
Kevin
continue.
Smith.
I'm enjoying. Just
talking about drum solos and bands.
Do you know Jim Florentine,
Hello,
Kevin?
sir.
How are you, man? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to him. He might put you in a movie. That's what happened with Jimmy.
Right.
You look very good today.
Thank you. Thanks. I was feeling thin, but you just...
I'm an Old Bridge boy. I know you're Red Bank, so we're close.
Usually you lost some weight.
Do I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on, man. How are you? Last time I saw you was in my house.
Yes, it was cool.
God
Kevin's in a
damn,
robe.
look at that.
Kevin's exactly the way you think he's going to be at home.
Really?
He's kind of in a robe, like fucking half asleep at 1 in the afternoon. Like a junkie.
Rolled up, watched the flick. And
It was so
sat
cool
around
watching the film, but it was like such a rough cut. Like the music wasn't. It was really like just watching a rough cut of a movie. I'd like to see it like.
Wouldn't that be great if you just insulted him horribly and said, no, it was done?
Yeah, I was like, Jimmy, rough cut.
Rough cut. Wait a minute.
Hold on, I got to make a phone call.
was
Warner
finished.
Brothers apparently were rough.
How many times?
It was rough. It was like music's missing and stuff like that. But, it takes a certain skill to be able to look at a movie like that and be able to fill in the blanks. Some people watch it and be like, oh, this is horrible, dude. And you're like, no, you're just not reacting. You're reacting to the lack of music. And then you'll turn on a music track. They're like, wow, what'd you do?
That's a huge thing, the music, obviously. Another thing, from watching movies that I can't even understand how it's done.
Yeah.
Because obviously nothing is filmed in sequence and stuff. But to film a scene and have it cut with a whole nother scene, like you got a car chase going on,
right?
But you also have like a bank robbery going on at the same time,
yes,
or some relationship dialogue or something, and then like I would just go, all right, car chase. Now put the bank robbery. Now put the talk. Now put to cut it together where you're actually having 2 or 3 different things going on at the same time.
Right.
Seems impossible to me to know how and where to do that.
Boy, you sound like a young Pauline Kael with a cinematic dissertation. I fucking lost you, dude. What are we talking about?
It was just I was talking about drum solos, but who gave a shit? And then I'm just talking about like cutting together a movie, but like you go back and forth from like maybe a scene at a club,
yes,
and then to people that are driving in a car talking.
Yes.
I would just continue until the talking in the car scene's done and over.
Until they pulled into the driveway.
Completely
you don't want
done.
to cut back and forth.
And then, to be able to cut back and forth and be like, wow, that kind of makes it exciting.
Is the simple cut to and fro? Is that what you're getting at? All right.
Yeah, it's like...
So the long story short is pedestrian cuts excite you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah,
back and forth.
no, I was noticing the other day, I was just watching a movie going like, how do you fucking even know to do that? How do you know to go, that's a good spot to interrupt this storyline?
There's a flow.
And
There's a flow.
throw
It's
it in
like
there.
how people ask you, how do you know how to start talking, stop talking?
Oh,
how do you
don't.
have so much to say?
I apparently don't. I was talking about drum solos and I just stopped.
I know you did leave it go, and I feel bad that
That's
I
all right. The drum solo, we're going to go with that anyway.
There's nothing to go.
There's nowhere to go.
I heard Neil Peart, and I was like, Rush, what up? And then all of a sudden, hey, Kevin.
We could just do a pedestrian cut and talk about this for a while and then go back to the drum solo.
Let's do it. Let's cut to like me outside going like, I'm so tired. I better not. You know what? I'll go in there and put on a good show because those dudes are always live. They like come in and it's like, so drum solos.
Yeah.
You guys like some drum solos? I felt like I walked into NPR. What the fuck's going on, man?
If you've ever
Let's
been
chat.
to the Hey, look! I just pulled my chair up.
You
and everything.
did. You're on fire. Let's go back to the house.
The big question you had back at the house when you got watching a movie with Jim. How many times did it make you stop? So you had to go piss.
No, the good thing is I abandoned him in the room with other people.
Yes.
And I showed him I said, this button is just like a keyboard on a computer. It's a space bar. I'll stop it or start it. Here's a volume. You guys are on your own. So I didn't sit outside to be like, hello, James. Are you pissing again? I just let him watch the flick.
Are the guy now?
But there was a piss story. Remember the dude who was in the room, Adam Siegel?
I don't know who was who. Who was the guy I was sitting next to?
Probably Adam Siegel.
There was a guy who you were talking about scenes, like, hey, what do you think of this scene? What do you think of that scene? And then there was a guy behind who was taking notes, more like an editing type thing.
The guy behind was a dude who has nothing to do with the movie. He's a guy named John Gordon, a friend of ours who just came by to watch it. The dude sitting next to you, Adam Siegel, he actually worked on the movie. He's
what does he
one
do?
Of the producers.
Well, didn't he know nothing about it, though?
Then it's vice versa. Then Adam was the one standing behind you, and John was the one. Yeah, that's right. John Gordon sitting next to you, and I kept going like, dude, that's a stupid suggestion.
Yeah.
I hope Jim didn't try to add anything in.
He was not on fire that morning, and I was kind of quick with him. But anyway, Adam was the dude behind him. Adam, he goes the other day. He's just like, hey man, like I thought Norton was cool. And I said, Norton is cool. And he's like, I went into the bathroom after Norton. He pissed all over the seat.
Oh, did I really?
And I go, hold on. I go, what do you mean the seat? And he goes, well, not the seat, but he lifted it, but it's like the spray all over the bowl and shit. And I was like, God, that don't sound like Jim. I mean, unless there was like a hooker involved, I doubt there's piss flying everywhere. And he goes, well, I had to clean it up myself and whatnot. And I was like, you cleaned up his piss? He's like, yeah, just felt wrong. You did that to your bowl. And then I was like, wait, Adam, are you talking about the bathroom in the hallway? He's like, yeah, the really low toilet. I was like, dude, that just has this weird splatter effect. Doesn't matter. You can hit dead center in a dry bowl and it's going to pop up.
It's the altitude.
It's the altitude and based on the height of the bowl. And the dude was so fucking relieved. He was like, oh, because I really liked Norton.
And to think that
but that was going to turn him off.
Which guy?
Adam Siegel, the glasses.
I guess he didn't find where Jimmy took a shit in the tank in the back
exactly.
of the
Take it up for
I was taken aback by how taken aback he was.
I pissed all over my own seat in the toilet. I lift it up and I get it on the floor.
Yeah, you clean up after.
Exactly.
Maybe in a week.
Splatter effect. It really captures his imagination in a negative way.
It's hilarious. He wanted me booted out of the movie for pissing on Kevin's fucking tinkling on his
just
seat.
rip out a handful of pubes, lay them all over the seat, fucking blood, piss.
Let's cut the whole Norton scene. I was like, but it works in the movie. He's like, doesn't matter. Anybody pisses on a seat, I ain't putting him forward in this business.
Norton, don't get that part. It's perfect for him.
He pissed all over the seat. It was the best toilet I ever had.
Wiping lessons, flushing lessons.
It was so. I thought it was kind though because it's like it wasn't even his toilet. It was reacting like that.
I think it'd be great for somebody to actually be removed from a movie and never know why, and that's
Find
the
out
reason.
20 years later.
That's the reason. No, it was because you pissed on the seat. We thought you were great, but it was you pissed all over. Kevin's
you were
seat.
poised for stardom, but then you pissed on the seat. I'll be like Waltz in Godfather. He ain't getting that part. He pissed on the seat.
Were you just listening to me and Jimmy?
No,
that's what we were doing.
We're
Jack
talking about
Waltz.
Waltz. Were you really?
Yeah,
That's a genius.
I was saying wiping lessons, flushing lessons.
It's the best toilet I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I pissed all over the world.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God,
and then he comes with his Charmin, his soft bathroom tissue.
That's funny.
So is it almost done? I mean,
Flick-wise, we're pretty much there at this point. I mean, we got a locked. No, I wouldn't call it locked. We got a cut that's kind of locked for the time being, down to an hour and 44 minutes, and we're going to show that to the studio. And in the studio, I assume we'll have notes and whatnot, and then we'll go out and test it. But
do
this
you
is the one
get
we'll test.
Do you get a little nervous when your star is in another movie that just came out? Like
the Surrogates?
Yeah. Does that
no,
not
really. I mean, I don't get nervous about much anymore, dude. Just so
fucking
stoned, doesn't matter. It's all gonna work out. That's what I've learned.
It's all just gonna
it
work
all works out. And I did my job. They hired me to make a funny movie, and I Jim, did I make a funny movie?
Yes.
So
of course.
Boom, I did my job, and it's up to them now to sell it. And for years, I used to try to do both, but. Hey man, compartmentalize.
Wow. Look at you.
Do my job, let them do their job. Everyone stay in their kitchen and whatnot.
Yeah, just you used to have your hands in there right up to the end and everything.
Well, it's like this year, like San Diego Comic-Con. We were in the midst of shooting, and I went out because I do a panel there every year. This big room, 6,000 seater, and every year I'd go and like if I had a movie coming out in the next 6 months, I'd bring a clip and shit. So I was heading out for this, and I was like, so I'm gonna bring. The clip with Sean William Scott and Bruce and Tracy in the car. It's a pretty funny scene. I think it'll go over huge there. And the Warner Brothers people were like, whoa, hey, let's slow our roll there, buddy.
Slow our roll.
Like, what? I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, we don't know what the movie looks like yet. Like, we'd rather see the whole movie before we decide which foot to put forward. And I was just like, what do you mean which foot to put forward? Like, it was a whole new world for me because I was just used to, like, you know, kind of leading the charge with the PR on the movie and talking about the movie like 2 years before it even starts. As soon as I have footage, putting it out there, you know, taking it to the show or whatever. And it never worked. Movies never did well, but still, you know, I felt like if I hadn't done that, they wouldn't have done the business they did do. And all of a sudden I'm in this world where they're like, hey, Jackass, we'll just pour money on it and it'll happen. Like, that's what we do at studios. We open movies that way. We're not going to make you do it, Kevin. You can't go open the movie yourself.
Relax, Kevin.
Like, just ease up.
Your
and I was
job
like,
here is done.
Totally. They're like, look, you concentrate on the funny ha-ha and we'll figure out how to sell your movie. And I was like, wow, all right.
That's cool.
Bye.
You
so
built
I
the car.
concentrated
You don't
on the
have
work.
to sell it.
I didn't bring the clip. I went to San Diego Clipless and shit.
Wow, were people pissed at you?
Yeah, we just talked a little while more. But the shitty thing was I did follow the Iron Man panel, and they had clips.
Oh, shit.
So, like, you come up, they're like, what do you got, man? I'm like, nothing. I'm just here to talk about how fat I am and how much pot I smoke. I got a little dick. And they're like, wow, we just saw Iron Man a few minutes ago. So. But still, I mean, I guess they had the right idea. It's just like, hey, you do what you do, we do what we do. And they felt like putting anything out there before they know what they got. Their whole thing was like, what if you cut that scene out of the movie? And I was like, oh, it's impossible. It's too funny. But they were like, yeah, but what if you do? And then people are like, what happened to that scene? And then there's a controversy about the missing scene. Like, they think 26 steps ahead, man.
That's so fucked up because you coming from such an indie background. I mean, the indiest indie ever background. Let me take my own money and make a movie to the point where, you know, Warner Brothers.
All I had to just do it once.
Just once?
That was it, man. I mean, could you imagine there are poor motherfuckers out there who are just doing that all the time. You know, this dude who's been working in New York for years I don't even know if he does anymore, named John Jost, used to make these little movies he put together on a nothing budget. This dude out west, Henry Jaglam, sometimes you hear his name and whatnot. He always has one billboard on Sunset Avenue. These are dudes who have been made. Henry Jaglam has made like 28 movies. You don't know his name. And you probably never heard of any of the movies. But these are dudes who like do it consistently. They put their own money into it. They keep working. I did Clerks, dude. I did it once.
Yes,
it was like I'm the jackass who walks to the casino where dude's feeding the machine for 4 days. And then he's like, he turns around to light a cigarette, and I'm like, ooh, and I pull it once, and it's like, and they both just look at me. I'm like, sorry.
It's like, what happened? Yeah, what did you do different?
Exactly. And sometimes I feel bad because it's weird. Like when you say, like, you know, you're a self-made man. I'm like, yeah, I am, but I really only had to do it once. And I've never been called upon to do it again. That'll be the true test. Like, I'm no longer like an indie guy because I could make Red State, but I won't pay for it because I'm like, why the fuck would I invest in a Kevin Smith movie? You know what I'm saying? Especially with my own money.
You followed it up with good movies, though. It's like if you followed it up with shit, you would have got nowhere.
That's very, very true. I mean, once I got my foot in the door, I tried to keep the quality consistent, but still, it was just like, every time I hear that, I'm like, wow, I am kind of cool. And then I go, no, I only had to do it once. And then motherfuckers who do it all the time.
Why is there that perception, then, that you are? Because you're known as like the
ultimate
indie
Cinderella
director.
Story, yeah. And for years, dude, 15 years, they always call me indie director Kevin Smith, and it's like, I always push him toward cult director because I'm like, indie, dude,
No, you're just sucking corporate cock. I'm the indie guy.
Exactly. Mickey Mouse's dick in my mouth since 94, dude.
You got a W and a B tattooed on each cheek.
Absolutely. Each one of my balls, WB. This one's Harry, this one's Jack. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. People have that perception because of the first flick. They just, that's the label hangs you. I mean, look, dude, I realize it doesn't matter. I could accidentally cure cancer in the next 20 years. My obituary will still read Clerks guy, Kevin Smith,
Clerks.
dead at 39. Or whatever it is. You know, it's just very, and that's fine. I dig it, but I feel bad sometimes when people will just like give you more credit than you really do. When it's like, well, you know, I was an indie guy once, and then somebody has paid for my ride every time since then.
Guys are out there in the trenches.
Totally.
You're one of the astronauts, and poor Chuck Yeager's still out there trying to break the sound barrier.
Yeah, really. That's true, man. I am. I'm Gus Grissom.
Yeah, you're Gus
I'm
Grissom.
I'm a motherfucker who like blew the bolts too early the second time out. I'm like, hey, it blew itself. It wasn't me. But I'm Gus Grissom, dude.
Picking up his dimes that went into space. I could sell these. Fucking Gus Grissom.
I'm out there in the press. I'm like, where's my parade?
Yeah.
His dimes went into space?
Oh, he took.
Don't you remember? Do you ever see The Right Stuff?
Right
I don't
Stuff.
remember it, though.
I've seen The Right Stuff where it's like Fred Ward plays Gus Grissom, and he, like, the first moon, the shot into space, the moon landing, shit like that. First one happened. The whole world's like, woo, it's amazing. And then they do the next one, which he was captain of or part of. Or
he was just one guy. It was like one Mercury capsule.
Like John,
and they pretty
John
much
Glenn was first, and then this guy was going.
Alan Shepard went up first,
and then did
into
the
space.
circle.
Didn't even orbit.
Okay.
John Glenn orbited first,
Okay.
and Gus Grissom
was the next one.
Was the next one up. So he goes up, and he brought a bunch of dimes with him.
They
like
show a
rolls of
scene
dimes.
before he goes up. He's in a bar, and he's like, he's a married dude, but hitting on chicks, going like, I'm an astronaut. I want one of these dimes. I'm going into space. He's taking a roll of dimes into space so that when he comes back, he can be like, this dime was in space.
In space. He has a space dime.
It never occurred to him to just fucking lie and be like, this dime was in space.
What a dummy.
Yeah.
And then,
what do you think? It's still going to be cold when he hands it to a chick?
So
he goes
splashes,
up, and does his trip, but he panics. He's not. At least it's depicted in the movie. I have no idea if this is historically accurate, but that movie's pretty tight and pretty historically accurate. They depict him as like kind of panicking, and upon re-entry, really freaked out, and the capsule crash lands in the water.
Well, what freaked him out coming back through?
I
can't remember specifically.
The chutes popped, but he was getting some kind of a warning that the inflatable didn't pop, and the capsule would have sunk.
Right.
So instead of waiting for the frogman to come down and open the hatch for him, he blew the bolts on the hatch.
And they lost the capsule.
And the capsule
sank into the ocean.
And they hook it up to the helicopter, and the helicopter's like being pulled down, and they had to blow the bolts on that, and the capsule actually sunk.
So they lost millions of dollars because they would take it back, analyze it, what happened to it.
That capsule is actually in the Air and Space Museum in Smithsonian. They pulled it up. Yeah, it's pretty cool to fucking look in that thing and just be like, wow.
Oh, wow, how small is it?
It's a Mercury capsule. It's with one man. You're just sitting. It's a chair with just metal around it. You're just sitting in.
How long were you up for?
Window. Well, depended. If you're doing orbits, you were up for a few hours. I don't think Mercury's astronauts were up there more than a few hours. They weren't up there for like days, that's for sure.
Did you guys ever
doing the one
few orbits?
They do a couple orbits and come down.
Yeah, and then Gemini, they went with the two guys and stayed up a little longer.
I always love their explanation of like flying gas cam, where they're just like sitting on like something like 10,000 gallons,
just
some ridiculous
fuel
of gasoline, fuel, not even gasoline, just whatever that pure fuel is.
It's a giant thing, and the actual component that they're in and come back in is this little. It took all this shit to get you up there, and that was.
Did you ever see the footage of the guy Joe Kittinger from? He was the guy. He has the highest recorded jump from a parachute. He goes up to 102,000 feet. Danny, you could possibly
102,000. Normally it's like what, 30,000, 40,000 or something.
That's a high jump.
Well, 30,000 is like we're cruising at 30,000 feet, so it's probably not that.
It's probably like 15.
15 or something like that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like normal
15,000.
When people normally parachute, it's probably about 15,
12 to
20,000
15,000. Yeah, this guy had a spacesuit.
And this
on.
dude was in 20.
It was a military
100,000?
exercise. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was 102,000 feet.
I like when Norton explains shit, man. He gets a serious face on it.
I do.
It was a military exercise. Like it was almost like, Kevin, this isn't.
I can't
we're
tell
not
you the
fucking
rest
around,
of it.
Kevin. This
Yeah.
dude is.
I can't even explain the rest of it. It's top secret.
All
military
jokes aside, Kev, boring story coming.
You get really earnest. You're like, oh yeah, it's military.
It's because I want to be listened to just once as a serious. Like whenever I talk about trannies, the room stops or fucking getting pissed on. But just once, I want to talk about the army.
The army. You make it sound funny.
Oh, this dude literally parachuted in space.
Look at how high up he is.
It really is the brink of space that this guy is in. How do you step out of that little gondola that he's in?
I'd call back. Could you guys bring me back? I'm nervous.
There's no coming back. The sky isn't blue anymore. It's completely black.
It's dark, man.
You can see the curvature of the earth.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And he just jumps
and he's
down.
going to jump through a cloud bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was cloudy that day. But look at. He said he didn't feel like he was.
Lost him.
He didn't feel like he was falling. So he said the camera footage you see of the balloon is from his helmet. That's from his camera, from his helmet cam.
Oh, dude, he's in outer space. You can see the
That's so fucked up.
You can see the atmosphere.
Crazy.
You can see the blue of the atmosphere. Obviously, he's not going through it.
But breathing apparatus.
Oh yeah. He's on a chair too, but he didn't think he was falling because the air is so thin. So he had to look back up at the fucking balloon to realize he was going farther away
Yeah,
from
because
it.
you're not going to feel the air resistance against you because there's like no air up there.
That'd be hilarious if a plane just went by and just right in on. Like, what the hell was that? I don't know.
I don't know. Fine, shut down number 2. We can make it.
Look at him. I think it was a bird.
But when he's falling, you can see the curvature of the Earth on the other side. It's so weird. I'd be so freaked out that I was going to miss the planet. Again.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, isn't there like that when they're like, all right, upon re-entry, you're going to hit the whatever they call
atmosphere,
it, the
yeah.
atmosphere. Is he's inside the
he's
atmosphere?
inside. If he was outside,
he'd burn, right?
He'd be a little, you'd see a little,
he'd float away.
No, he would actually, yeah. First of all, you'd probably, it would take you a little while longer to get in.
Right.
Because of the lack of gravity. But once it got a hold of you and pulled you through, you're done. Burnt up like a fucking...
But would you burn coming
Where
through
is
slowly, though? I think I don't know if you'd burn coming through slowly, because what burns you through the atmosphere is the friction of you hitting the air and slowing down.
Yeah, but you're not going to go slowly, especially with the lack of wind resistance.
Did you ever find out when he pulled the cord at what height?
It does it automatically. 20,000 feet, I want to say. He fell for a few minutes.
He fell for 80,000 feet.
Yeah.
Can you imagine during those few minutes what's going through your mind is like, please open, please open, please open, please
That's
open,
all
please
that's
open.
going through. Yeah.
What is this?
That's not the act.
thing?
That's different. That's not him falling through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it's different stuff.
Suddenly he's in the ocean.
I wanna
Suddenly
ask-
there's
I don't think you
surfing
can
shots.
fall slow, though. I don't think it's possible. That's why these ships come through so fast. They're in orbit. I don't think you could... If you actually took a human being and threw him through the atmosphere, you'd fucking burn up.
But
you have to.
You're not
Upon
coming through it.
re-entry?
Yeah, you'd have
And you're
to.
maintaining that it's what? It's the...
I don't know. Somebody out there must know. When
It
you
is friction. Once the air starts getting thicker, you're going so fast that the friction with the air molecules just heats you up.
You're going 17,000 miles an hour when you come back through.
Yeah.
And then you got to slow down. But if you're a person and you were just outside and you were somehow able to get dropped through, because you have to come through at a certain angle, you're going to bounce off the atmosphere and keep
Would you
going.
build up enough speed
to fall through it?
to burn up?
And would you burn, or is the heat just the friction of the atmosphere that you wouldn't feel if you're coming through at a much slower speed?
Let's get a
I've asked this
rocket.
question to many girls while fucking them.
Where's Michio Kaku?
He wouldn't have a real answer.
No.
Well, you know, falling through space is like when you throw a rock into Alice's house.
Yeah,
Thanks.
use some kind of thing. It is like when Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. We had Michio Kaku
Do you know
on
who he
here.
is?
No.
Famed physicist Michio Kaku. He's
What
on
was he
Discovery Channel all the time and everything. And he's talking about string theory and all that, but he's trying to put it in layman's terms so we can almost understand it. And he kept using examples of cartoons and Disney stuff and movies. And we're like, you're just treating us like retarded children. And then he kind of made it look like, well, that's what you are. You're just retarded children. How am I gonna explain a wormhole to you? You're dumb.
Exactly.
That's what he was looking at.
A
It's
fucking
like,
hole that management crawls through. Hey, maybe
scumbag hole.
on the worm. If fucking Steve is listening, Dr. Steve, he was a physics major in school. I'm curious about that though. How high can you go? Because a guy just tried to break the record, but he had mechanical problems. How high can you go? Like if you just sat in your balloon, how high would it go, and what would happen? Would you eventually just come back down, or would it burn up when it hit a certain height?
I would imagine it would have to burn up once it hit that atmosphere height.
What
right?
happens? I don't know.
Well, it says here, contrary to popular belief, things entering the atmosphere at high velocities do not burn up because of air friction against the object.
That's what I was saying.
Instead, what happens is the object is moving so fast, the air molecules can't move aside quickly enough, and this results in the air becoming highly compressed. And like any compressed gas, the air itself becomes very hot. So it's actually the air surrounding the object that burns it up.
Wow, man.
So if you came through slower, that wouldn't
I
happen.
see.
The air would move. Excuse me, Corby.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be compressed.
Now the ships are
Force
in
field,
in
force field,
orbit.
force
Force
field.
field. Force field. Need a force field. The ships themselves.
Artificial gravity. Those are words you throw out on sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, I buy it.
Yeah, that's good.
Force
Okay.
field. Okay, they'll be fine.
I'm still in it.
Artificial gravity. Okay.
I'm
they'll be
still
fine.
with the movie.
What was the other one?
Stasis.
Stasis.
Didn't the robot
they're
from
in
Lost in
stasis.
Space have that force field thing going on?
He probably
Yeah, he did. He had one of those. Warning. Warning.
Yes.
That guy, yeah.
He would shield Will Robinson so he could be molested by the older gentleman.
Dr. Zachary Smith. Oh, dear.
Everyone step back. Dr. Smith is horny.
I love when he grab Will and hold him in front of him. Oh, help me, dear boy. Yuck. Oh, Dr.
good.
Steve's on 10.
All right, let's go to him.
All right. It's my job. Hi, Dr. Steve.
Hello, boys. I just wanted to look smart in front of Kevin Smith.
Yes.
Can you hear Kev?
I do. I hear
Okay,
now.
he's got the thing on.
Well, Dr. Steve, have you been listening?
Yes, absolutely.
So now you know that a ship coming into the Earth's atmosphere has been in orbit. So it does have to hit the atmosphere at, 14,000 miles an hour around there?
If you just took an elevator up into space and then dropped down, like this guy did with the balloon, you're not going to go into orbit.
Right.
You have to have some lateral motion, and it's really fast because all you're doing is you're falling, and as Jimmy said, missing the Earth.
Well,
so to do that, you've got to go really fast. And so when those spaceships come in, they're having to lose all, velocity, all that kinetic energy, and that's what really burns them up, and they have to use the ablative heat shields and all that stuff.
So,
You're
Steve,
just dropping.
I'm sorry, but I got it.
No, go ahead.
When Joe Kittinger went up in that balloon, it was 102,000 feet. How much higher could he have gone in that balloon, and what would have happened if he just kept going?
Well, so like if he had gone up to 100 miles and dropped in. Is that what you're asking?
Well, how much higher? 102,000 feet.
The balloon can't go that high.
Is 20 miles or so. How much more room did he have before he reached the edge of the atmosphere?
Oh, he was really close there. Really, I believe that they say 50 miles is considered space, but between 20 miles and 50 miles, there's almost no, very little air. So the balloon will only rise to the point where there's nothing. It won't go up any more than that because it rises because its density is less than air. Just like a bubble in water, will always rise up until it gets to the point where it can't rise anymore.
So what would happen when he hit that point? Would he just kind of stay there like a balloon on a ceiling, or would it just come back down?
No, there would be some momentum upward, so he would float up to a certain point where gravity would then counteract that, and so he'd kind of bounce up and down between, 20 and 50 miles. Someone who's a balloon expert may be able
I would think the balloon would pop because the pressure inside of the balloon, the higher you go and the less air pressure that's around it, once you have like zero air pressure, the balloon would pop.
You can only go to zero. You can't go to negative pressure. So if your balloon is constructed, why don't spaceships pop? You can
they're
make
made of metal.
Well, his balloon was a really long, thin one. It was like 600 feet. It looked like a giant condom. It was not round. It was a really long, weird balloon.
It's like a turned upside down ball bag on a hot day.
Well, if you want to be scientific about it, yes.
Well, was there hairs on it?
Technical jargon.
So he would just kind of bounce back. Could he get to a point where he would jump and just float, or no?
No, because to float, you have to be in orbit, and so you'd need a lateral velocity. In other words, a velocity of
25,000 miles an hour. Well, that's escape velocity.
When he hit that little ceiling in space and started bouncing a little bit, like you said, the gravity kind of fighting with complete airlessness, what would happen if he could climb up on top of that balloon just as he bounced, or is it not that close to space?
Oh, I see what you're saying. You mean... No, but he still wouldn't go into orbit. You've got to have that lateral velocity parallel to the Earth.
But he wouldn't float.
No, Earth's gravity is going to pull you back every time.
It's just gravity is always going to pull you toward the center, and the reason that spaceships can stay in orbit and people float around is because they're moving so fast that as they fall toward the center of the Earth, they continue to miss the Earth. So they just fall around it.
It's a fine balance of you're actually falling toward the Earth, but you've powered yourself to keep missing it. So the Earth's gravity is keeping you in orbit, but you're not crashing into the Earth because you're going fast enough to throw yourself away from it still. So it's a balancing act.
And Jimmy, think about a geosynchronous satellite like the communications satellite.
Like our own Sirius XM satellites.
Exactly. They're up at about 24,000 miles, and when they fall, they're falling around the Earth, but they do it at the same rate that the Earth rotates, so it always appears to be over the same point in the sky. It's really very cool.
And, there was another question I had about...
hemorrhoids?
Yes. Why do penises hurt my bottom when I have hemorrhoids? No, what about, what is gimbal lock? The fuck is gimbal lock?
I was talking about
From
fucking
Apollo
or-
13.
Yeah.
We're flirting with gimbal lock here.
What is gimbal lock?
A gimbal lock is where you've got gyroscopes, right? And if you have 3 gyroscopes, you can keep track of your position relative to some point that's relative to the Earth. And so if you rotate, those gyroscopes will rotate in the opposite direction, and you can sense that. You put sensors on it, and you can tell what your relative motion is. Well, if you move so fast, the sensors can only sense movement of those gyroscopes, and they'll lock up, and that's gimbal lock.
Now, how do you get out of that if they lock up?
Well, what you have to do then is to stop your motion and then reset all your gyroscopes again.
So you can't do that in space?
Well, you can, but you have to go through a procedure to do it.
They had enough problems.
All right.
Yeah.
Gimbal lock.
Pilot about that. They can tell you more about gimbal lock.
I still don't know what it means, but I have enough where if someone said, what's gimbal lock? I'm like, yeah, it's all about the gyroscopes and the motion. That's all I wanted. Like,
that's all I
a
need to
3-word
know.
answer. All right, Steve. Thank you very much.
It's a speedometer being pegged to the limit. You can't, if your speedometer only goes up to 140 and you're going 150, you can't tell that. At all, I don't know.
I was just reading Lady Trucker's phone call.
What'd she say?
She goes, Learning Channel, Jimmy Z.
That's the size on her shirt. Fucking fat monster. You have a fucking stroke. Hope your teeth hit the steering wheel and you fucking hit an abutment. Big fucking fatso. Shut up.
Shit.
Well, no one believes that. When I used to live with him, I used to say, "No, like, what was it like living with that guy?" I go, I was actually well read. They're like, "How could he be?"
Yeah, what? He is.
Yeah,
Lady Trucker. I hope right now, Lady Trucker is. I hope that big rotten foot is going, whoosh, and her fucking heel is hitting the floor where the brakes should be slowing her vehicle down. And she knows she has a gas tanker behind her.
Jackknife in her future.
Yeah. I hope the only thing not burned on her is the bottom left part of her calf. And then she shows that off with knickers.
He's the star of Weird Medicine, by the way, on DrSteve.com.
Is she really? What are you doing on Weird Medicine with her?
She called in a question about trucker duties, and if she's on the line, you need to ask her about it.
I thought maybe you were doing something about how she was in the Antarctica frozen, and they said the meat was still fresh enough to eat, and now it drives a truck. I'd like to take the fucking her arm fat from the back and just step on it until she yells "Uncle."
All right, DrSteve.com, is that it?
Yeah. I think her big trucker duty thing was in the 3-hour Fecalicious extravaganza.
Fecalicious.
So. We played it on the virus a couple of weeks ago, but she was definitely the star. And then we've had several truckers.
By size, you mean that, right? Speaking of space.
Yeah, speaking of density.
Yes, exactly. She was definitely the neutron star. God.
But, we've done a whole series on how truckers eliminate their bowels and void their awful bladders while they're driving. It's really kind of funny.
She's horrid. All right, Dr. Steve, thank you for your help.
Hi, boys.
Bye, Angel.
He's so smart.
Yes, he is.
He's so
Physics
smart,
major
Dr. Steve.
in school, I think.
Has he? How did he become a doctor?
I think he just get tired of fucking space. He wanted to fucking feel a few clits. That's all it is.
He used to program terrible video games back in the early 80s.
Did he?
Yeah, he did like terrible, like before Atari games. He used to work on the code.
Wow, like BASIC? He'd program BASIC
games.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
Yeah, he did this guy, Dr. Steve. He's a doctor, but he knows a lot about science, and he used to like program the music, I think, for these terrible old video games.
Get out of here, really?
I forget the names. He emailed me a few times.
For Pong.
Names.
The music for Pong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We're not there. We're not exactly so removed.
Horrible MIDI music, yeah.
Over and over. They're knocking down Giant Stadium? Is that what I'm reading?
Yeah, they're building a new one.
Where?
Right next to it. It's like twice the size of Giant Stadium. If you fly over it, have you seen it?
No.
It's insane. But yeah, they knocked it down, I think, right after the season.
Yeah.
And did they replaced Mets Stadium already?
Shea is now Shitty Field. City Field.
And what's the other
And
one?
Yankee Stadium, which is, of course, Yankee Stadium.
The old Yankee Stadium's still there, though.
That's still there?
Yeah, they haven't knocked that
They're
down
ripping
yet.
that apart like piece by piece so they could
to
sell
it. Yep.
Are they really?
No one really cares about like
Why
Shea.
won't
They'll
they let
fucking
him play
blow
hockey in there, man? That's what they should do, like the Winter Classic or a
Hockey.
version of the Winter
up.
Classic.
Hockey. And they might be able to in the new Yankee Stadium. I was just there the other day. It's fucking amazing.
With the new
That
Yankee Stadium?
I haven't been there yet.
Retarded. Cool. Like great. You know, the thing that amazed me the most is the sound. Like every announcement, everything is crystal clear. Where, you know, it used to
be shitty. Yeah, that speaker all the way out in center field.
Anything. Now, no matter where you are in the park, you're hearing everything that's being said. You're really kind of blasted with advertising. You thought it was bad like at any other stadium. Now it's just huge video screens everywhere, just blasting you with advertisements of
They got to
everything.
find a way to get adverts in front of your eyes now.
Yep.
Nobody watches TV
That's
like
exactly
they
it,
used to. And everything now, dude, it has like a fucking advertisement in front of it.
They got stores,
I went into a
museums.
food store, man. Like, I think The Good Wife is going to be on TV soon because I am inundated by The Good Wife images. Everywhere I go is Juliana Margulies. And even like when you go into the CVS or the Rite Aid and have those security bars that you have to walk through, they have things that go over the bars now.
They
that are
figured out.
There's just like one more place to put up advertising.
Yep. I was watching some classic ball games the other day on ESPN Classic, and it's amazing how there was just no advertising.
There's no the graphics were horrendous.
Nothing. The graphics were really bad. They put the score up, and it was this bad, like. It wasn't. You couldn't even call it pixelated. It looked like it was cut out of construction paper with dull scissors. Like really bad.
It would move ever so slightly.
Yeah. It wasn't synced up with the screen.
It looked like floaters in your eye.
Really bad. It wasn't the fucking the Mitsubishi instant replay or it's the fucking unlistenable.
Everything becomes
unlistenable.
The bullpen, whatever.
You just call the bullpen sponsored by
AT&T's call to the bullpen.
Oh, that's
it's
in
just
hockey too. It's just like it's another PSN E&G power play. It's like, oh, all right.
Everything is
apparently the
sponsored.
electric company is sponsoring the power play.
And it's everything when you're at the park and they're making announcements. It's the official potato chip of the New York Yankees.
Who cares what they eat?
The official. It's
and
everything.
at that point, I like to throw my Utz on the ground and pick up whatever the official brand is.
Fuck these
Where is the
Utz.
official brand? I feel like a treacherous fool.
Wise.
Have you guys heard? You probably have because you guys listen to a lot of shit online. But I heard something this morning made me laugh so hard. This clip of a cop who like overdosed on wheat brownies and then calls in.
Wheat brownies?
Weed
Oh,
brownies.
okay.
Oh,
he
wait a minute.
confiscated a bunch of weed, and then him and his wife made weed brownies.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, it's the old man. He calls 911 because he's freaking out. He thinks he's going to
I'm
die.
dying.
He thinks he's gonna die.
Time has slowed down.
Then he comes out with these weird non sequiturs.
And he's like, what's the score of the Wings game? And she's like, I don't watch the Wings, sir. And he's like, well, I'm trying to see if I'm having a hallucination. Is it 3-3? And she looks and she goes, it's 2-2. And he goes, come quickly.
Can we hear that?
Yeah, Travis said he's got it in the other room.
Okay, cool. You sure you don't want to play the rejoiner again, Travis?
Ass.
Emergency? Yeah, can you please send rescue to... I think I'm having an overdose at the store with my wife.
Okay, you and your wife?
Yes.
Overdose of what?
Marijuana. But I don't know if it had something in it.
Okay.
Can you please send rescue? Please come.
Okay, we're on our way. Do you guys have fever or anything?
No, I think we're dying.
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies, and I think we're dead. I really do.
Okay, how much did you put in the brownies?
I don't know.
Was it a bag? Who made the brownies?
My wife and I did. Cuba, come here.
Okay, get her.
She's on the living room ground right now.
Is she breathing?
She's barely breathing.
Is she awake?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, can you look?
Pardon?
Can you look?
Yeah, I could feel her. She's laying right down in front of me. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
Do you guys do this on a regular basis?
No, this is the first time we've ever done it.
And you've never done marijuana before?
Yeah, I have.
You have, and you've never had this reaction to it before?
No, ever.
He's just freaking
What's the
out.
score in the Red Wings game?
What?
What's the score in the Red Wings game?
I've got no clue. I don't watch the Red Wings.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure this isn't some type of hallucination that I'm having.
Oh, why? What does the score say?
3-3.
What channel is it on?
Channel 2.
It's 2-2.
Huh?
It's 2-2.
Okay. Please tell your officers they just passed me.
Okay, they just passed you?
Yeah.
Go outside and flag them down, okay?
Okay, my mother-in-law just got here, too.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Dude was
Hey,
a cop.
who scored the first goal for the Red Wings?
That's the next question.
How do they know he's a cop? I guess
this is what outed later on in the story.
Was he fired?
shit.
He's so fired.
I think he got in trouble. It was
That was just the guy
2007 or something
freaking out.
Isn't that weird,
He was
man?
freaking
He's just
out.
like, I'm pretty sure we're dead.
Yeah, we're dead.
Time's going really slow right now.
Yeah, that's just a bad friggin' like a bad trip. It's like having a bad trip. It's hard to get out of those, though.
Yeah, all he had to do was relax.
Just
for a few
wait it
minutes,
out,
everything
sit it
would go,
out.
Maybe, you know what? Grab a sandwich, buddy.
You need a moment of clarity long enough to just go, all right, look, you're really fucked up.
And that's the quick one. And the
Just-
long one, she's like, do you have a gun in is there a weapon in the house? And he's like, no. And then later on, she asks again. He goes, you already asked me that. No. Wait, yes. In the bedroom,
shit.
there is one. And that's, I guess, where it led to the cop thing.
Well, the thing that's weird is that he confiscated this. If he had just bought it, he would know it's just pot. But he's like, maybe they laced this with some.
That's what he was
he
saying.
started
And
thinking
he
like,
says it too. He goes,
did
like,
I
I think
fuck
they
up?
put something in it. I'm not sure.
Boy, is he in trouble.
Taking it
He's
from
in so much
evidence.
trouble.
Did you ever hallucinate when you used to take drugs, Jim, when you were a kid, or no?
Not really.
You weren't into heavy stuff.
He hallucinated when he drank, though.
Yes.
Walking down the street
But
with
you
a
never
big
took
knife.
heavy. You never took heavy stuff.
No, nobody would trip with me. They all thought I'd have a bad trip.
You probably would.
Yeah.
Out of you were going to get blown.
You'd be a bummer.
I would be.
You would be the bummer.
Mescaline, I kind of had like little thing. I giggled a lot, but it was more booze.
Yeah. There was a lot of
What
laughing
is
with
mescaline like?
mescaline.
There are drugs that I
Mescaline's
just
like
have no
acid
interest.
light.
It scares me.
Mescaline
what's
was like
acid like? I
acid
didn't do that
light.
either.
Well, I never did acid, but I was told it's like acid light because you don't really freak out and everything's really funny on mescaline.
Yeah, I laughed
for some
a lot.
reason. I think only when you're young though. I think because when you're young, everything's funny anyway.
Right.
So if you took mescaline now, you might be thinking about your bills or something. Freak out.
Drugs are absolutely wasted on the young. Particularly weed. Weed is real. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't do a ton of weed when I was in high school.
Do you like
now
weed?
I can appreciate it like so much.
I hear the
so
weed's a
much.
lot stronger
It's
than it
such a- I
was
was
like
just gonna
20
say
years
that.
ago.
I
the stuff?
guess.
Because you never smoked
I
when you
didn't
were a
really
little
smoke
kid.
that much. I mean, I smoked like maybe you could count on two hands the amount of times I'd smoked.
Dude, a
over the
bag of
course my
shake
life.
was like the shit when growing up and when I was going to school. Like you get a bag of shake and you're like, hey, I got some weed. You roll some joints, seeds all over the place. Now you're just like, there's a bud that you can smell from a mile away.
I know.
Yeah.
It smells fantastic. There's like fucking Fortress of Solitude crystals growing out of it.
Yeah.
It's just,
I'm going to move this one and see my father.
yeah, there it is.
been dead for
And you
eons.
do. You just,
Remember smoking a joint and you had a seed in there and it popped?
the popping
yeah,
seed.
Yeah. It's great.
No seeds anymore.
No seeds.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
Yeah,
as
we always had to
seeds
clean
anymore.
someone had to clean the weed.
Yeah, you get your big fucking Yes album.
Yeah.
Start fucking like you're panning for gold. You're spinning it around. The seeds are flying all over your carpet. You got to pick them up so mom don't find them. Yeah, now you get this one giant bud. It smells amazing. Your fingers are like you were playing with crazy glue when you're done because of all the resin coming out of it.
You just, it's like you live in my house.
Amazing.
Everything you're saying.
How often
Believe
do
me,
you smoke
someone
pot?
was living in my
How
house that
often?
smoked a lot of pot.
To be fair, I didn't start smoking until July 4th of not this last year, but the year before. So that would be July 4th of 2008. At that point, I don't think there's a day that's gone by where I haven't smoked a joint. But back in the beginning, back in the beginning, like July 4th this year was my weed birthday, where I was just like, wow, one full year, and it's been amazing.
Your weed birthday.
Weed birthday,
yeah.
where I was smoking 1 year straight. And in the
I'm
beginning,
enlightened.
it was like I would be like, this is awesome. I'm going to, every day I'll get my work done, 7 o'clock at night, I'll kick back, smoke a joint, or smoke half a joint, watch a movie and stuff like that. That went like that for like a month, and then I was just like, yeah, but why? I ain't got nothing to do. Why am I waiting till 7 o'clock? Let me dial it back. Maybe kick back around 3, 4 o'clock or something like that. And then a month later, I was just like, who am I kidding? Wake and bake, motherfucker. And it improved everything. I know I'm supposed to be like, yeah, I'm a loser and shit like that. I've been doing the best work of my life.
So when you're
last year.
directing, when you're on the set directing, you get hot.
No, that's the only thing. You can't do that to people you're working with, but I work solo. Like, I write a lot.
Right.
If I'm writing or if I'm editing or if I'm in a room by myself doing something, I'm just like, this is going to help me focus.
You don't look at the shit like after you're when you're not stoned and go, what the hell was I
I'm
thinking?
writing this Batman miniseries right now. Batman: The Widening Gyre, it's called. And issue 2 just came out this week. It was during that period where I started smoking a lot, where I moved into the wake and bake territory. And what I would do was I would smoke and I'd start writing. And then I wouldn't so much black out, but maybe fall asleep, get disinterested, move on, whatever. Step away from it. But then the next time I step back to it, completely straight, I would read it and be like, it's like elves wrote it in the night. I don't remember any of this. And it's really good. I felt like the cobbler, you know? I was just like, this is amazing. And I'm reading it going, this is the best shit I've ever written in comics. And I would
Then you
tweet
realize
some
you
of the
just
stuff.
stole it from someone's blog?
Cut and pasted right from the web. I cut and pasted like Batman Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison. I was like, I'm a genius. It was good, dude. That's helped. And then, like, you know, the podcasts I thought have been funnier for us for the last year. Like, this podcast show has
Do you
gotten way
understand
funnier.
how bad what you're saying is?
I understand,
Like,
dude.
no, I could give a flying fuck, but it's
for
like,
others, I know.
dude. Smoking weed makes you more creative.
Well, that's always the musician, you know. Like I gotta be fucked up to write.
Right, yeah.
And then when they get sober, like, is this shit gonna be any good anymore?
But it's not even that. For me, it's just like, that's nice, but I'll tell you what I find is beautiful about it, just filters everything out. Like, I used to get so stressed about...
Takes the edge off.
Yeah, like shit. Like, I would spend literal hours online arguing with people about my shit. Arguing with them, not about like, you better like it, because that's subjective, but when they were wrong about it or writing fucking untrue shit, I get out there and literally just be like, you know, that's not true, let's start a debate. And sometimes it's fucking fun because it's so easy to, you know, fucking from on high to pick off people that are telling you suck cock and they spell cock C-O-K. You know what I'm saying? Just run circles around them and shit, but at the end of the day, how impressive is that? Like, I ran circles around a fucking 14-year-old. Woo.
Yeah.
So all the hours I spent doing that, dude, once I started smoking weed, I was just like, you know what? They're entitled to their opinion. And then I just fucking move on. And that's
It's like an
it.
equalizer. Yeah, we'll
It
take the
really
highs
is.
down. We'll take
And also,
the bass down,
I'm
mid-range.
not a
we'll get
very social creature. Like, I get up on stage and I could do the crowd and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that. But me and, like, this is easy because I know there's an audience, so it's kind of being on stage. And also, I like you guys and we're comfortable and shit. Other places, like my wife's friends, for the first, like, 5 years of our marriage, they'd come over and I would just be like, hello, how are you?
Hey.
Keep my eyes down and shit. You know, because I'm like, number one, good fences make good neighbors. I don't know these chicks. I don't want them being like, he looked at me, Jen. Like, you know, that is always, I'm always concerned about that. But also, dude, I grew up fat. I don't fucking talk to chicks. You know, it's
I grew up fat.
It's
That's
like,
funny.
so basically, I was always kind of, I wouldn't call myself an introvert by any stretch of the imagination, but I was very, very quiet in small groups. And I never liked to leave the house. And then I started smoking weed. First night we smoked weed together, I was like, let's call a cab, go out to fucking eat, bitch. And we went out. We went to this restaurant in the hotel, the Sofitel Hotel in Los Angeles, right across the street from Beverly Center. They got a restaurant called Simon LA, and they got this platter, a dessert platter. It's called Circus, I think.
Oh,
and it
shit.
starts
You
with a
must have
massive
gone.
bowl of cotton candy. You wash it down with a thick-ass chocolate shake. It's got homemade Hostess-looking cupcakes, snowballs, cookies. Oh, it's just nothing but sugar,
You
man.
eat until you're shitting on the chair.
So you're shitting pink on the chair. And then basically we sat down and I was like, we'll take 3. And we just like sat there feeding each
Holy
other. They've got
shit.
these couches that you lay on and shit. I don't go out, dude. Like, I never leave my house. But I was so fucking blitzed. I was just like, you are the most amazing thing that ever happened to the history of mankind. You know, just all into it. It just, like, all of a sudden she was just like, oh my God, like, I like this version of Kevin.
Kevin's going to be on like the tabloid covers with his hand in the camera's face.
Exactly. And I fucking-
That was
Because
it,
you've
dude.
never seen
That
Kevin
only-
out. Like,
never.
there's never a picture of him out somewhere.
But
Now
to
it's
be
just gonna
fair,
like, Kevin Smith.
To
here
be
he
fair,
is.
we did that for like 3 days, and then I was like, let's
Back
just
to the
stay
house.
home and do it. Yeah, like, why are we leaving? People will bring
Rather
stuff.
just get fucked up at home. Yeah, watch TV.
It's weird though. I hardly
Go peepees. We're
You
gonna
leaving?
take a break anyway.
Don't piss on the seat, dude.
Yeah, well,
I
you know
know.
what?
The splatter.
Jimmy,
Watch that
we're going to
splatter.
take a Jimmy's Got to Make Wee Wees break.
I can't believe you lasted this
we've been
long.
going. Yeah, we've been going.
No, that he
an hour
lasts
clip.
this long without pissing.
Oh, I know. He's got a little hummingbird bladder.
Well, it's actually.
He was wearing those trucker pants the doc was talking about.
What do you got?
Nothing.
Oh, apparently.
Just want to make sure nobody badmouth me.
I got your back while
Wait
you got
till we
it.
leave. We'll wait till you leave, and then
I don't trust that
We'll
you'll put
say
some
bad
caller
things.
on.
No, I would never do
Dude, the
that.
conversation got so much better when he left the room.
Aw.
Jimmy, you're living sober or something. I remember I asked him at the house. I was like, dude, I was going to smoke a joint, but I felt like, if he's somebody sober, I don't want to do it. So I was like, you all right? And he was like, well, I don't. And so I didn't.
I wasn't mad if you did, though. I
didn't want to do it in front of him. And I was just about to stop and go, Jimmy, you need to smoke some weed. But I guess that's like, that time is gone, Kev.
It's tempting at moments, but most times it's not. I quit when I was 18.
18? How long did you do it?
That's
a few
amazing.
years.
You know you had to be a fucked up kid. When you quit at 18, how do you make that decision at
Because
18?
everyone is fucking out of their mind drunk at 18.
Yeah, but
how do you stop at 18,
you don't socially drink responsibly at 18.
And then I told Murray over in accounting,
give me a Manhattan. Straight up.
I went to meetings because let's just say I was, when you're on the phone with the FBI.
Yeah, Jimmy did things that normal 18-year-olds don't.
You would get stoned and call the FBI?
Drunk, yeah.
Really?
Because people were what? Like following you?
That was just crazy.
Did you read him some poetry you would write?
No, but I did write poetry. I was the worst.
Remember we did that one day on the show?
You read my poem that I wrote when I was...
Oh, yeah. That was so awesome.
It went in my book.
Horrible. Oh, that was terrible. I've woken up on the bathroom floor after a vomit fest after tequila shots.
Oh, I can't
night.
do booze. I'm such a non-man. I can't drink like that.
No, this was back like when I was 18 and shit like that. That's the kind of stuff I would do where, but it wasn't calling the FBI. But everybody that just starts drinking at that age, 17, 18 years old, you don't drink because, wow, this is a fine bourbon. You drink going, I am getting fucked up tonight. I'm in the woods with my friends. What are we having, cocktails?
That's true.
Cocktails.
It's true.
Every night,
it was all about the end result.
It was
all
just about getting
not
fucked
the taste.
up.
Yeah, it was like, how quickly can we do it? And really, in high school, there was always like the one person, and that was usually me, be like, look, if you really want to get fucked up quick, put it right in your ass. And that's when you find out how quickly people are like, no, I'll drink it. Yeah, what do you do?
That guy's got a problem. Because you go wee-wees, Jimmy.
I'm back.
We'll take a little break. But it's to identify that there's a problem at 18 is really like something, because like I said, everyone's fucked up.
Dude,
at
you
18.
gotta let this man piss.
No, but you know what it is?
I love doing this.
When you're walking down the street with a butcher knife because you hope that the police shoot you, you're like, that's not normal.
Yeah, that I never did.
Yeah.
And weren't you doing something, throwing stuff at people's cars or paint or something? What were you doing? You and your friends would stand in the corner.
Oh, when I would hang out with fucking Mike and Stanley. We would Stanley was like 25. Mike was 13, which is how old I was.
You were hanging out with a 25-year-old?
They were brothers, though.
You were the little boy that hung out with adults.
Yeah, me and the one brother were the same age, and we would ride around, and they had like a truck, and they would have like fucking margarine containers of motor oil. And we would fucking like dump it on people's dashboards and just pop their tire. It was completely
pop the tires too.
Yeah, and then dump it all over the dashboard. And I remember one time we was like fucking 98 degrees out, and we're driving in the truck, and there's this hitchhiker walking backwards with no shirt. And fucking Mike looked at his brother and goes, "Hey, Stanley, let's drive back and throw hot oil on him." He wanted to just throw hot oil on the guy's chest because he wanted to get it out of the engine. He wanted to drain oil out of the engine.
Like real hot oil.
Yeah, like motor oil. And
right.
fucking throw it on the guy's chest. Yeah, he was
God
great.
Damn.
Yeah, let's throw hot oil on him.
How would you feel if you came out to your fucking car that you worked hard for and some little fucking cocksucker put oil on your dashboard?
Probably bad.
It's like, dude, it's like you were raised in that movie Over the Edge. Remember that with the community? There's this movie Over the Edge where they create like a New Canaan. It's called like a community, a planned development community, and the kids are all restless and burn it down and lock the adults in the school and shit. You don't remember this movie?
No,
Matt Dillon?
No, I don't remember that.
Over the Edge, awesome teen seminal attack film.
All right, go peepees. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Absolutely. Hi. Opie and Anthony Show. Opie was out sick today. He's out sick. He's got a sore throat. So, me, Jimmy. Danny has been a joy at the board, per usual. Danny, always very good. And we got Florentine in. And, of course, Kevin Smith. And I'm joined by my co-host, Jimmy Norton.
With a mouthful of pretzel. Yes, you are.
Call it pretzel. We call it cum. You silly goose. We were talking about porno, of course, during the commercial break.
Hey,
it always goes to porno.
Where am I going to be this afternoon?
Do it.
This evening, I'm going to be at Barnes & Noble in Union Square for a signing. I'm signing a book.
The paperback, right?
If I don't say something about the signing, people get upset.
You know something?
Yeah, I'm signing tonight. I think it's at 7 o'clock, Barnes & Noble, Union Square. Come on down and chit chat for a while, and I think we're going to try to sign books.
See, that's
what happens now if fans bring you weed? Do you take it, or are you doing that?
I don't know. I mean, what is the protocol? Could that be if a cop gives you weed? No cop's going to. Cops really seem to like me in the city, man. I will say that.
NYPD.
Also, it's like I may be acting like a teenager in as much as I'm enjoying weed, but I do have the sensibility of a 39-year-old man, where I'm just like, perhaps I should keep this someplace where it's not going to be viewed.
Well, because a lot of comics on the road, that, you know, if any fans know that they do that stuff, that's when they just come by and go, hey, here it is for you, or you want to go smoke or whatever. So, and comics always take them up. They don't even think twice.
Happened to Opie at an appearance years ago. We were at doing a club in Massachusetts somewhere, and he comes out of the bathroom. Guy shakes his hand, and guy gives him weed. Just gives him a bud in his hand, and I'm right next to him, and I'm talking to a group of guys that turned out to be troopers. They were masked troopers. And I just went, oh, and here's Opie. And his right hand, he's got weed in it. And then the cops put out their hand to shake his hand. And Opie kind of went like, and turned his left hand upside down and shook it like that.
The awkward shit.
Because he just had a handful of fucking weed. It's like the motherfucker couldn't have picked the worst time to hand me weed.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, I certainly am very trusting of the fan base, but it's the one non-fan that I think I would be like,
that's
somebody
what it is,
slips me a wet or something like that. And I'm like,
That's why, like, when people bring me an open beer or something, or a drink at a bar, I'm like, a roofie in here. I wake up, you're fucking me in the ass.
Dude, even like when they hand you prepackaged shit, I'm just like,
you'd rather be awake for it.
I'm asleep. Come on.
But also, a lot of comics do because they don't want to travel with it. They're afraid, so they figure if they go to the town, they'll get it there, so they don't have to worry about going through security and everything.
That's a new part of my life. A new addition to my life is like the hour or whatever it is I spend every new city I go to going, okay, where am I going to secure? Yeah.
Got to procure.
Never had to worry about that before. Just go places and then leave.
Because you don't want to, go over state lines or well, you're flying, I guess. Yeah, obviously.
Fly with it.
Even in a car, too, it's a little.
Yeah, I mean.
You use the old.
House, dude. I'm a house bug.
That's the German tactic in Russia. We won't take supplies. We'll just get them as we go along. As we invade.
Yeah, we're
so that's what you're doing with weed, and then you realize
Prussian.
I got nothing. I can't get any weed. They did the scorched earth policy and smoked it all on me. Yeah, I never thought of that though. You smoke weed and you're fucking traveling around. You're screwed.
Oh yeah, a lot of guys. Some guys will take it. They'll put it between in their between the balls and the ass. Stick it there.
They boof it. They boof it.
And go through security instead of putting it in a bag.
From there.
Then they insert a straw, long
it's a little musty.
Yeah. It's a good mushroomy flavor.
Little onion marijuana.
Yeah, it's great.
We were talking about. Let's go back to the porn.
The porn stuff. We were just talking about how years ago
we did a whole bit off the air. It was ridiculous. It was really good too.
Should have just turned the mics on.
Let's relive it.
Yeah, we'll relive
We'll pretend we didn't do it the first time.
We'll do the clip
We were
notes
just talking
version.
about porn and basically how it's tough now to surf through like some places like efuck.com or something like that.
Yeah.
They'll have lots of porn clips. As always, they've had porn clips interspersed with like horrendous death clips.
Yeah, I don't like the death shit. The fucking, here's somebody cut in half. Here's a woman who was thrown through the windshield and now she's got half a head. Or a guy that was hit by a train and he's still alive, cut in half.
Right.
And meanwhile, it's sandwiched between, the best blowjob footage you're ever going to see. I want to click on that, but I'm getting these little thumbnail views of carnage. And I don't want my porno mixed with that kind of grotesque death shit because I really think that'll fuck you up.
You're not looking for surf and turf. You want one dish only.
One. That's it. That stuff stays with you.
Yeah.
Like porn.
That which is seen can't be unseen.
Right.
You'd be surprised
but
when I
porno's
could.
fine though. Porno, I love. I'll watch it. I'll watch the blowjob footage. The chick will get the cum right in her face. It's great. I move on, and then I don't think about it. The death shit. You go to bed. You're like, that motherfucker was like writhing around with his intestines out, and he knew he was dying, and Jesus Christ. Fuck it. It stays with you.
Jason Mewes watched an execution online with friend Mewes, and I was like, what was it like? And he was just like, don't watch it. Don't ever watch it because I'm sorry I watched it and I can't shake it.
Can't take it back.
And that dude never says shit like that.
Right.
I would expect his response to be, it was fucking awesome. But he was just rattled and shaken to the core. And it was a long distance shot too, but still he was just like...
I was also saying how you get like this post-traumatic stress syndrome. Why couldn't you get that from watching videos like that, these horrible death videos? Because some people just can't. Some people can't take it.
You never watched Faces of Death when you were a kid?
It was
with your pants around your ankles?
Yeah, just spank it. That monkey brain part, I would just fucking unload right on that.
We didn't know it was
so
fake back then, though, right? I mean, I thought it was real.
I
Wait, the monkey
totally
part
knew it was
was
fake. So fake.
It
so
was
fake.
Why are you winking at me,
so
Jimmy?
Fake.
It really was. The whole thing was fake.
How'd you know?
The only real
the
stuff.
guy admitted it after. Michael Gross was not really a doctor. He was played by an actor.
I'm a doctor.
Francis B. Gross.
The only real shit in that was the news footage. Like they showed one of those plane crashes in San Diego where there were body parts on rooftops and shit. That was real.
What about the
any of
monkey in the table's not real?
Fake. The lion attack, fake.
Wait. I'm stuck on the monkey in the table.
Monkey
I saw
table,
them
fake.
hammering its head.
No, you actually didn't.
Really?
You saw a spinning monkey.
I did.
Then you saw them hammering, but not the monkey's actual monkey head. Punch it up. We'll
Why
find
would
it.
they do that?
And then because they wanted to shock and
'Cause they're
amaze.
dicks.
And people still bring it up now.
I mean, look, on one level, I'm delighted because for years that monkey haunted me. I mean, that's why I smoke weed, because of that monkey.
That fucking little monkey.
It hurt me as a child. I was like, this poor monkey. Why won't anyone save him?
No, it's so fake.
I don't want to hear that, dude. I believed for like the better part of 28 years that they killed and ate that monkey's brain.
Everything was fake in that movie. except
Really?
It's terrible.
Every
Watch the
volume
alligator
of it?
attack.
Alligator attack is fake.
They pan away from it. It's so. We watched it recently. We were just laughing at how bad it was. There's the monkey brain thing.
Monkey brains.
See the waiter? That's actually Skip Stevenson.
What?
From real people?
Yeah.
All right, now they put the
There
monkey
it
in the
is.
middle of the table in a
Horrifying.
little cage, and now they slide this little monkey thing to grip
And look
its
how
head in
unhappy
there.
he is. He's
the monkey is
terrified.
not happy. He's spinning around.
Oh, man.
And now they were supposed to take turns, I guess, bashing the monkey over the head till his head cracks open, and then they eat his brains.
Yeah, watch. Here
Now
they go.
see that he's instructing them how to crack the monkey's head open with the little thing, and the monkey's spinning around. He's doing little pirouettes. And they've handed them all this little mallets, and now they're ready. See, look.
Oh.
Look. See, look at this clever direction.
Oh,
yeah.
See, not
and it
even
never even occurred to me as a child.
How fake is that? Rewind if you.
Yeah,
that's
like,
actually
why would Faces of Death cut away
Rewind
from
a little bit.
carnage?
Yeah, exactly.
Watch. Rewind a little bit. Watch how fake this one guy next to us, his arm is. Watch.
Yeah, when he goes for the hit and he pulls back.
He blinks hard while he does it.
How fucking fake
He's
is
going
that?
like that. It's fucking
There-
professional
yeah,
wrestling.
even when they cut
when did
back
they get
to
to the brains?
Even when they cut back to the monkey, there was no marks on it, and they already hit it 17 times.
He was fine, the little guy. Now it's a total fake monkey head.
Rubber.
Little rubber monkey head.
Look at how rubbery that is. There's no blood.
And wouldn't his nose would be bleeding. He'd have a little monkey nosebleed. He'd be all fucked up.
Go to the alligator attack, too. That might be a real monkey, but a dead one. Go to the alligator
No.
attack. Go to the alligator attack. It's so fake because they cut away from the actual attack when it happens, and they just show,
Yeah.
there's
Pandemonium.
something happening, and you don't know what.
Pandemonium. Yeah, and there's a lion attack, which is the same thing.
This makes me reevaluate everything.
Everything you've ever known.
I don't even know if I like girls anymore. Everything I believed about myself to be true is now in question.
Well, what age did you think pro wrestling was? Did you find out it was fake? Because I always thought it was real till I was like 14, and then when I found that it wasn't, I was really annoyed. And I stopped watching it.
That
I was
one of those
angry.
things as a kid that I picked up on pretty early.
You did?
Like
I did.
Sam Holland, my friend Sam Holland loved it, and so did Ernie O'Donnell. And I remember watching it, being like,
you know what had him,
they're playing archetypes here.
Yeah.
Right?
You know
but
what
at
did
age
it, though?
11, you say archetype, and they're like, get out of here, faggot. And I'm
You
like,
know
I
what-
mean, these are bad guys.
It was all plausible deniability they had. It was like, all right, we'll say it's real, and no matter what you see, no matter how bad it looks, we're still going to tell you it's fucking real.
Right.
And you'd be like, well, they're saying it's real. They couldn't do that, could they?
I was fucking 9 or 10. Of course I
And you
believed
said-
it. They said it was real. I believed them. And it
Hold
looked
on.
real. What is it?
We're looking for an alligator attack. No, Dan, this is outdoors. Wait, let me say. Go back. I'm sorry. Let me say.
I don't know what that is.
Just
Wow,
turn it
man.
towards me. Towards
I got to
towards me.
tell you, I'm really happy, though, that monkey,
Yeah,
they
that
don't do
monkey's
that.
fine. He's probably dead now, though. I don't know how old monkeys are, how long they last.
But I hope he got a lot of residual checks for that.
Yeah, he's
for that flip.
sitting at his house. That was me, spinning around. You know how many takes that took? Jesus Christ. Director was a pain in the ass.
What they had was a device under me that would spin me around, and you didn't see that. I was getting pulled by ropes either way, but
This was before fucking green screen, too, my
I like
friend.
that how they had a 2-camera shoot for that monkey scene. They had one inside and then one out.
One below the table, and then one on the reaction shot for the woman that was disgusted. She put the napkin up to her face like, they didn't tell her you come in here to clobber a monkey and eat its brains?
I didn't know this would happen.
My God, I thought we were having pasta. You can't find it, Dan? Oh, well.
What's your where's your favorite porn now? I go to a site called Submit Your Ex.
Submit
Ooh,
Your
I like
Ex.
that.
You know, that...
It's in one of those... it's a quasi-revenge porn site. They write they do all the write-ups for them, and it's like, supposedly the people sent them in are just like, this is Rachel. She broke my heart, so fuck her. You know, a lot of shit like that. But a lot of it, I believe, is just homemade, you know. Just,
I love
something. Is it any real porn chicks, you think?
It could be, but I mean, now it's like there's a mixture out there of true, like, you know, amateur or home camera phone shit.
Yeah.
And now the porn industry is trying to duplicate it. So you'll find shit where you're just like, well, this feels quasi-real, but it's not.
You could totally tell. Like, the videos where the chick is just going like, "Hi, Billy, this is just for you. You told me you wanted to see me straight," and there she goes. She's obviously in her room.
Right.
It's like a bedroom with the fucking little
teddy,
animals. And
teddy bear on the bed.
You just know it's like they don't dress a set like that in a porno. It's too perfect.
Right.
It's girl's room, and there she is just unloading these great tits and fucking.
This is the
like
real
a
one you're
snare
talking
drum.
about.
Yeah.
That's how you know the real one.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, bye. Click. They're really fast. They're short. They're quick. And that guy must have got it and been like, this is great. And then the breakup comes. Fucking bitches going all over the internet.
Yeah.
That's the only lesson I'm trying to impart to my child now. I mean, Chris Rock always talked about keep her off the pole.
Yep.
That's not it. Now it's just like
keep her off the net.
Keep her off the fucking net. Don't take pictures, man.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah. Or if you take the pictures, you hold the pictures. Every digital version of it, it's your camera. He can look at them while you're there. It's like treat it like the Declaration of Independence, where it's like somebody out. You go into a room, it's set on a desk, and you look at it, analyze it while somebody oversees you.
Someone goes to grab it and falls down a chute to a vault.
Or no head in the picture. That's the key.
That's
a body shot. Look at Rob Lowe back in the day, freaking prancing around, didn't even give a shit.
Yep. There you go.
But there's lots of that on that site, man, where you're just kind of like, I don't know if this is real or not. But they look very natural.
You can tell by the camera work sometimes if it's too professional or if they have an angle that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's true, too.
There's no way there should be that fucking across the room angle. So one camera shoots you.
I hate when you're in the middle of it and you're middle of jerking off and then you're like, oh, this is fake. I got to stop this and I got to go to another clip.
And it makes a big difference.
Yes, it does.
It really does.
Authentic is just more exciting because you're like, I'm not supposed to be seeing this. When this was made, they were not thinking of me. It was
personal.
Yeah, this was like these two, and that's
they were in love.
And actually, when you look at it, it's not the mechanics of watching two people fuck, because it's like we've all seen that.
Yeah.
What I'm into in those clips is I'm looking at the room. I'm like, what kind of poster they got? What are they reading over there? Like, how come they haven't changed it? Look at that blanket. It has a Coors logo on it. It looks like circa 79, and they still have it on their bed?
Maybe they had a sponsor.
You do.
That's what I dig. There was one picture, because I look at a lot, and there was one picture I found of a chick, and it was a homemade porn shot, and she's sitting there like pulling up her shirt and pulling her shorts to the side and showing it. In the background, hanging on the wall, Mallrats poster.
Oh,
really?
Cool.
And I was like, woo, the best of both worlds for me.
That's great.
I saw this girl, and she was in a college dorm room, obviously. She's masturbating with a hairbrush.
As you do.
It's fantastic.
Often.
So she's just going at it. And girl next door kind of look, which is great. I hate the fucking porn star, bubble-headed blonde, big fake-titted thing.
Right.
Fuck
It's all
that.
turned around. It's gone back to a common man.
Yeah, regular girls rule. So, and then I look behind her. She's got like a bulletin board, and there is an address and a phone number and pictures of what I can only imagine are her family.
Wow.
Like behind her, it's like, dude.
I've seen images like
what
that
are you
too.
Doing?
We're seeing too much in their private life.
Look at your shot. Unless you got real short depth of field, where it's
like I had no idea how crisp I can pull focus on this.
Terrible.
You try to look at it real close. You know what? I would jerk off to the mom too.
Let me zoom in on this.
I was telling them before that there was a picture I found the other night where submit your ex. There's a site called Submit Your Mom, which is like cougars and MILFs.
Wow.
And then Submit Your Flicks, which is like
I already
people
wrote
with
them
the
down.
cameras. Yeah.
There you go.
Totally free. Once again, a free site. And they'll run like 20-minute clips. You can watch a whole movie and shit. Grab popcorn.
It's amazing because you used to have to
I don't
fucking
understand how they
pay
make money.
through the nose with fucking for memberships and this and maybe you'd get a still picture thumbnail would be all they'd give you.
Yeah, you couldn't
Originally,
even
it was
blow the
just
picture up.
downloading. Yeah.
It wouldn't even get up.
Yeah, it would be all pixelated. You see one pixel is a vagina.
And everyone has an amazing camera now, so they're taking like pictures that are 120, megapixels or whatever like
amazing.
that. Really, and you see the image on the page, and it's small. And if you run your cursor over it, you see that it can, yes. And when you see that magnifying glass, you sit there going, "Okay, here we go. Let's see how deep we're going." And you give it the click, and sometimes it just pops a little bit, and you're like, "Oh." But sometimes, dude, it just fucking, you are in the room all of a sudden. It goes so wide, you're surrounded by this image, and you're in it. It's like when Harry Potter puts his face in the pensive. Suddenly, you're in that moment where they took that picture. And in this picture, there's a chick. She's like, I would say 42 or something like that. Thin body and stuff, but, time's taking its toll or whatever. Still looks way better than me. She's spreading her ass and laying over the bed, looking over her shoulder. And that's the shot. When you click on it, it goes so hyper large that you're looking at her ring piece, the brown eye, as if it's the size of a normal human eye. When you can blow the picture up to like 1 = 1, where you're sitting, you're looking at an ass on a computer screen, and a man's hand is on the ass, and you match your hand to the man's hand, you're like, we are now at 1:1 proportion. So I'm looking at that, and all of a sudden I look closely, and I'm like, oh, you get the ring piece, the asshole. Little grooves, of course. You're supposed to get in there and clean the grooves. She did not.
Oh,
little like fecal remnants.
Really?
Flecks.
I was so amazed because I was like, this is awesome. This is so human.
It's real.
Nobody cleaned. Nobody was like, hold on, we got to clean the shit off your ass. This dude taking a picture, either he didn't know or he didn't care. He's like, this is so fucking dirty. And boom, snapped it. And there I was alone in my room smoking a joint, staring at this woman's unclean asshole. And I was just like, I love the internet. This is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to leave the room, and I'm interacting kind of.
That's like a great religious testimonial. If they're like, how did you find God? And the story starts off like that.
Are you a fan of that, Jim? A little fecal matter in there?
No, I prefer it to be, I don't mind a little bit of the smell, but I don't want to see like shit in there. Like, But if it smells a little bit, like, it's a little sweaty in there, it's like,
A little sweaty.
Yeah.
It was dirty.
A little dirty is good.
Do you find your ass smells like a chick's ass? Same difference? Like sometimes you're in a chick's ass and you're just like, oh, that smell. And then every once in a while, like you're sweating, you rub your ass crack or something, you're like, that smells like a chick's ass.
Nah,
apparently, my dick is so small, I'm hung like a fucking broad, so my ass smells like my pussy or something like
Your
that.
ass thinks you're a girl. Yeah. I never saw a dick swinging past me.
Well, my ass is like, reading my body, mass index going, he's got boobs, must be a girl. Sweat like a girl through the ass. That picture was astounding, man. I'm still thinking about that picture.
You got to know where you are.
That's my next lesson for the kid. If you're going to do it, wipe.
Clean up.
Yeah,
baby wipe.
You don't want people fucking getting all freaked out or excited about this.
I saw a clip. Do you ever eat Bang Bus? We've all heard of.
Yeah, sure.
And that's fake, you think, or real?
Has to be their adult.
Yeah, I
There's
think
no way
that's
they
fake.
could just film you without IDing you first and then put you on the internet. It's completely
Unless
illegal.
they get your permission later on. Like, they could do that whole thing
Like
and then
candid
afterwards
camera?
be like,
Sure.
yeah, totally.
Hey. Yes, Alan
they
Tunt.
had one, she's sucking my cock.
Here she is. I'm going to fuck Fanny Flagg in the ass while Maury Amsterdam looks on.
They had one I saw called Bait Bus. And what it was a chick, hot chick, gets the guy in, they put a fucking blindfold on him and shit like that. And she's like, I'm going to suck your dick so good. And he's like, yeah, do it, baby. She goes down him and shit, backs away. The dude who was posing as the sound man, the guy, slips over and starts sucking the dude's cock. And the chick is like calling up to the dude going, oh, it's so good and stuff, while the dude stops. And he's like, oh, I love it and shit. Goes on for a few seconds, then they're like, take the blindfold off. He takes it off and sees the dude sucking his dick, and he freaks. But he doesn't like try to punch anybody. That's why I thought it was fake. Because a dude, like the way he was portrayed, he was so testosterone addled. Like If that happened to me, I'd be like, why'd you do that to me?
Yeah.
A dude like this would shoot you in the fucking
Would
head.
fucking kill you.
Yeah, totally.
Trying to make me gay?
Yeah, what are you fucking up? You know, he's like the dude in American Beauty at the end. Like, he goes to kiss him and then suddenly shoots him in the fucking face.
But how many times, I mean, it's always like a hot chick walking in the middle of a neighborhood by herself.
Yeah, yeah.
I never seen that ever.
There she is. All right, let's grab her. Oh, really?
Yeah, a creepy bus just going like 5 miles an hour. You don't think the chick's going to run?
Yeah, no doubt.
Hi, you want to come for a ride? Okay.
Where you going?
Who are the Negroes? Okay.
Who are the Negroes?
That never happens.
I do watch a lot of a store surveillance video. I like that shit. Like, I don't like
the ones where people come in and punch a motherfucker in the face.
And
That's so scary.
And I don't mind like watching store owners shoot like the guys that are coming in to rob them.
I've never seen those.
I don't mind. Oh yeah, there's
you guys
plenty of
are
that shit
introducing
up
me
there.
on. This motherfucker's like, here's a jump from space,
Oh,
and then
there's a
you're
lot of
like,
good
here's
shit.
the fake version of monkey dip, and now you're telling me
If
there's
you go to
these
some of
videos?
these sites and just put convenience store surveillance, put in the search, you'll see a shitload of these shootouts and stuff that happen. I love when the fucking dummy comes in there to rob the place, fucks up, and the store owner just either blasts him or takes a bat to his head. I saw one guy, he got hit over the head with a bat 6 fucking times, didn't go down.
Wow.
And the guy, he had been robbed so many times by the same guy, by the way, comes in this snorkel jacket pulled all the way up and goes to rob him. The guy instantly sees him, opens the register. Like, he knows he's coming in.
He's like, here he is.
Opens the register. Guy comes to the register. He doesn't show a weapon. The guy grabs a bat from underneath the counter.
Who, the robber?
No,
or
the store owner. And just starts pummeling this guy. Also, he hit a button that locks the fucking doors. Just so he can
Really?
beat the
That's
fuck
great.
out of
Is that
this
it?
guy. No, this is actually dumb.
This is my favorite one I've ever
Yeah, I like
seen.
this one, too.
It's a guy who tries to break into a liquor store by climbing up onto the roof and then getting in through up top, and he doesn't do very well.
Yeah, this is a fun one. There he is. He's climbing up. Because usually, I mean, come on, they're on drugs trying to.
And it's great because there's 2 cams, so you see him actually come up to the joint, and then it switches to the inside the store cam.
Yeah, he's he fell off the ladder
Oh,
there.
That's a big fall,
He
man.
fell off the ladder. He's really working for this. Now there's a little piece of fence to get him up on the roof. Now he's up on the roof.
Wait for it.
Now he's in, and he's got to come through the hung ceiling into the liquor store.
Oh, boy.
Ceiling tiles are falling. You can't walk on those like you can in Die Hard. And oh
my
shit!
God.
He just came smashing down onto the floor. He is so hurt.
Oh, wow.
Bottles are falling on his head.
He is a fucking hurting Johnny.
Hey, he got up. He had the
But he's
presence of
still
mind,
trying.
yeah.
He's still trying. So he walks around the store now a little bit. He's got a shopping cart.
How do you not love this guy?
Now,
All I know is that dude's wearing almost my same
I wonder if he has
outfit. He's wearing long jeans
wonder if
shorts
he has
and a
a-
long shirt.
I wonder if he has a list with him.
yeah. We need this.
Cigarettes. And
Smart man, he
balls.
grabbed the smokes first.
He's going around the joint. Now he's got to figure out how to get out. So he figures he's going to break the front door window on the front door. But man, this stuff is tough.
Wow.
It's got some kind of bulletproof glass on there. He's throwing
Now
a,
he's using it as a
hand
crowbar.
truck through it. Now he's trying to pry it
He's
open with
using it
that.
as a crowbar.
I see a keg out there.
found
Now
a
he
ladder.
decides, fuck this. I'm taking the ladder. I'm going back up the way I came in.
now he's just trying to
'Cause
escape.
now he's just trying to get the fuck out of here.
So he's not taking anything.
So he's on the this is not a step of the ladder. You know, where you're not supposed to be?
yeah.
So he's not even carrying loot with him at this point.
No.
Oh, no.
And the ladder now fell. And he falls right on top of all the liquor.
He just fell on a top shelf. Oh, this guy
Aisle.
rules.
Oh, my God.
This
This
guy's the
guy
greatest.
couldn't fuck up robbing a place more. But he's back for more. Now he's trying to get
rid of
the
the camera.
because he knows that the camera's looking at him.
now
And he
he's just
realizes
waiting?
he's just going to sit on the keg at the front door.
And the police are
smoke
there.
a cigarette until the cops show up.
And they
'cause
did.
He was done.
That is genius.
And there's our fucking.
He didn't even open the door
genius
for the
friend.
cops. He just
No,
laid down.
No. He sat down, smoked a cigarette. That was just him going, fuck it.
That guy is the fucking greatest.
What an ass. I like how he found the ladder, though. He's probably like, all right, at least I can get out of
Because
here.
The best part, I think, is like because he had it all planned out in his head. He's like, all right, he knew exactly what place he wanted.
Yeah.
He must have cased the joint because he knew how to get in.
The air conditioning system,
So,
right?
in his head, this was all going to work so perfect. He's like, all right, I'm going to get up on the roof. I got the ladder. I'm going to go
should
down.
have known when he fell off onto the street the first time that it wasn't going to go well.
That couldn't have gone worse. Like, there's no, besides, like, blunt head trauma, like, there's no possible way that could have went worse for that potential robber.
Hysterical. I love those. I love watching like those kind of surveillance.
I've seen the
videos.
clips of like the dude who'll be at the register and a person comes in and just fucking rocks him in the head.
Oh yeah, pounds the guy.
Where you feel it watching it and you're just like, oh my god.
Where's the fucking baseball bat one?
Oh, geez, I watched so many of them last night. I kind of got there through another site.
Yes, I know.
I go. Although I found a few sites last night that were hardcore fucking black militant sites where they are saying on these sites that when blacks do black on white crime, whether it's something as simply as robbery or murder, it is just a protest crime until they get reparations. That's what this site was based on. Was no matter what black on white crime is done, it's totally cool. It's fine. Do it. Run from the police. Shoot police. This site was amazing. And then they're saying everything that was done. This one guy walked into a restaurant and killed a woman. Just killed this white woman that was working there. And he claimed that it was a protest that he was doing, not a crime. He was protesting the lack of reparations for slavery. And this site just totally out of it. But then I go to like Stormfront. I check them out. Stormfront's that white supremacist
I was going to say, it sounds like the web is just where... I've never ventured into the hate-filled parts of the web, other than the Andy Cool News talkbacks.
Are great. They're funny as shit
I have
read
been to the
comments.
Phelps site. I've been to the Fred Phelps site, the God Hates Facts.
I just watched the site. I just watched the documentary, the Westboro Baptist Church.
Which doc? Which doc?
It was called... oh, fuck, I don't remember. It was, but you really do hope a driver just drives up and kills every one of them, man, woman, and child. I mean, they're just fucking horrendous.
Oh, I know,
people.
yeah. They're horrible.
I root for a guy just to plow through and kill them.
I'm just not even sure if they believe it anymore. It just sounds like they're so
sounds like it just sounds like now.
But the old man seems like he's out of commission. He hasn't been seen in a little bit.
Well, to me, they sound like they're reacting. Because I think from one of his kids that were estranged, there was 4 of them that left the cult.
Yeah, left.
And a couple of them
like to talk about them.
Well, of course not. And
Malcolm,
Shirley...
Malcolm, that dude who was here with me last time, Big Malcolm?
Yes.
Malcolm made I say Big Malcolm, I'm bigger than Malcolm, but Malcolm. Gay Malcolm.
Yes.
Malcolm made a documentary called Small Town Gay Bar where he sat down and interviewed Phelps for 2 hours. And Malcolm never said that, hey, I'm gay, but he also didn't really hide it. So he has 2 hours uncut, unexpurgated footage that I've seen what he has in the movie, and what he kept in the movie was really cool, but I watched the uncut thing. And so Malcolm's talking to Fred Phelps, and he comes off like your grandfather.
Yeah.
Like your racist grandfather. And he's talking about family and all his daughters and son-in-laws and grandchildren that work in the church. And Malcolm's like, but now you had a son and a daughter who've kind of left the church, and you watch Phelps go quiet. For like 15 seconds, and then he kind of leans forward with a very beatific smile, and he goes, "We won't be talking about that, Brother Malcolm." And leans back and shit. Apparently his family, like there were four, as you said, those kids who were just like, they're bad shit. They're
4 of them left.
Shit. Yeah.
And there was one, Shirley
is
Roper Phelps.
Yeah, she's the one who's now the face of the organization.
She had a kid out of wedlock. And in this documentary, yeah, she had her first, I think
Is
her
it the
son
Louis
Sam.
Theroux documentary? Was it a British dude talking to him or no?
Yes.
In glasses?
Yes.
Louis Theroux.
The British guy, although the
Freddie Laker?
the guy didn't make, the British guy making the is not the guy who made the documentary, but they showed clips of this British guy. And the Phelpses had these people over and they were debating them. And he just was talking to Shirley Roper Phelps, and a kid walked in and she said, "Are you the bastard?" And the guy, it was an adult male, stopped. I've never seen those people silenced by anything. He stopped and he goes, "Are you the illegitimate son? Are you the bastard?" And she's like, "I'm the mother. You can ask me." And he's like, and she actually stepped in front of her adult son and said, "I'm the mother. You can ask me."
Fantastic.
I've never seen those people stopped in their tracks. And then in the next fucking clip, this British guy goes to talk to her brother, one of the Phelpses.
Wait, is it Keith Allen? There's two British journalists wanting to spend time with them. One was Louis Theroux, and one was Keith Allen, who's like Lily Allen's dad, the singer's dad.
I think it might
He's
be-
a shorter dude, kind of
Bald,
baldish.
yes, Keith Allen.
That's Keith Allen. And it's called Keith Allen's Going to Hell.
Yes, that was the clip from YouTube. I saw that on YouTube, not in the documentary. I'm sorry. I saw this on YouTube. And then he goes and talks to the Phelps brother, who's Fred Phelps' son, and the guy wiped the floor with Keith Allen.
Yeah, very much
Because Keith
so.
Allen was arrogant, British arrogant shit. And even though the fucking Phelpses are wrong,
right,
and they're fucking assholes, they're tough to argue
They're
with.
lawyers. It's a family of lawyers, so they're
They're not
prepared,
dumb.
and that's how they make their money. And
Yeah.
that's what they don't really talk about is they make their money through nuisance lawsuits and suing city governments that stop them from protesting. That's how they fuel the coffers of the church. But
Fred Phelps was disbarred.
Pricks.
He was a lawyer.
He was a lawyer as well, but the family's full of lawyers. He can't practice where they are.
Pricks, man.
But the one guy was arguing, and again, he was this British guy was just got the floor wiped with him because he didn't think this hick from Kansas was going to be able to smash him.
Really?
It's like, look, the guy is, I think, a religious nut. I think he's a fanatic, but it doesn't mean he's dumb.
But he was talking to the son-in-law. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's the scene where they're like where the signs are and shit.
Yes.
That dude, is that the dude who's not even related to them? Like he came. There was a dude who married into the church, who came to do an expose on them. And then he just fell in love with the Phelps and decided to stay, and he married into it. And he went from being a guy who's like, I'm going to fucking expose this bullshit, to being a guy
they
who was just like,
hypnotized him.
They brought him in, and he's
Cult.
just like, he's in that. He's either in the Keith Allen one or the Justin Theroux one. Or the Louis Theroux one, I mean. But he talks at great lengths about, like, yeah, I came here as a visitor just like you.
I guess
what
it
they
works
say
on the
makes a lot of
weak-minded.
sense. Yeah.
Wow, they're Westboro Baptist Church. People who know who they are. Ronnie interviews
yeah.
Ron and Fez. He interviews Shirley all the time, but he doesn't call her out. He just lets her sing. He's really smart because it's different than anybody else.
It's a
does.
whole different angle. Anybody else would be like, listen, you piece of shit, you fucking should die. And he's just like, oh, that's nice. That's a nice song that you're doing. So, the fags. What do you? How many of the fags you want to? Like, he just lets it go.
He doesn't allow his personal feel. He's really funny and smart.
Oh,
to do
he
that.
wants to, like,
Of
you know, he
course.
just
Let her
wants
go.
to
Yeah, she's
choke
comedy
her.
gold, man.
Yeah, she's gonna actually be funny.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh at her.
They protest soldiers' funerals. That's what they do. They
That's
go
what they do
outside.
now.
Yeah.
God loves dead soldiers, and her song is like "God hates America."
Yeah.
It's a terrible song.
Of course it is.
It's not even in the top 10,000 on the Billboard charts.
They brought up something in the paper the other day that I was reading that apparently the press has completely gotten off the we want to show the bodies coming back from Iraq
Yes.
and Afghanistan. The press has just stopped even wanting to tape those and take pictures and publish them.
Don't
Remember
you know
Bush,
why? That's because nobody's dying over there anymore.
Is that what
we
it is?
won?
All right. I knew there had to be a reason.
Why are they? When did that quietly go away?
When George Bush went away.
Yeah.
Because it was very, it was a great way to get at George Bush. It's like, well, they're saying that we can't have the media here and we can't take, we want to show the American people the truth of what's going on, that people are dying. And then George Bush is out, Obama's in, there's still wars going on, people are still dying, but the press now doesn't even care. They're not even there when the planes come in to try to get pictures or video of the bodies. It's such a hypocritical fucking
It
elitist.
is, but fuck him. He was a terrible president.
Oh,
dude.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel what you're saying.
Hey.
It's like, hey, we should treat Obama the same way. But you know
No,
what?
this wasn't a
dude's
push
just
for
starting.
George Bush, believe me.
I know, I understand. But this
You're a
dude's
big
just
Bush
starting
fan.
the job, and he's like, you know, we're all kind of hoping he does a great job. Let's not. He's already got so many things to deal with. Or do we really need to throw one more thing on his shoulders? The other guy, we were trying to get out. You know, we were trying to hush, or what is it called? Hasten his exit, if you will.
Yeah, but in this case with Obama, it's more. I mean, obviously the media is much more on his side.
Of course,
than they
but
were
also
George Bush.
it's only fair, dude. It wasn't Obama's war. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude started a war, so you show the results of his war on his watch. Because if you show the dead soldiers on Obama's watch, people go like, "Well, why aren't you doing something about this?"
The
And the dude's
Iraq
like,
War,
"I didn't create this."
I agree with that. The Iraq War, fine,
yeah.
but Afghanistan now is seeing more fatalities than ever.
Really?
And you still, I mean, that's a war that was a just war.
Right.
That was Al Qaeda. You know, they're responsible for the training and.
Those four guys that just got busted were Afghanis too.
Yeah, Afghani. I mean, it's
of course. The ones, that dude.
Yeah, the terror
came
plot
to
they
New
were
York.
trying to get. Yeah,
I was just reading about that in the Times.
Guys buying a shitload of fucking nail polish remover.
They
It's like,
show footage of them.
I know a lot of girls.
And they bought that.
Ta-da!
And the woman was the checkout woman at the counter.
Yeah.
What what woman buys that? Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of girls.
Yeah,
Like,
with that beard and with no, he looked like he's Amish with a tan. He's not going out with a lot
I
of
don't care
girls.
if he had no beard and a 12-inch cock.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
nobody believes a guy going, I know a lot of girls.
If
Like,
he
come
was
on.
buying that much bottled water, it would be a red flag. I think he figured out a way to make water explode.
How much was he buying?
They
They
bought
bought,
like
like,
in
yeah,
an
cases.
unseemly amount. Like they show him pushing a shopping cart full of
Cases.
it, and it's a product that you use one can of every 8 months or something like that.
Shoved on the DVD.
And then he went back the next month and got some more.
Is that what raised the red flag?
One of them. There were a few things. That
They
one
should
of
have
them-
had a bunch of guys. What stupid
Originally,
assholes.
he traveled to Pakistan, and that's why they started watching him.
Yeah.
He was there for like a month, and they started watching him. Then when
an
he
eye
came
on
back, that's when he started buying all the
And
stuff.
there's a front page piece in the Times today which talks about how they had a scary moment where they've been gathering evidence. They had to kind of bring it together very quickly because suddenly he was moving toward New York, and they didn't. Nobody knew what the plan was, but they knew there was something in the offing. So they started moving in closer and collecting all the information they can. The piece in the Times talks about like, well, they're not saying was it collected too fast. They don't think it's going to hurt the case at all, but they're saying like by the nature of this and by the nature of terror crimes, they can't go about it the same way anymore. We're just like,
Right.
Let's take our time and collect evidence. Like they're collecting pieces of information, and then they have to swoop and then get as much as they can and try to prosecute.
Because you
And
don't
this
want them
dude-
going through with their plan.
yeah. Otherwise, and they say in the article there was a moment where they were like they were a very tense moment where they had to decide whether or not to let him get on the flight from New York to Denver because they're like, we know he has a plan.
Yeah, what is he?
We don't know what it is. We need to case him still, but we don't want him. So they had like 12 FBI agents all over the plane as passengers and whatnot. They covered that dude from head to toe through security. I mean, and he knew he was being cased at that point. The imam, I guess, had told him, like, hey, man, you're being watched, watch your
Could you
back.
see if all he wanted to do was like grab a bunch of cotton balls and just wipe women's toenail polish off?
Yeah,
on the
maybe that
plane?
was his fetish or
He's
something.
just running by with a bunch of nail
Or
polish.
that's his
remover.
terror plot. He's like, if you do
Yeah.
that, then it'll weaken.
He's known as the Tootsie Kid.
He just gets hookers for that. That's what I want to remove your nail polish, so wear a lot.
This little piggy went to the market.
Wonderful.
Yes. No, it would be more like this little Jew Zionist went to the market.
Yeah, it's a weird place we're at now with that, especially when you have something like a terror plot. Because now they're saying, well, there are other people that they're looking for.
Yeah.
So obviously they probably wanted to follow this guy and get more info so they could have rounded them all up at once. But now what? Are these other guys kind of wandering around buying nail polish remover and
Well, they
other
also
shit, or-
Obama was in New York City too, so they were afraid that he was going to do something with
Same
him
thing.
here. And also, what was good is they actually did go through his computer, which they couldn't with Moussaoui back before 9/11. They
Yeah.
weren't allowed to.
Yep.
He left his car in the street. They went in there, went through his computer, threw it back, and then he realized someone messed with his computer, and they found a bunch of bomb-making devices that he downloaded a bunch of different sites he went to.
I'm sure the ACLU will be all over that. Oh, what are they doing looking at his private computer stuff? I'm all for, like, look, this guy...
It's so
they got
weird.
enough-
It's a real test of the justice system.
Let's
in this
look at
country.
it, yeah.
This is the war on terror because they don't behave the way most criminals behave.
It's not a
There's no
I don't-
civility to
yeah.
it. Like even in your worst criminal offenders, that aren't terrorists, rapists, killers, there's a bizarre civility to the whole process where it's a game of sorts. We're like, okay, you got me. Now you got to prove I did it.
Yeah.
I'll pretend I didn't do it. Very civil. And, you have to dot your fucking I's and cross your T's and shit like that. This, you can't do that. You can't afford to do it anymore. I'm sorry. Like now people have to move on half and quarter information
Yep.
because if you don't, who knows what fucking happens.
And aside from serial killers, you usually don't get the opportunity with other criminals to collect information before the crime is perpetrated.
Exactly.
It's very hard
Because it's
to...
a conspiracy, so
Yeah,
it is easier
yeah.
to catch these guys. It's not an act of passion or crime of passion. They've been working on it for weeks, months, years. in
And
some
thank
cases.
God it usually does leave a huge paper trail or
They said in
too
Denver,
many people know.
or where I don't know where he rented. I guess in Denver is
Yeah.
where he rented the hotel room where he cooked up
Yeah.
the ingredients, and they said they were able to go into the exhaust system and pull off layers of whatever the fumes,
the residue of the chemical.
residue.
Wow.
And right
The
then and there,
acetone
I
that
was
he was
like, I
using,
gotta
yeah.
start
That's
smoking
some
weed
CSI.
outside. They'll come into my house and be like, we found a
Imagine
rest.
if they go through Kevin's computer, like, why are you on submityourx.com? Why were you looking at fecal matter at a 1x1? Why were you staring
and
at
apparently
it?
you're moving mass quantities of marijuana back and forth because this thing reeks.
But you're not a terrorist, so that's fine. You're free to go.
Am I a terrorist? No, you're just a very disturbed individual.
Yeah,
and
you're
we
really
wanted to bring
sick.
that out in the light. Show
Really
people so
disturbed.
they stop thinking about those bodies coming home from Afghanistan.
Yeah, it puts us in a very weird situation. And with Obama and the new attorney general and everything, it's kind of... I'm just not an Obama guy. I've never been a Democrat or liberal guy. And I just see like a weakening of it. I know that a few people were recently released from Guantanamo. And it's like, you know something? I just heard that 25 or 30 people were released from Guantanamo. Could you please somewhere print what they were doing, why they were there? I want to personally know who is getting the fuck out of there after they've been held so long. Maybe it is some guy that's like, hey, dude, I was buying some fucking cigarettes, and this guy with a George Bush mask comes up and grabs me and threw me in Guantanamo Bay. Or, maybe this guy on some weird technicality thing, they're like, well, we think it is, but...
This
I
is
want
how
to know
I
what he
sleep
did.
at night. When I think about stuff like that, I just
Smoke a
assume.
joint.
I remember when I smoke a joint, and I'm just like, you know what? They probably inserted a tracker deep into his rectum that he doesn't feel.
Oh, fuck. Didn't even think of
That's
that.
all I assume. I'm like, it's the fucking
He's
government.
low-jacked.
They're not going to let terrorists out.
Yeah.
They've got them covered. I
Not
imagine.
necessarily true, because you look at the way they're fucking prosecuting CIA guys now
I
for
know.
doing
That's another thing. Like under the Obama administration, with this fucking when they got it, when they're taking CIA agents, FBI agents that have been doing interrogations at Guantanamo and in Iraq, and then they're being ordered, they're being told by the previous administration what to do, how to conduct these interrogations, what information is needed, getting the information and using it and sharing it amongst the agencies, whatever they do now, post 9/11. And then the new administration comes in, and now you got to sit there and worry like, wait a minute, they're talking about bringing me up on fucking charges for interrogating this guy in a way that you don't like, but the administration before thought was fine? How do you even go to that place and I mean, really, how do you, as a president, as an attorney general, as a secretary of state, go to the people in this country and say you're even thinking that without the people going, look, motherfucker, all right, we had 9/11. Since then, they've thwarted a few things.
Yeah.
So if someone's got to get some water poured up their fucking nose to keep Windows on the World up, at some point, so be it.
All right.
But, yeah, I think there is a weakening going on as far as the intelligence,
you have
world
a bunch
intelligence
of people,
goes.
Everyone inhabits this planet. A bunch of Homo sapiens. Deep inside, we're all Cro-Mags. We all just want to beat the fuck out of each other. We just want to
Thank you.
act like very savage.
People
but
think we're Vulcans.
We put ourselves into we've kind of built ourselves with civility and laws across the land so we can act better than
We're
our
not
animal
that
forebears.
civilized.
And then you see it in moments like this.
Yep.
You just see violence, the violence that's inherent, and it's sometimes inexplicable. I read a story about this bear that they moved into the cage, and I guess in Japan or something like that. Two bears living together fine for years, or maybe it wasn't a full year, months. And then all of a sudden, the one bear starts tearing the other fucking bear apart. And it's like,
where did that happen?
Yeah, and everybody's like, why'd he do that? And it's like, because he's a fucking animal. That's what they do. They have no explanation. Because he doesn't sit there and go, oh, I might get caught. Or, I shouldn't do it. We had a great conversation one time. Or like, is there a heaven? Will I get punished for this? It's just a fucking animal, man. It's like all this other stuff we've assigned. And it really complicates a very simple issue. People can't understand motivations. There's no need to understand motivation. There's no motivation. They're fucking animals. Some people are broken. They're going to act like that.
And just the fact that you look back just a few tens of thousands of years, we're so short-sighted as far as time goes.
Because we're so proud of ourselves.
I know.
Look how far we've come in such a short time.
Look what we did. We've so outdone ourselves technologically. Compared to, I think, our ability to soak it all in, for the most part. As an animal on this planet, we are so fucking short on the evolutionary scale. Oh, we got our big brains and we got our thumbs and look at us, wow, we're amazing. But there is still something in us that when we look at people, especially different people, we want to smash their fucking heads in.
Or if you're not feeling violent toward them, you feel at least suspicious.
Suspicious. There's something. And it's the wolf going around and making that weird little thing and putting his ears back and looking like... kind of look. We do the same
And I got
fucking
news for you.
thing.
It's not racially bent, dude.
No,
it's white people, black people, Asian people.
Right.
It's strangers.
It's who you are. And if you
That's how an
notice-
animal reacts to strangers.
Yep.
They kind of take a step back or they brace themselves. And we live in a civil world, so we think we could just put our hand out and be like, hello,
It
how are you?
doesn't
And somebody
work
can
that
sometimes
way.
just fucking knife you.
And we love, like, I think we love forcing people to believe that we're a lot more social within each other than we really are. If you look at your group of friends, they mostly compose of people like you, you know? They're of the same basic race, background, things like that. It's just, I don't know what, but that's just the way it is. I think you're more comfortable in that surroundings. Not everybody.
I think
and
it
I
has
think a lot
more
more
to
people.
I think a situation like that has more to do with nurture versus
Nurture
nature.
versus
I think,
nature?
Yeah,
Do you-
if you
really?
grow up in a mixed race community, you're absolutely comfortable being around mixed race people or people who aren't necessarily look exactly like you. I think if you I grew up in the kind of lily white suburbs of New Jersey. I didn't know any black people until I got older and stuff because our town would. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. One time I talked about my hometown affectionately in Time magazine. And I referred to it. I was just like, I came from a white trash town, but I was being very affectionate. I was referring also to myself as white trash. Article comes out. Town holds a meeting about what they should do to react to this blatant slander. Meanwhile, I grew up in the town and was called fucking white trash because I lived downtown instead of uptown. And then I got fucking persecuted for saying that by people who lived uptown. Yeah. It was so weird,
I've called Long Island white trash all the time. I laugh when people say it because I am.
And it's
Long
not,
Island white trash.
I mean, people, I guess, take that as an insult, but
Yeah.
it's just, maybe I meant working class or blue collar, but to me, that white trash, same thing.
See what the fucking mayor of Newark was doing with with
It was
Conan?
awesome.
Holy shit.
Conan I made a joke on the show where
It's
he
a
goes
funny
like,
joke, too.
there's the healthcare, you're talking about a new healthcare system in Newark. It's that mayor's going to buy a ticket to send you out of Newark.
to leave Newark.
That's
funny.
And so the mayor of Newark put up a video on YouTube where he was just, they say it's a bit comedic, but a little broad, but essentially his message was just like, by the powers invested in me as the mayor of Newark, you're on the no-fly list at Newark Airport.
He's like not allowed into
You're not
Newark.
allowed into Newark at all.
It was kind of funny, though, because he's going like, let me tell you about Newark. Newark is growing. Our crime rate is going down. It's like, dude, it's fucking Newark.
Newark
Stop
sucks.
it. Just stop it.
It's got the rocks.
Until it becomes
it's the home of the Devils.
something else. Maybe it's changing. Not quite
You
yet.
go around the Prudential Center, dude. It's really safe, really nice, and it'll just extend out from there. They haven't had anything there in a long time.
Yeah,
So
but they
now
also
they've got
have
something.
from the train station in Newark. They also have a walkway where you don't have to actually go on the street to go to the Prudential
exactly.
Center.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Bulletproof fucking
Yeah,
tunnel.
they do. You walk over the road all the way to there.
It's nice. Newark's not as bad as people say, man. You know what's not as bad
You're
as
such
people
a
say,
Jersey
too?
guy. I love it.
I am.
fucking
I gotta
you know what it is,
apologize
though?
for it. It's not
You're
as bad.
You're
I've
a jug handle, no left turn making motherfucker.
I am a jug handle man. So weird being other places. And I turn right on red all the time.
I know. I get fucked up in California and New York.
Oops. So weird, particularly in New York. Like when I was out here shooting all summer, I would always lurch, and then somebody would be like, New York. I was, fuck.
And then when you do it, you go, well, I'll just tell the guy, look, I'm from New Jersey. You're allowed to do it there.
Yeah,
like they're going to go,
I
yeah.
tried
Well,
that once
here's your
at the
New York
library.
ticket.
That corner of the library is where they sit and catch people all the time. They did that to me. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm from New Jersey. We can turn right on red.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I don't care. You're in New York.
Yeah. It's the only way you learn. We're running out of time. Wow, what a day. This really
is the
flew
show
by.
ending?
Yeah, it really flew by today, didn't it?
Yep.
Yes. Plugs. I'm very neglectful as far as that. That's something
Come
Opie,
see me. Come
Opie's
see
very
me
good
in,
at remembering to plug people's games.
Barnes and Noble.
I just sit there and
When are you
laugh.
at Barnes and Noble?
Where
I'm
are
at Barnes
you?
and Noble today. It's 7 o'clock down in Union Square in New York City.
Kevin's signing the edition of his paperback edition of his book.
Signing the new book, the Shooting the Shit with Kevin Smith.
Oh, this is a new book?
Yeah, it's brand new.
Oh,
one.
Shooting the Shit with Kevin Smith.
It's based on the Smodcast.
Okay,
yeah, it's
cool.
all the Smodcast that we kind of transcribed them, and they're very funny. It's a read,
cool,
actually,
man.
more so than just listen to.
I'll keep that next to my shitter. I like
That's
that.
a total shitter
Good
reader,
shitter
dude.
book.
It is. It's one kind of thing where you're like, and sometimes you're like, I shit in the first 30 seconds, but I'm going to read 3 chapters.
I'm just going to sit here until my legs are like baby fawns.
I enjoy
It's like
my
they're
own
just shaking.
smell. I smell like a woman's ass.
Chapter 3, you give a courtesy flush.
I mean, Danny, we were just talking about that the other day where you forget to grab your iPhone or something before you go to the toilet. And you're like,
Yes.
I was going to bowl. Like, you just bowl
You
a
can't just shit
shuffleboard
anymore, man.
No.
Now it's just like you got to bring in an activity.
Every down minute, man. Even if you're sitting, especially
Except
sitting on the
chicks, dude.
toilet.
Chicks get in and out. Chicks have no fun in the bathroom. They
None.
go,
Yeah.
they're ashamed of their poo, they flush it and quick run out.
You never
A
see a
dude
chick
goes
with
in
butt
there,
hickey.
same thing. Never see that?
Yep.
But it's
Yeah.
butt hickey.
It's fucking.
But you're right, dude. There's not a time I go in the bathroom I don't have something in my hand. An iPhone, fucking computer.
You forget how boring shitting actually is.
Totally. And then when you're stuck there with nothing, you're like, this sucks.
The old days, what'd you do? You
Just looked inside the toilet and tried to make celebrity faces out of the lungs. Oh, look, Gene Stapleton. Jim, you're going to be where?
Well, season 3 of that premiere of that metal show is this
Yes.
Saturday night, 11 o'clock on VH1 Classic. Anvil's on, a 1-hour special we did with them. Kevin, did you see that movie, Anvil, the story of Anvil, about that metal band from the 80s?
The faux metal. It's a faux documentary. Or is it real?
It's real.
I've never seen it.
Dude, it's coming out on VH1, but it just came out on DVD. It's phenomenal.
And it's, what are they? Speed metal, black metal? What?
No, they were just like a
regular metal
thrash,
band?
like Anthrax, Metallica. They started at the same time, early 80s.
And this is a doc that looks back on. What is the thrust of the doc? Why is it so interesting?
The drummer and the guitar player, when they were 14 years old, said made a pact. We're gonna be a band. We're not gonna stop till we make it. They're in their mid 50s and they're still trying.
Yet they've
It's amazing.
Yet they've influenced every band.
Every band.
Like, every band
Yeah, they
says
put
they're
out
an
great
influence.
like thrash
And they've
albums.
never broken?
And they've
Never broke.
made-
They were at the top, like with Metallica, Anthrax. All those bands came out. They were right there, and those guys just took off, and Anvil just went nowhere.
And it has a metal name, dude.
Yeah.
Anvil.
But
And
unfortunately, it's the name that like sinks as heavy as an anvil.
And their signature song is "Metal on Metal," and it's just a great song. But and they're in their 50s, and they work day jobs like delivering food, and then they're doing these. It's an awesome.
And the dream
movie.
is alive still.
And then now
Keep the
they're at the
dream
point
alive.
where they just opened for AC/DC at Giant Stadium. There's the whole stadium tour because the movie's just taking
I
a
was
whole
going to say,
other
like after this movie airs, then their dream
Which is
will come
kind of
true.
odd
Yeah.
that not making it has been the fuel for them
They're
to
like,
make it.
had we ever known, all we had to do was subject our dignity to a TV documentary.
And you know what
we'd be
happened was
famous.
when they were like 17 years old, this kid over in England, they're doing a marquee in London. This kid comes backstage, a big fan. He goes, "I'm a big fan of you guys. I'll show you around London." They're like, "All right, yeah, sure." And they went with this kid, and they go, "You know what? You're a cool kid. If you want to be our roadie, be our roadie." The kid was a roadie for him for a year. The guy they lost touch with him. He wound up being a director. This guy, Sachi Gaversa or something like that. He wrote The Terminal, the Tom Hanks movie.
Oh, really?
And a couple other movies. He went to Hollywood, became a big screenwriter.
Big star.
And then 3 years ago, he goes, "You know what? Whatever happened to that band Anvil?" He looks him up. He's like, "Holy shit, they're still together."
So he did the doc?
He did the doc. He calls him up. He goes, "Hey, Lips, the singer." He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "We're still trying to make it. I'm 53. He's like, "Holy shit, this is a documentary."
That's awesome.
We made
I'm
that
totally-
pact.
When does it air? When's that airing?
It's this week, I think Saturday night, right before on VH1 Classic.
It's great.
Anvil Story Anvil, but it's just out on DVD. It's an amazing movie.
and it's on DVD as well.
Yeah, it's on
so
DVD.
That's where I could look for it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And then I'll be at the Improv in Cleveland tonight through Sunday.
And I'm going to L.A. I got a bunch of shows on sale, but next week, not this weekend, the following weekend, Friday and Saturday, only the Denver Improv. I had to cancel Thursday because I'm doing Leno next week as well. So.
Oh, look at you.
Little
How many have you
drop-in
done
some stuff
so far?
there.
How many have you done? I saw you when you were doing the first one. How many have you done now?
Just the one.
Just the one?
Yeah,
How was
doing.
it?
It was all right.
Oh, it was great.
No, it's
Shut
fine.
up.
It was good.
Oh, your teeth, your smile, you looked fantastic. Jim.
It was fine.
His mother calling was hysterical.
Really?
You
His mom
look
called her?
great. You're so handsome.
Yeah, they showed you nice teeth.
So good to see you.
He had a nice shirt on.
Yeah, everything. He was well dressed. Everything wonderful.
He looked
All right.
happy.
Yeah,
We got 1 minute to wrap up.
We're
Less.
drastically out of time.
Bye.
Okay. No.
What?
I'll wait. No, it's okay. Well, tomorrow I think is David Duchovny tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, David Duchovny tomorrow, and Opie will be back. He's got a sore throat. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you tomorrow.